Oh! Oh, he's done well to change the boundary. Oh, he's put it down. Oh, bowling!
Hello guys, welcome to the 18th match of the IPL 2023. So Somesh, how are we feeling today? Punjab, Gujarat.
All well. Seems like a light day.
Yep.
I mean, a day where we can afford to give Avnish an off. तो आज भाई chill मार रहा है और हम आज यहाँ chill मारेंगे.
Correct.
So guys, we want to do an experiment today. We will do this watch along in English as much as possible. We want to blend in. Good day when we don't have our elite English speaking boy Avnish here, so we can maybe go back and do some Bollywoody stuff.
Yes.
Let's see.
Yep. तो क्या लगता है आपको आज?
अरे बाप रे, एकदम जज्बाती बदल गया. Yeah, I think big advantage to Gujarat.
Correct.
Because they just love chasing. And how lucky is Hardik Pandya with tosses? Yeah, he just ends up winning tosses left, right and center.
Was actually looking at that. मतलब 11 matches में 10 जीता है while chasing.
Yeah.
And 18 matches में 9 जीता है while defending. So of course it's not like 9 out of 18 is bad, but
Yeah.
then यहाँ पे तो 90% से ज़्यादा matches जीता है उन लोगों ने. So it's clearly what they prefer. Miller भी अच्छे फॉर्म में. तिवाटिया always does तिवाटिया things. राशिद भी मतलब मार सकता है, 1-2 छक्के चाहिए तो it's looking good for them. Vijay Shankar also coming into form with it.
Yeah.
वो भी काफी
The
सही.
interesting thing to look at it is maybe if we can have the playing 11s of both teams. The interesting thing from Gujarat's perspective is कि अब अभिनव मनोहर नहीं है इस मैच में.
हाँ.
Because he's in the subs, but I think most likely they will bring in Vijay Shankar because he's more in form and he has been playing more often. From Punjab's lens, I don't like the move of basically bringing in Rabada instead of Ellis. Ellis is a much more complete T20 bowler than Rabada. So, yeah, I mean, and I think in the second innings, it's an easy choice. They can bring in Rahul Chahar in.
Yep. Agree with you. And वो Ellis की जो आपने बात कही, I'm completely on board with that. Because एक तो रबाडा ऑफ लेट क्या मतलब हो गए 3 साल है, मतलब उसको आईपीएल में अच्छा किए हुए. एंड नेथन एलिस ने जो डेथ बॉलिंग की थी, which is what they were lacking. अर्शदीप के अलावा उनके पास रबाडा धवन एंड that's pretty much it.
Oh, ball. Let's see how Prabhsimran goes. I mean, he was bamboozled by Bhuvi's swing in the last game.
Correct. And पिछले seasons maybe the one thing that Prabhsimran struggled against was high pace. जब भी मतलब तेजी से हार्ड लेंस पे बॉल आती थी, he looked very uncomfortable. So let's see, मतलब फुलर लेंस पे रहेगा तो he's already shown drives हो या लॉफ्ट करना हो, he's already good with that. So yeah.
Hello Nandlal. Oh, Rashid holding his hand. क्या हुआ भाई? जोर से थ्रो फेंक दिया क्या?
ओ भाई बोला मैंने यार, मतलब
ये तो बहुत ही इजी हो गया
यार. सीधा मतलब आते ही विकेट गवा बैठा. चलो कोई नहीं. Matthew Short will come in. That's also another player.
Yeah, this is a very tame dismissal.
Yeah. मतलब पिछले seasons में भी this was sort of his undoing. जहाँ पे लेंथ पे हार्ड लेंथ नहीं तो गुड लेंथ पे बॉल डालते थे and that's it. He just didn't have any answers. Check drives ऐसा कुछ था नहीं उसके पास. आज भी sort of similar. He was stuck in and yeah.
Yeah, this is one of my pet peeves against Shikhar Dhawan, that he doesn't like taking strike. Last night, IPL 2020 के time पर भी, when he was opening with Shaw, and Shaw was clearly struggling in the first over, especially when they played Mumbai.
Correct.
Against Bolt. And I was of the opinion कि भाई तुम्हारे young partner को थोड़ा help करो यार. I mean, just take strike, ease some burden. But I don't know what the logic there is. People might say कि कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. He'll take a single and the other person will have to face it.
Yeah, I mean,
but it's still psychological, right? Definitely. And even for India, if you remember the Champions Trophy final, when Amir ripped through Rohit early on, and I think there was one game in the 2016 World Cup, if I'm not wrong, or was it the Asia Cup when again Amir just took Rohit and Rahane early on, and I was like, भाई strike ले लो यार, तुम्हारे लिए थोड़ा easy रहेगा शायद.
But in those cases तो मुझे लगता है अगर वो भी strike होता है तो अगर उसको भी नहीं.
That is true.
But I understand the point. आज भी like Prabhsimran, especially when you know that he clearly has a weakness that Shami can exploit, तो यार उसी को ले लेना चाहिए था. Anyways, good opportunity. ओबे यार.
पिछले मैच में तो शॉट को देख के लगा नहीं कि ये ऑस्ट्रेलिया से आया है या हाई पेस खेल सकता है या प्रॉपर पेस बॉलिंग खेल सकता है. लेट्स सी व्हाट हैपेंस.
बट यार मतलब
Jansen dismissed him, right? If I'm not mistaken.
yeah, Jansen dismissed him. And BBL में लेकिन उसने बहुत ही ज्यादा सही किया at the top of the order. 7 साल से खेल रहा है बंदा, लेकिन पिछले 2 सीजन में उसको प्रमोशन मिला था. पहले used to bat at number 7, number 8. जब से ओपनिंग करने लगा for strikers at the BBL, काफी सही खेल रहा है. So I mean, I hope that was just an aberration and आज वो मतलब he you know sort of get back to his natural self. Let's see.
Yeah, I mean, actually पंजाब का last match तो किसी को ध्यान ही नहीं होगा until unless Dhawan का knock starts good shot because it just happened after Rinku Singh. So everyone was in the Rinku bubble,
including the Punjab batters. वो भी शायद वही सोच रहे थे
किया क्या है बंदे ने यार.
वही
Rinku Singh, he's a Singh, he should be playing for us. क्या चल रहा है ये?
Yes. The outcast says seriously Mohit Sharma over Shivam Mavi. What a GT man has been smoking. तो यार as far as we know Shivam Mavi भी थोड़ा injured है.
अरे outcast को बात हुई थी नेहरा जी से, उन्होंने मंगाया है कुछ वहाँ.
हार्दिक पांड्या भी लगता है कुछ.
मोहित शर्मा हिमाचल से है ना? नहीं, हरियाणा से. बट आई थिंक हरियाणा के पास हिमाचल है और यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड अच्छा माल आया होगा. और
हार्दिक कप्तान है तो मतलब
ओह शॉट
नाइस.
व्हाट अ शॉट बाय शॉट.
विक्रमादित्य अग्रवाल सिंह रबाडा इज देयर टू गेट किल. क्यों, ऐसा कुछ मैचअप है क्या रबाडा वर्सेस गिल? आई डोंट नो.
Anirudh, I mean we need you.
Yes.
What is the matchup for Rabada against Gill? While we can check that on the cricket.com app. Oh, nice, Nandal. So maybe you should recommend us to your students.
Oh yeah, definitely.
After they're done with their studies, they should be watching us.
Yes.
But that's excellent to know. Yeah. So I'm assuming this is from an entrance perspective, right?
Yeah, JEE NEET likha, I would imagine exams and all of that brings back a lot of not so great memories. तो यार क्रिकेट की तरफ ही हम लोग. मैं आपको क्या लगता है अभी, like given that Shivam Mavi was slightly injured तो वो available था नहीं, यश दयाल को अभी हम लोगों ने ड्रॉप किया presumably, तो आपको क्या लगता है, like was that the right call to do? Like, how do you look at it?
What are the other options? I think Mavi is injured.
Yeah, Nalkande है, Darshan Nalkande.
Yeah, I mean that he's a left
right. नहीं, वो भी right ही है.
Oh, I'm confusing him with someone.
Yash Dayal left and Darshan Nalkande right. But एक चीज मुझे I'll just have to point out about Yash Dayal is there is a very thin line between backing someone and giving someone who's very low on confidence another chance. So the team might be very open about such things and they would want to back players, but when you get hit for 5-6s, even the best of bowlers lose confidence. तो ऐसे टाइम पे मतलब थोड़ा एक मतलब taking a step back and थोड़ा सा ब्रेक लेना बनता है. तो I understand why Dayal has been left out, so I wouldn't call it a drop. So देखते हैं उसका क्या होता है.
Yeah, Ben Brown, Punjab fan from Canada.
Oh wow.
So Ben, yeah, I mean, but Shami, if you remember last time these two sides met, Livingston just ripped into Shami, but today there is no Livingston. So yeah. Maybe Matthew Short will have to rip into Shami.
And Livingston also ripped into Rashid Khan. और आज उसको कौन handle करेगा मुझे
that is because I think let's see how Jitesh tackles him.
Yep. Jitesh.
And I think Shahrukh Khan के लिए, I mean,
नहीं भाई, शाहरुख से मत.
Things are growing thin for him. Patience would be running out.
Definitely. And also I wouldn't be surprised if they sort of save Rashid for the latter half of the innings, because
I mean that's what they've been doing in this season.
Correct.
They've started to use Rashid as a death bowler.
Yeah. And Shahrukh has a very clear weakness, मतलब known weakness against spin and leg spin in particular. पिछले मैच में भी तो वो मयंक पारकरे को आउट हुआ था, तो देखना बनता है कि आज कैसे खेल पाएगा वो वहाँ पे. Samish says this IPL is legends IPL. Legends like Mohan Lal, Piyush Chawla, today Mohit Sharma.
I think Mohit Sharma and Ashish Nehra played together in CSK if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
So maybe
true.
Yeah, I mean ये सब impact को भी नजरअंदाज नहीं कर सकते. You can't ignore all of this.
Definitely.
Oh, good shot.
And in fact, in one of GT's interviews, मोहित शर्मा ने ये सेम चीज बोला था कि उनका और आशीष नेहरा का केमिस्ट्री है, दे आर क्लोज टू ईच अदर, तो वो कनेक्शन है, तो इसीलिए इनके पास भी ज्यादा क्लैरिटी है इन टर्म्स ऑफ व्हाट द टीम इज एक्सपेक्टिंग ऑफ हिम. तो इसीलिए ये सारी चीजें जो behind the doors होती है वो हमें समझ नहीं आती. It's very
Yeah.
easy to just look at numbers and say कि ये अच्छा है वो बुरा है.
Hmm.
So yeah, we can't. We've already seen Rahane at CSK और उसने क्या किया है.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why.
And GT has always been a very CSK like
Exactly.
team.
Yeah,
I mean, always
yeah.
been तो मैं ऐसा बोल रहा हूँ जैसे 10-15 साल से है, but
But
still.
yeah, जितना देखा अभी विजय शंकर,
Yeah.
the way they backed him and
Hello,
the way he
Tanmay.
scored. Hello. Yes. And what do you think of Josh Little? मतलब आपको क्या लगा अब तक जो 3 मैच खेला है उसने?
ठीक है. I mean,
मीम बन सकता है इसके ऊपर, मतलब कुछ भी नहीं है, अच्छा बुरा कुछ नहीं है, बस.
यार एक्चुअली ठीक ही है, मतलब ना अच्छा ना बुरा. He's been decent for them.
बट मार तो खाया है बंदे ने यार, मतलब पहले मैच में 41, लास्ट मैच में 45.
Yeah, so far I mean Josh Little को देख के मेरे को ऐसा लगा कि he can be replaced by a domestic pacer. You don't have to.
Yeah.
I mean, not an overseas spot worthy.
Understood, yeah. And also Yash Dayal जो last season का उसका जो form था was definitely a significant upgrade over Josh Little. It's unfortunate कि वो form he's not been able to replicate due to his injury and he's also making a comeback. But हाँ, I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
मतलब
even actually see if Mohit Sharma works for them and when Shivam Mavi returns.
तो Little को तो वो.
But yeah, I mean कोई और left arm pacer रहेगा नहीं and they would want that variety.
Maybe.
वो भी एक reason.
तो अगर दयाल थोड़ा फॉर्म में आ सकता है या फिर कुछ होता है तो maybe on that. Probably Little.
And things have been very difficult for Dayal because in the first 2 games he just bowled 1 over each.
Yeah, yeah.
He did not bowl up front maybe.
और वो भी 10 से ज्यादा दोनों ओवर में.
दोनों ओवर में गए 10 से ज्यादा, but he just bowled 1 over. Oh shot यार.
भाई साहब मतलब insert an Akash
Languid.
Chopra dialogue, मतलब क्या था ये भाई. Wow, some shot. Crazy. So yeah, and another thing I don't think outside Dayal and Little उनके पास left arm pacer तो कोई और है ही नहीं. So that's yeah. But
so yeah, I mean I think there's a stat waiting for us.
Oh yeah. Pranav also saying Rabada versus Gill in T20s, 29 runs, 37 balls, dismissed twice. यार 37 balls मतलब इतना बड़ा sample size नहीं है यार, मतलब.
But still 29 runs of 37 balls. So,
Gill anyway starts slow यार, I'll give him the benefit of doubt.
But this is too slow.
Yeah. अभी he's also picked up pace ना, like previously that was the case with him, वो बहुत धीरे start करता था. Let's hope that won't be the case this time.
Kamal Lajawab Rahul. Punjab panicked with selection after 1 game. I think there is only one question mark. Picking Rabada over Ellis.
Yeah.
Rest everything I think is consistent.
Yeah. वही Ellis पिछले मैच में थोड़ा तो मार खाया था तो.
Yeah, but before that he has been great.
Dude, after that 4-4 versus RR, I really thought that he made himself undroppable.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
death bowling हो या middle overs में हो, काफी सही उसने किया था.
Actually, issue ये हुआ है कि Punjab, because of last game and even last to last game, they feel that their batting is a little vulnerable.
Okay.
And they want more support in the batting department.
You're saying looking for...
Not just that. I mean, they don't really have to play both Short and Bhanuka, right?
Okay.
Ooh. Today in this game, they have Rishi Dhawan batting at 10.
Yeah, yeah.
Rabada 9. I mean, Rishi Dhawan 9, Rabada 10, or either. Or they're batting till 10. So they just want to fill their team with batters.
Fair. और रबाडा की bowling तो मतलब यार वही जैसे पहले कह रहा था, मतलब एलिस जब अच्छा कर रहा है, when he is in good form, जब विकेट ले रहा है तो यार उसका खेलना बनता तो है. And Pranav says Rabada playing ahead of Ellis.
Yeah, but I think even Ellis can bat. ये reason नहीं होना चाहिए.
Yeah, that can't be a reason. It's not like Rabada can add so much value with the bat. ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा एक चौका एक छक्का मार लेगा, but bowling में उससे ज़्यादा runs देता है. तो net तो negative ही रहेगा वहाँ पे. More Dhawans are good for the team. I don't think. Yeah, and also
I think Punjab का जो song है वो change होके ये हो जाना चाहिए. धवन करेंगे. Nicely done. And also with Rabada, there's also the price ना कि 9 करोड़ दिया है बंदे को, उसको bench पे थोड़ी ना रखेंगे. Simon Dole had made that statement ना कि teams usually look to play their most expensive 11 and not their best 11. So this could also be a case of that कि Rabada है, मतलब बड़ा नाम भी है तो they want to field their most expensive.
Yeah. तो वो होता ही है हमेशा. अभी शाहरुख को भी इतने मैचेस दिए तो हैं. It's not like he's done much.
Yeah.
In fact, domestic season में भी उसका फॉर्म कुछ खास रहा नहीं है. But yeah, let's see how both of them go today.
Chancing choker PBKs.
As an RCB fan,
Punjab, SRH, I don't know. I mean, I don't get these sides. They panic too soon.
Yeah. यार SRH तो मतलब सीजन से पहले ही पैनिक कर गई. मतलब
वो तो पैनिक में ही शुरू किया मतलब. अभिषेक शर्मा को ड्रॉप कर दिया यार. मार्करम से पूछा था प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में कि क्यों ड्रॉप किया है. His response itself
it was very
was like कि भाई समझ में आ रहा था कि बस बना के बोल रहा है.
like very random.
Yeah.
कुछ भी.
He was not match ready. We need more time to be match fit. काय का मैच में एक मैच में तो वो फिट था.
और यार मतलब वाटर बॉय की तरह उसको पिच पे भगा रहे हो तुम लोग, तो अगर उसके लिए अगर वो कर सकता, he was the drinks guy, पूरा वेस्ट पहन के आ रहा है. And also the player they choose. Okay, we've got a stat for you guys. In the IPL, the last time Mohit Sharma played a match was in 2020 against Punjab. In his previous 4 games, he's played for 4 different teams. Oh wow! Punjab in 18, CSK in 19, DC in 20, and GT in 23.
Shot.
Wow, man. Chalo. And if I'm not wrong, the Punjab in 2018 is the game against CSK, jahan pe he defended against Dhoni. In the last over, they needed 14 runs and Dhoni couldn't score those runs. So and CSK ने उसके बाद ले भी लिया उसको कि भाई तू आजा, तो धोनी को अगर डिपेंड तो धोनी से डिपेंड कर पा रहा है, तो आजा हमारे साइड ही आजा तू. Which is something CSK does, huh? Dubey ने 20.
Oh, so if he went to CSK after 2018, then probably him and Nehra would not have played together.
2015 पहले था ना, Nehra तब था 14-15 वाले seasons में वो दोनों साल.
Oh, shot.
Wow.
Oh भाई.
This is the shot of Adelaide strikers. बहुत very aggressive. Yeah, this is the person that everyone hoped he would be. Yep. In fact, शॉट के अलावा इनके पास बैकअप में और कौन है? सिकंदर रजा था जिनको आज छोड़ा है. Yeah. But again, like despite him having an amazing year, make no mistake, last year उसका बहुत ही ज़्यादा सही था across tournaments, across years. Yeah. But even then, यार IPL is a different baby. मतलब इतना आसान नहीं है यहाँ पे. So
that's true.
He is a team person and all of that. Yeah, I was actually very skeptical about his buy. कि पता नहीं मतलब, especially given that Punjab name, they didn't even fill all of their overseas slots. उन्होंने जो 8 slots है उसमें सिर्फ 7 players लिए. They didn't even buy another player. So 7 में से एक सिकंदर रजा को लिया था, तो I was very skeptical about this. But yeah.
And actually his bowling has been underused now because they already have 5-6 bowling options. So वो भी एक reason है.
Yeah. I in fact feel he can add more value with the ball than the bat. Bat में I don't know मतलब यहाँ पे कितना क्या ही कर पाएगा. And he's also not done much.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think Bhanuka Rajapaksa might be a good bet against Rashid Khan. Let's see, because he took down Sunil Narayan.
True.
So if someone has taken down Sunil Narayan, maybe they will back themselves to take down Rashid Khan as well.
Yeah. हो सकता है. Vidit says Mohali has big square boundaries. Rabada hitting the deck can be a lethal option. But then आज जो dimensions दिखाए थे, in fact they're using the cornermost pitch. तो उनका जो leg side boundary for the right handers from one end at least is like 54 meters. तो जो hit the deck Vidit कह रहे हैं, if Shubman manages to flick it, तो छक्का है भाई. And I agree with you, square boundaries काफी लंबे, and Chris Morris also alluded to the fact that there'll be a lot of doubles and singles and triples potentially even. But even then यार रबाडा के बदले मैं फिर भी एलिस को लूंगा. Because like Somesh said, Ellis is a much more complete player. वो middle overs में भी चाहिए तो लेंस पे डाल के middle overs enforcer का रोल भी कर सकता है. और डेथ में उसका जो यॉर्कर है, which is probably if not the best, is one of the best going around right now. बहुत बढ़िया slower ball भी है उसका. So yeah, surprising that he was dropped.
Wide.
वो short में अब तक little को face नहीं किया, नहीं तो little to short तो काफी मजेदार sentence है. Kamal Lajawab, Rahul Singh, shot looks good. Shaunak, if you could just go back. Yeah, maybe Rashid next. नहीं यार, Rashid को power play में तो I don't see them using. I don't see Hardik using Rashid in the power play. ज़्यादा बोल भी नहीं किया उसने पिछले मतलब 2 seasons में जब से उसने गुजरात join किया. For and understandably so, because death में भी उसका काफी सही performance रहा है. Even in the game against.
Oh, that's close. That's actually close.
Actually look very close.
Yeah.
Review ले सकते हैं इसके लिए, in fact. Like impact तो middle and leg में था, तो इसीलिए चलो review लिया है.
Let's see. So I think Alzari Joseph can be an option. Usually Alzari को they've used as a middle over enforcer and at the death.
Yeah. Alzari also has been in great form यार, मतलब उसको देख के बहुत मतलब.
Especially Delhi game. Yeah. He just rocked Delhi's board.
Yep.
Against CSK, they used him very well for Shivam Dubey.
Yeah. And they've also been very smart in terms of using their bowlers. So that's also been good to see. But Alzari again, great form. मैंने तो उसको अपने purple cap contender में लिया. So let's see क्या करता है. Oh,
I think umpire score पे बन जाए.
Height में.
Wow. Even going down maybe. height plus
true.
direction. Oh, inside edge.
Oh,
काम
hi.
कहानी खत्म हो
Yeah.
गई.
ये म्यूट पे देखने का तो एक और चीज है, ये तो पता भी नहीं लगता बैट लगा है नहीं लगा. चलो कोई नहीं. इसके अलावा और कौन है? The batting orders, what? 1 down Shot, 2 down Rajapaksa, 3 down Jitesh, 4 down Shahrukh. Sam's also there. They can also potentially send Sam up. मतलब
Sam Curran,
yeah. Last match में भी उन्होंने वही किया था. He can also take down Rashid. He's done that for CSK. In fact, CSK versus SRH. मुझे अभी भी याद है. मारा है उसने भी राशिद को हल्का मारा. So that also could be another option for them. Chandrakant Reddy asking if 200 looking on the cards.
Too early.
Yeah, very
Too early.
Because
guys, I mean, talking about what's looking on the cards, give us your prediction. I mean, if you're able, if someone is really able to give us a spot on prediction, we promise that there is a nice gift waiting for you.
Yep. अगर कोई अपना prediction मतलब 204 बोल के 204 होता है तो 100%. Yep.
And Chandrakant Reddy, I mean, let us know if you're a regular viewer because I'm reading this name for the first time. Which team do you support? And please subscribe to our channel and spread the word.
Yep. Going by stereotypes, I would just say SRH. Let's see. Yeah.
We have Veera Reddy, who's an
is that
SRH
a wicket?
supporter. Oh, that would be
That
out.
is man.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised अगर सैम को भी भेजे लेफ्ट राइट और एक पिंच हिटर, नहीं तो भानु का भी है. देखते हैं क्या करते हैं अभी. Jagmeet Singh Oberoi says this is the problem with Punjab. Ellis did nothing wrong and Rabada is in poor form. I sort of agree with that कि मतलब बिना मतलब के change कर दिया.
And if you think about it, take an example from Lucknow, Quinton de Kock versus Kyle Mayers. I mean, that is such a big difference. Quinton de Kock इतना बड़ा नाम है, and yet they're okay with having him on the bench.
Correct.
Because Kyle Mayers has done such a fabulous job. I know maybe after last game when Myers has now had 2 failures, although एक तो failure count होना ही नहीं चाहिए क्योंकि that came in Lucknow, which is not a pitch for batters.
Correct.
So technically सिर्फ एक ही failure हुआ है. So I would love them to give him at least one more chance. But I mean other teams can take a leaf out of it.
Yep. And Punjab अपने पिछले सीजन का ही गलती दोहरा रहा है. मतलब पिछले सीजन में भी राजापक्सा started off really well. जब बैट्सो आया तो उसको हटा दिया. And then फिर बैट्सो भी कुछ खास कर नहीं पाया तो जब राजापक्सा को वापस लिया गया था, again he couldn't sort of do it, replicate what he did in the beginning. So I agree with that.
Rajapaksa even now.
Yep.
See, this Punjab jersey reminds me of first season Royal Challengers.
Yeah.
I mean it's almost identical.
और जब इन लोगों ने पूरा चेंज किया था ना 2020 में, it was filled with XRCB players, including the coach Anil Kumble, Rahul Agarwal, Karun Nair. I'm forgetting more players. Chris Jordan जैसे लोग भी थे वहाँ पे. So yeah, it's very surprising. Their manager was also here.
Simple straight on. Hey, hi, I'm a first time viewer. Hi. Hello, Simple.
Yep.
So you support Punjab and CSK and Punjab?
I support CSK.
You support CSK. Punjab pressure now. So I'm assuming Punjab is in pressure.
Yeah. Keep doing the work. Thank you. CSK का तो लेकिन कल भाई मतलब MSD ने जो किया, that's
And actually, guys, I mean, if you really feel that Sandeep Sharma is the real hero of that game, go check out the piece that is on our app right now. It's an amazingly written piece. We also did an interview with Sandeep Sharma back in December when he was unsold. He was really heartbroken. But I mean, that piece really does justice to Sandeep Sharma's performance last night, which was top.
Correct. And it's so good to see him sort of, being given this chance and he making the most of it. Kamal Lajawab, Rahul Singh, based on till now, are GT and RR still the 2 best teams this year? Sure, in terms of results and in terms of simple tactics as well.
Yeah.
Like getting the basics right. Like
I mean, all we can say is them playing the final last season was not a fluke.
Yeah.
They do look like 2 of the, I mean, in fact, count even Lucknow in. These were among the top 4 sides last season and they just look like a class apart than all the other 7.
Agreed. They've got, I mean, again, like just what we were saying before, getting the basics right, it's something that sounds so like, simple and straightforward.
Yeah.
But it's like they say, common sense is not common anymore. So
Let's see. Let good over little आज हम उसकी बुराई कर रहे थे तो भाई अच्छी bowling कर दी बताओ. I think all we need to do is criticize. I'm pretty sure Prithvi Shaw will just
बस
score a big knock in the next game because
भाई नहीं यार नेक्स्ट मैच आरसीबी के अगेंस्ट है
भाई ठीक है ना
नहीं ठीक नहीं है कुछ भी ठीक नहीं है नहीं भाई नेक्स्ट मैच नहीं खेल मत खेल उसके बाद जो चाहिए कर ले भाई
the only player who hasn't delivered after our criticism is KL Rahul.
he's immune to anything and
Yeah.
everything.
He's like मैं सही हूँ.
That in some sense also speaks about his talent कि जो भी हो कि मतलब अगर उस वो जिद पे अड़ा रहा तो he has the talent to do whatever he wants. उसको पता है उसको नहीं खेलना तो वो नहीं खेलेगा वो बस करता रहेगा अपना जो वो करता है. But yeah, this has actually been a fantastic over just 2 runs.
So 4 overs, what 30?
29,
30 for 2.
Correct. क्या लगता है? Power play के बाद, I mean, power play के end तक.
I'm just thinking who Shami will bowl the next one.
Probably, yeah.
I think if you're asking for predictions, no better guy than Nikhil.
Yes.
Maybe if you can add him, he'd know better कि 6 ओवर के बाद कितने रन बनने वाले हैं.
Especially after.
अरे क्लीन शेव क्या बात है भाई धवन से इंस्पायर होके आपने भी सही क्या लग रहा है for what is your take on teams what is your take on the first 4 overs
मैं बोल रहा था क्लीन शेव तो है थोड़ा कलर भी किया है एमएस के बाद बट that is just prepping for a good visit next week but I think great start for Punjab despite the 2 wickets मेरे को लगता है शॉट का चलना काफी क्रूशियल है फॉर देम बिकॉज दे आर नॉट प्लेइंग अ बॉलर हु इज सपोज्ड टू बी प्लेइंग एवरी गेम एंड दे हैव बैक्ड एन आउट ऑफ फॉर्म गाय तो in that sense they need Matthew shot to get a big one and which is why this over from Joseph again becomes काफी critical क्योंकि रशीद को खेला होगा एडलेड में they played together तो अगर जोसेफ को निकाल लेते शॉर्ट बॉल पे तो then I think shot should be in for a good game and then they'll need 190. The pitch really looks good to bat.
These are the kind of nuggets that we get from Nikhil. Yep. Rashid ने short ने Rashid को खेला होगा एडिलेड में.
Correct. That's true.
Yeah.
But आपको क्या लगता है अभी at the end of the power play what are you looking at मतलब 50 तक पहुंच पाएंगे पंजाब वाले या
I think try तो करेंगे वो मेरे को लगता है 50 तक पहुंचे तो शायद एक और विकेट चली जाएगी. They'll probably be happier with 46 for 2 kind of score. कि आप अगेन ये भी डिपेंड करता है लास्ट ओवर कौन डालता है. अगर हार्दिक या कोई है तो आई एक्सपेक्ट देम टू गो हार्डर कि भाई फिर वहां पे आप 3 बाउंड्रीज ट्राई करो. पर अगर कोई उनका स्टार्टिंग स्ट्राइक बोलर बोल कर रहा है तो आई थिंक दे प्रॉब्ली जस्ट नॉट वांट टू लूज एक्स्ट्रा विकेट क्योंकि उनका बैटिंग इतना भी ज्यादा भरोसेमंद नहीं है एंड एवरीबडी इज वेरी हॉट एंड कोल्ड तो वहां से थोड़ा फिर नुकसान हो सकता है. अगर we know that's that right पावर प्ले में 3 विकेट घुस गए तो फिर इट्स वेरी हार्ड टू कम बैक तो आई थिंक रिस्क लेंगे पर होपफुली कैलकुलेटेड.
Joseph to short 31 for 2. Oh, clipped away. This will be 4. This will be 4. चलो finally.
बहुत ही ज़्यादा तेज है मतलब the ball just raced away.
Yeah, but the start has been pretty sedate. मेरे को वो भी last गुजरात और केकेआर का ही मैच याद आ रहा है. I mean even then Gill and Saha sort of started a little circumspect. मैं यहाँ सोच रहा था यार we should be having more energy पर फिर यार मैच ही ऐसा नहीं है कि एनर्जी आए कहाँ से आए थोड़े मारो यार.
नहीं आई थिंक शामी सर काफी अच्छे मूड में थे रन देने के. आई थिंक प्रभ सिमरन थोड़े अनलकी थे मतलब बहुत अच्छी गेंद थी यार शुड हैव बीन गॉन आउट ऑफ पंजाब पर हाथ में चली गई रशीद के क्या करें.
KL Rahul feels you looking nice Nikhil.
अरे थैंक यू सो मच सर. आई एम आल्सो ट्राइंग. लाइट चली गई है जनरेटर पे काम चल रहा है इसके लिए ऐसा सब दिख रहा है पर ठीक है.
4.4 35 for 2.
पर आज व्हाट डू मेक ऑफ द चेंजेस फ्रॉम आपने वो सुना टॉस पे जब हार्दिक बोल रहा है कि हु इज प्लेइंग आई डोंट नो.
And to be honest, like I understand he wants to sort of come across as being very laid back and everything, but यार ये तो मतलब कुछ ज्यादा ही हो गया.
ये नहीं हो सकता कि पता नहीं हो
मुझे पता ही नहीं है पेपर आ रहा है तुम देख लो भाई मतलब ऐसा भी नहीं हो सकता कि you just like I don't know पता नहीं.
I think this is an advantage which is seeped in Indian cricket. I mean even it began with Rohit as well. कि yeah, I'm forgetting one name. संजू का भी है ये, हार्दिक का भी. See, I don't blame them now. It's fine because भाई 2 शीट्स है, बैटिंग फर्स्ट, बॉलिंग फर्स्ट, बहुत दिमाग लगाना पड़ेगा. फिर गलत बोल दो तो भी लोग बोलेंगे. But in general, I mean, I think when he's playing for India or something, then maybe this won't. He'd know. And actually, the major point is कि it's not really कि he doesn't know. It's like कि प्लान बना है, पता है, वो लिखा हुआ है. ऐसा नहीं है कि मेरा इन्वॉल्वमेंट ही नहीं है कि भाई कौन खेल रहा है. Because actually to a viewer it will come across like this कि भाई इसको पता ही नहीं है कि टीम कौन.
And also one more thing is बात ये नहीं कि उसको याद है कि नहीं. Like you said, it's completely normal for someone to forget the names. It's also the way you put it. हाँ नहीं पता, वो पेपर में आ रहा, आप देख लेना. वो मतलब वो थोड़ा मतलब क्या भाई, IPL खेल रहे हो, 15 करोड़ मिल रहा है, थोड़ा तो मतलब.
Oh, shot भाई, finally.
बहुत तगड़ा शॉट, बहुत ही तगड़ा
शॉट ने शॉट पे काफी अच्छा शॉट खेला. सॉरी, ये इट वाज कमिंग.
Yes, it was
Short race without
Yeah.
three.
But I think ऐसे pitches is probably the ideal time to get some short scoring. क्योंकि थोड़ा हेल्प है अगर पिचेस में, तो आई थिंक फिर आप शॉट को बिठा के यू कुड प्ले सिकंदर एज वेल. और ऐसा नहीं कि उनके पास ओपनिंग बैटर्स की कमी है. तो आई थिंक ऐसे जब रोड है, प्रॉपर हाईवे है, तो वहाँ पे शॉट की वैल्यू आपको बहुत ज़्यादा दिखेगी. तो आई थिंक पावर प्ले वाला स्कोर इसी ओवर में हो गया थैंक्स टू दैट लास्ट बाउंड्री. अब लेट्स सी हु इज बॉलिंग द लास्ट वन. राशिद होंगे तो बहुत नहीं, लिटिल है, तो शायद 2 बाउंड्री टारगेट करके खुश होंगे कि 50 पे 2 सेटल.
And also about shot itself, आपको लगता है कि शॉट की bowling भी काम में आएगी? Like, do you think he'll get an over or 2 today? Because Raza's also not there. Like, are they looking at that? Do they have right arm off options? I don't think na. He's the only right arm off spinner they have today in the playing 11, if I'm not wrong.
हाँ, तो मतलब ऑप्शन तो है. आप साई के सामने, मिलर के सामने उनसे बॉलिंग करा सकते हो. और ऐसा नहीं है कि वो मतलब वो टाइडी बॉलर है. मतलब ही इज द फ्रॉम द मोइन अली फैमिली के वो एक जगह पे रहेगा. आपने मस्ती करी तो आप आउट हो सकते हो. मैं ज्यादा कुछ नहीं करने वाला.
बड़ी फैमिली का नाम ले लिया तुमने. मोइन अली तो मतलब ही इज अ प्रॉपर बॉलर. प्रॉपर.
ये इंग्लैंड को मत बोलो. इंग्लैंड ने बेचारे की प्रॉपर इन मुन्ना भाई लंग पे दुर्गति हो गई है बेचारे की कि बंदा नंबर 3 से नंबर 8 से नंबर 7 नंबर 6 जिसको जो वनडे फॉर्मेट में चलता है उसको फिट करने के लिए बेचारे को बहुत ऊपर नीचे करा है. एंड नाउ ही इज अगेन, नो वंडर ही वेंट आउट के भाई मुझे नहीं खेलना करके. तो
but even CSK is doing a disservice to him by batting at 5.
I think वो एक चीज मेरे जहन में थी काफी कि शायद शिवम को बहुत ज्यादा ही बैकिंग हो रही है एज कम्पेयर टू मोइन. पर मे बी द कंसर्न फॉर देम इज, अगेन ये मेरा अजम्पशन है कि शायद वो लोग शिवम में एक लॉन्गर टर्म प्रोस्पेक्ट देख रहे हैं. तो उनको चाहिए कि शिवम अगर उनके लॉन्ग टर्म प्लान में है तो यू वांट समबडी लाइक शिवम टू गेट गुड डिफिकल्ट ओवर्स गेम टाइम. क्योंकि नहीं तो देयर इज नो लॉजिक टू नॉट सेंड मोइन अली ओवर शिवम.
True. But wow, that's मतलब सुरेश रायना जैसे प्लेयर शिवम दुबे तक, that's a very unfortunate. Yeah. And our statsman.
Yeah, Nikhil, do you want to take Anirudh's comment? There's an aura of deception. But alfaz dekho yaar. Don't you think there is an aura of deception on this Mohali surface? There's a lot of live grass but no swing at all. It just comes beautifully. It just comes onto the bat so beautifully. यार थोड़ी swing तो थी यार.
Yeah.
I think मोहाली में आपको हमेशा ऐसा सरफेस ही दिखता है जो ऐसा लगता है न्यूजीलैंड से उठा के लाया है कि ग्रास दिखती है पर भाई ग्रास से बच गए. तो ग्रास से स्विंग नहीं हो रही है और पर फिर भी 1-2 ओवर तो स्विंग हो ही जाती है. तो आई थिंक दैट तो इज अ गिवन जो कि अच्छी बात है. पर यूजुअली हमने यहाँ पे देखा एवरेज स्कोर भी 180, 170, 180 के. तो रन्स हमेशा बनते हैं और यहाँ पे कैचेस भी काफी छूटते हैं क्योंकि लाइट्स काफी लो है. तो अगेन डिसेप्शन तो अभी जो लोग काफी टाइम से उन्हें तो भाई शॉन मार्श की बहुत सारी पाने याद होगी यहाँ पे. तो डिसेप्शन तो नहीं है. पर हाँ, जो लोग नए नए जुड़े होंगे क्योंकि बीच में मैचेस भी नहीं हुए थे वहाँ पे, तो वैसे आप सोच सकते हैं कि थोड़ा हाँ ज्यादा स्विंग होना चाहिए.
Definitely. And पहले 2 ओवर में जो मूवमेंट में था, इनफैक्ट like a lot of wickets go in the first 2 overs, even in the KKR game if you remember. Tim Saudi got Prab Simran out. So I agree with that. कि वो एक दो ओवर में of course वो ball खराब थी and all of that. That's a different thing. That's a different thing altogether. But हाँ ये I completely agree with Nick on that. पहले एक दो ओवर में जो मिलता है बस वही है. उसके बाद तो भाई मतलब it's all up to the batters कि कितना रन तुम लोग बटोर सकते हो.
बटो अरे क्या बात है यार, मतलब
Thank you.
देख रहे हो आप.
Thank you.
अरे शॉट को देख के ऐसा खड़ा है, सब देख के ऐसा नहीं लग रहा कि पेन कटिंग बैटिंग कर रहा है
यार बेन कटिंग मुझे हल्का मिचेल मार्श भी दिखा
हाँ
है
मिचेल
उसमें,
मार्श
यार।
भी
Wow,
शॉट है भाई
that's
डाउन
a
द
nice
ग्राउंड.
shot, yeah.
अभी तो शॉट ओवर पे खेल रहा था, अभी
वो
ओवर
लिटिल
पे
शॉट में लिटिल को मारा कुछ आप बनाइए इस पे puns whatever it is.
The little was a little short of the good length that he wanted to bowl, and hence shot was ready with his shot down the ground. सर टेक्स्ट कमेंट्री में हमने यही किया है. that is all that we did जब हम डोमेस्टिक मैचेस कवर करते हैं. तो यस,
Nice.
शब्दों का सही इस्तेमाल सीखे, हमसे सीखे.
And talking of little, आपका like Somesh and I we had a discussion on that कि मतलब what do you think of little? What is your opinion? Like आपको क्या लगता है? Does he have the ceiling to go do well in IPL?
हाँ बिल्कुल, क्योंकि एक तो मुझे लगता है ना लिटिल थोड़े अगेन स्टार्क फैमिली से फूल डालते हैं प्रॉपर नई गेंद से, जो काफी कम बॉलर यूजुअली अटेम्प्ट करते हैं. तो उनके साथ वो आपको हमेशा एडवांटेज मिलता है कि अगर ओ भाई साहब
वेरी टाइट सिंगल
Why would he even
हाँ.
attempt it? मतलब भाई
हाँ, गुरकीरत पाजी होते तो वी वुड हैव हैड अ रैंट 2 मिनट रेडी कि भाई सिंगल ए का कोई मतलब नहीं है एंड ऑल ऑफ दैट, बट व्हिच इज राइट ओनली. पर लिटिल का बस देखो पावर प्ले में तो डाउट नहीं है
कि भाई हम टॉप ले रहे हैं.
आई थिंक लिटिल की बात खत्म करने पे कि पावर प्ले में तो उन पे डाउट नहीं है. उनको स्विंग मिलती है, नहीं भी मिलती है, तो उनकी जो एक्यूरेसी है और स्पीड है वो इतनी है कि आपको चांस क्रिएट करके मिलता है वहां से. और उनका शॉर्ट बॉल भी थोड़ा डिसेप्टिव है. तो आई थिंक उनका यूसेज अगर सही किया जाए तो बहुत सारे वेन्यूज हैं, जैसे अगर समझो आप एडन गार्डन्स ले लो या आप चेन्नई भी ले लो, जब सेकंड इनिंग्स में भी स्विंग होती है थोड़ी देर के लिए नए बॉल से, जैसे कल हमने देखा. तो ऐसी सिचुएशन में बहुत ही लीथल ऑप्शन हो जाते हैं. और वैसे भी लेफ्ट आर्म सीमर्स काफी कम है सिस्टम में, तो डेफिनेटली गुड टेक.
क्या हुआ? Okay, with that we will just make our first substitution of the night.
Yep.
We'll have Akash and Vishan joining Nikhil, of course, and Chandrakant. Maybe you'll have better people to answer your question.
yes.
Yep, I've moved again. Yep, we are back. So Nikhil, how is it going for you?
So far so good. Couple of displacements, but that's all. बड़े शहरों में छोटे बातें होती रहती है. I'm talking about Punjab's wickets and not anything else. तो कुछ और सोचना नहीं. पर yeah, I think short, जैसे हमने we were just talking, I think short has gotten off to a really good start, which is very, very crucial for Punjab because they are not playing Nathan Ellis and they're playing an out of form Kagiso, who could, now that we've said he could potentially take a 3-4 for fun. And I think they'll even take this Rabada dismissing Gill. That matchup, if that works, I think Punjab will be like, job done.
They'll even take, I think at this point, Rabada dismissing Sai Sudarshan, or anybody for that matter of fact. Because a wicket is wicket, right? Gujarat can bat deep and we've seen what happens with that. But I mean, it's just a conversation that we were having out in the office. Do you think surfaces like Mohali kind of suit Matt Shot and they could probably use him on surfaces like that at home? We don't see that a lot in IPL, but maybe Punjab could do it, like just play him in home games and possibly say like Chinnaswamy, Wankhede, wherever it. No,
Yes.
Lucknow will actually be turning, right? So
Yeah. But then actually Lucknow also is a great place to try him out because he could give you good 4 overs if you are not sure of Sikandar Raza. So again, that is also a handy way to look out because most of the teams, as you see, they are very greedy that they bowl a few part-timers in the power play. and I'm not disrespecting anyone here. So in that case, you can get away with that 20-30 what Kyle Mayers did the other day. So I think that, and we were discussing the same thing, that Matt Shot could actually be a horses for courses road opener. That on every good batting surface you play Matt Shot, and if otherwise you have enough options to try out as a potential replacement for him. And there's Livingstone yet to get into this setup.
So basically, you're saying that he'll have a 500-run season in the PSL.
Yeah, he could have 1,000, and next year I think they are going to score 300.
This impact sub coming into the picture though has almost removed the opportunity for guys like Matt Shot to bowl. Though, I mean,
But
if
do not rule out Punjab's brains, please. Please do not rule out Punjab's brains. There are some things that, let's leave it at that.
we should have had Avnish sitting here today to discuss like Punjab brain, RCB brain in multiple times this season already.
Yeah,
Right,
I mean, there are two very specific moments that I feel are very mind blowing. One was Dan Christian bowling to Sunil Narine, which I felt was like, of all people on earth, if you felt that Dan Christian could get Sunil Narine out, then hats off to you. And let the one example is of the previous game itself when they pulled Anuj Rawat into the middle order, and they could have tried anybody else in the world at that position, but they still went with Anuj Rawat. So again, just some things are beyond understanding. And they played his next game as well in the middle order after trying him up and seeing him that he's not able to get going very quickly.
But those kind of things which we can't understand at all, I'm guessing that the team management has seen behind the scenes in the net, so some hitting ability which we have not seen happen at the ground, because we have to assume they're not complete, rubbish going on between their ears. So have to assume there is something that they have seen which we are not seeing yet. And one fine day when we'll see it, they will all say we told you so. But
Yeah, same. Maybe that's why Axel Patel is batting with a stump in the nets. And but
For
I
what?
still think he will connect though. But maybe Papa Ponting is viewing it very differently.
Oh no, but what makes you think he's even batting in the nets? Oh, and that's a wicket. He's got the big fish.
he's not playing in Lucknow. It's not happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually felt that Shot could play Rashid better having faced him. But I think that this was always a contest that was waiting to happen.
Mastery. I don't think he predicted a googly, and that was just through the gates.
Yeah, I think it also came in very sharply. I mean, before he could react, it just came into him too quickly for him to adapt to it.
Yeah, isn't that what makes Rashid probably you can at this point you can say the greatest spinner in T20 history? Because I don't think there's any competition.
I mean, there is competition. I think Narine is competition. At his peak, Narine was definitely right up there. Apart from Narine, I don't know if I would pick anybody, because Rashid is a high quality spinner. I don't think, forget whether it's spun quickly or slowly. Even if it's spun much more slowly, I don't think Matt Shot was putting his getting his bat to it, because he didn't see it. He didn't see the googly till it hit the pitch and turned. So
I don't think he even then saw it. He realized, it went past the bat. Oh, it must be a googly.
Oh, so you are saying Shot was short of time? Sorry.
When Shot came into bat, my thinking was you can use Shot in so many ways. It's a short ball and he smashes it. Oh, what a shot by Shot! Oh, Shot was short on time.
Yeah.
Again, there are so many
Or
ways.
shot of a fielder.
Correct.
Yeah.
Smashes it and falls short of a fielder. Plenty.
Ooh. Brilliant from Rashid Khan. Yeah, I think at this point we have something on Rashid. Maybe that will pop.
Batters, wow! Just look at those numbers. Incredible.
Ooh. I think there's some error in this.
Yeah. Yes.
There's some error, but there's.
Yeah.
It's like it's incredible to have only 1, 2, or literally he has like 3 peaks in T20s in a game that bowlers can easily be found out. So we had this conversation before. For you, what actually makes Rashid special? Is it
I know. Yeah, no, for me it's very clear what makes him special. It's the arm speed, being able to bowl that accurately, that quick. There are other bowlers who bowl quick. There are like even spinners who bowl quick, and there are spinners who bowl accurately, but being able to do both with a quick arm action when you have less time to read it. Because the fast arm action means you can't see it off his hands either, which is really what makes him what he is.
Interesting. So it's like sort of a Anil Kumble kind of analogy here. That
But Anil Kumble didn't have a quick arm action.
but
Right. And he didn't have a big googly either.
he didn't have a
So-
ball that turned that much as
Yeah.
well. But the reaction time for the batters were still lower than the other spinners at that time.
Yeah, but like I said, there are players who do different parts of it. Like Kumble could do parts of it, but which is why Kumble was not a great T20 bowler in the short period that he did play. You know, in this format, when batsmen are really going for you, yeah, I didn't mean it, but it came out in the short T20.
Yeah, and I think just to add to the Rashid bit, in the 2018 season, like fortunately was able to cover a few games from the ground. There was a game where Hardik was able to take him on and hit him for a few runs. And in the very next game that they played in Wankhede, Rashid had a very good day. So in the press, in the post-match conference, I asked him that it was just a week back that the same set of batters were able to play you so easily. So what was the minute change that you were able to do it so quickly? So he said, on that kind of wicket, I actually assumed that I should bowl good length and quick. But what I did not understand was that they were ready for it. And so they were able to get on top of me. But here, what he did in Wankhede, which is actually a tougher deck to bowl, he said, I actually went a bit more fuller because they were then waiting for the short ball, but they got the fuller one and they could not hit me out. So it's a very tough adjustment to do for somebody like him, who's predominantly somebody who's bowling very fast and into the stumps. So,
On
so
length
even so to change your natural length that quickly and get that results, those in that very short period of time, just tells you how good a master that Rashid is. So I think it's like Malinga. I'll compare him to Malinga, where you know what is coming, but he still finds a way to flummox you, and it's not easy to be 1 for 23 every game. And there are games where he takes 3-4 and just closes the game out for you. So I think that is, again, as he said, probably a few more years before he can challenge Naren, because Naren did it for fun for almost a decade, and Rashid is probably getting there. So I think that battle will be very interesting to see.
But I think with Narayan, he had that mystery element going on with him. But for somebody like Rashid, where you know that there are only 3 kinds of deliveries or 4 kinds of deliveries that he can bowl, it almost feels like, how can he be so special, even though the batters know that this is what they'll be expecting. So that's I think something that makes him special, because people actually know what he's up to. But Narayan, for a long time, I think people are still confused on what exactly he was bowling. Was he bowling a pace up or was he bowling a spin? I think still, if you ask Dhoni, I think he's still confused what Narayan bowls. So,
but I have to say one thing though, when we say the bit of mystery, wrist spinners naturally have a bit of mystery to them, right? Because the googlies can be tough to pick. Whereas for a spinner, the straighter ball is easier to pick. Ashwin's dusra you can see from a mile away, right? It's not like it's hidden. It's just that it's a variation. So what Narayan was able to do was both the variations without being seen, which was the special thing. Wrist spinners are able to do that more often than finger spinners in any case. So there is the mystery. We don't call leg spinners mystery spinners, but they are mystery spinners in their own way. Plus Rashid has these factors going for him, which nobody, how much ever you know it's going to be a leg spin or a googly, if it's coming at you fast and it's accurate with a quick arm action which you can't read off the hand, I mean, it's that is the mystery.
Yes, another great point. Just to add to it, I think a lot of people played off spin and people bowling quick off spin for a while. When Rashid came in, people were not used to facing that kind of bowling. So what happens is, as you say, most of it is muscle memory and instincts. So when you're not used to a certain kind of bowling, as Bishan rightly pointed out, quick arm speed, flat trajectory, that's not how leg spinners bowl. That's not how even Chahal bowls unless he's bowling to somebody else. So that is the difference, right? And that is what actually got him a lot of success. And then to be able to sustain it just tells you how much he's evolving as a bowler, because he had a slight dip last year as well, when, and he's always struggled against Chennai, but that was because Shane Watson and Raidu could sweep him. I don't remember too many people who were able to sweep and lift Rashid as clearly as those two. So I think he will be challenged, but as of now, there are very few people who can actually take him on. Abhishek Sharma is one of them, but sadly, he is not playing for Hyderabad.
I think Gaikwad also possibly one of the options because he also played him really well in that season. So, yeah, okay. We have a comment from Vijay. Goes on to say only one of them bowls legally.
Quick
Yes.
Also, Kamal's comment there, we noticed it, Kamal. Kamal says Short's innings was cut short
Cut short. Yeah.
by Rashid.
Yeah. Is this by any chance Nikhil's all profile?
If only I had so much time. If only.
Yeah, you never know with Nikhil. He has so much time. He watches like 8 games. You guys didn't know.
Why does Nick's look different today? His alt profile has shown up, it looks like.
No, there's a haircut, there's color, and there's clean shave. So, and also the light is not great because there is, yeah, I don't think you'll be able to see better. Maybe in the next innings when things are better, light comes back. Maybe you'll be able to see it better. Sorry.
Wow.
It's an ode to MS. So I wrote an article as well, which Akash has read already. So thank you so
Yes.
much for that. But yeah, I think it was a good time to just revisit some very good memories of MS.
Yeah, MS really this season, the guy is, his hand-eye coordination looks better than ever.
Yeah.
How is this the person who has not played cricket for a year? Yeah,
Yeah.
and who is 40 years old or whatever he is
Yeah.
now. It's
Yeah.
pretty 3 matches back to back. He's had a role to play in all of them, and he's shown
Yeah.
his incredible ability in all of them.
Yeah, and usually at the start of season, MS is very rusty because he hasn't got enough time. And he said that time and again that I need my body to play a lot of cricket. But this very season, he's looked out far more assured. To me, it was the 6 of Adam Zampa only that told me that he's prepared better,
Yeah.
because you don't see him take that risk at all. He'll
Mm.
go for the paddle, he'll go for a quick double or two, but to take on an Adam Zampa, good signs. Again,
And that's
expectations from a 40-year-old.
Yeah, the 6 of Mark Wood was the one that really shocked me. And it was quick and it was above his head. So you need to really control that ball to keep it from going upward.
Yeah, and actually, I don't know how many people again may have missed it, but I think MS is still one of the better pullers of cricket ball from India. You rarely saw him get troubled by short ball even away. So yeah, I think when he knows what is coming, I think he's at his best because he's not pre-made. And again, I think he said a very good thing yesterday in the press conference. Yes, post my presentation, that when Ravi Sasya asked him that you knew what was coming, were you thinking of something else? He said no, my strength is to hit straight, and that is what has worked for me, and I'll stick to it. If they keep bowling in good areas, good luck to them. I think it's just that honesty in that it's okay, I'll do what I do best, and that's what Sandeep Sharma also tried. And so kudos to Sandeep Sharma for being able to change the angle and get it right for him.
Yeah, massive. Not just change the angle and get it right, change the angle and get it right after bowling 2 disastrous wide,
Yeah.
getting hit 4 sixes. To do it after that was incredible. And if he had missed any of those last 3 balls by 5 inches, one of them would have gone.
Yeah, and that would have been enough.
Even the second delivery he bowled was a good delivery. To any batter, it would have been a good delivery. But because MS had that, he had it waiting and then he could flick it,
Yeah.
that went for a 6. Otherwise, that barely cleared for a 6. But that power and that hand-eye coordination, as Nikhil said, was
Yeah, but the low full toss is considered a good ball, and it was a pretty low full toss. Yeah.
Talking about keepers having a good form, Jitesh is just smacked Rashid for 2 boundaries. It's not something that we see every day, and almost a wicket. But yeah, I mean, things are looking good for Jitesh. So what do you make of Jitesh, the prospect? Forget Jitesh the player, Jitesh the prospect.
No, super talented. The guy's got a lot of shots and a lot of time to play them. And more important than everything, he's got a free mind and that go for it attitude, which we saw through last season. And and keeping all of this in mind, the first game that Jitesh played this year, I picked him over Prabsimran. And Prabsimran, not first game, maybe second game he played. When the one and Prabsimran scored the 60. in my fantasy team. I was gutted that day because it was between the two of them, and there was nothing between the two of them in my mind. Then I said, I backed Jitesh based on what he's done all of last year, but no. Prabhsubran killed it that day. I mean, great knock to him. And then he scored a couple of ducks or whatever he has after that. Two ducks? Two ducks since then?
Yeah, two ducks.
Two ducks since then, yeah.
So he's made up for that runs.
Yeah.
No, just when he's picked him, he's like, let me show you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What the-
that is a classic fantasy problem, that you pick someone, they'll not do zilch and they'll do zilch, and then the next game you drop them, they'll take 4, they'll take 100 catches, they'll score 10,000 runs also.
I didn't pick Prabhsubran though. The 2 games he scored ducks. I'm very happy that I said, no, I'm not picking him.
Yeah, same.
So is that why you pick 6 teams? Is
No.
that why you pick 6
So
teams?
that I make 11 and not 6, but
Oh, wow.
you have to try various combinations, because most of it is Jai Mata Di. There are a lot of catches dropped as well, so you have to try and cover for as many such Rahul Tewatia scenarios now.
Probably name a team JMD 11.
No, I am a true MS patriot in that sense. If it has to come, it will come no matter what. So we keep trying.
Right. Now,
Next. Sorry.
no, we just have a comment
Ah.
before going to. People try to lay out Rashid due to his name, which is the reason. Even Jitesh is showing he can be hit. Again,
Yeah.
it's that right. Any bowler can be hit and will be hit. That's the nature of the game. I think it's more like Jitesh had the self confidence. I think if you look at it, right, whichever batter has had success against Rashid, they've had like incredible self confidence. They know their game in and out, and they don't. That if you have that small doubt about your game, Rashid can eat you up. That's what he's shown. He's shown it with everybody. Even if you look at shot, right, he had that little bit of, I mean, lack of insecurity, like where the ball will land or how the ball will turn, and that showed immediately. That showed. So,
But you can't have confidence for the sake of having confidence.
Yeah.
You can only have confidence if you can pick the ball turning the other way. And if you can't pick it, it's better to be circumspect and not be confident. Because if you are confident, then it's being foolhardy. You will not last very long. So you have to have that ability to pick it and the ability to hit the big shot with it, the confidence, which is a very unique combination which Jitesh seems to have. Except when I pick him in my fantasy team.
Fair. I think Pranav had a great insight about Watson, as he said that you don't take Rashid on earlier, and then when it starts to get desperate is when you make the most of it. But again, I'll call it's a very privileged thing to do. That to be able to take on Rashid, it's not a luxury most of the times. Yeah, but interestingly, Joseph has bowled 3 overs, which is very, very surprising. I found, because you
And
don't see.
I mean, he was always reasonably quick, but I never have noticed Alzari Joseph to bowl 150 consistently. He has been regularly hitting 150 today, at least 149 to 150. I haven't seen that from him before, so I don't know what's different, or if it's me not being observant in the past, but I have not noticed Alzari Joseph bowling 3 back-to-back balls at 140 and 150 in the past.
I think Alzari did bowl a storm for JSK, and it's from that where I think a lot of confidence has come back into his game. And at this point, I think we had a suggestion for substitution from the manager, tactical substitution. Yeah, I think it's time for Nikhil. Yes, is that the comment? Yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot, Nikhil. And we'll have good. Yes, finally we have Paji here. Paji, what is your first opinion on the game?
I think Punjab are probably 10 runs short from where they would have wanted to be. This pitch looks to be a belter. 190 is something that Punjab would need. I don't know how Punjab are going to cover up, because they'll need one of these two and contributions from Shahrukh, who's not had a good time. It was very important for them that short bats through, because he I thought after Dhawan he was probably their best batter against the four pacers that Gujarat have. I'm a little surprised that Hardik's not bowling today. So uh, that's there, and
That
I'm a
could
little
have been
disappointed.
on.
Pitching outside.
Is it pitching outside? He looked very confident. If they didn't waste that review early on, maybe they would have gone for this. Would have been on.
And I'm a little disappointed that
The issue, yeah, go on.
Gujarat dropped Yash Dayal and played Mohit Sharma. Because apart from the last game, in the first two games, he only bowled an over each, and that was in the death. His strength has been bowling in the power play, as it was the case in the last season. So I felt, instead of going towards Mohit Sharma, who doesn't really add anything different in the bowling attack as what Shami, Joseph, or Hardik do, they could have stuck with Yash Dayal. It would have been a good sign of confidence for the youngster as well.
Hmm. As food for thought, what do you feel? Do you feel he's probably unlucky, or you say that no, he's had a bad start to the tournament, so it's a decision that they had to take?
You're talking about
Yes,
dropping.
yeah,
Yes,
dropping
yeah.
yes, yeah.
Yeah, see, I mean, in a tournament like this, it's not always possible to give you a long run,
Hmm.
right? You can't afford to go on a streak of 3, 4. I mean, a losing streak, because not everyone's Mumbai Indians to come back from those situations like they have in the past. So I can understand changes being made. I can't understand changes being made after one bad performance,
Hmm.
but after a couple, after three, I get it. And the bench is so big for all of these teams that there are players sitting out who are so good that it's worth giving them a shot. And I mean, while I like teams to give you a long run, but that's more in the case of national teams when you're playing over months,
Hmm.
right? As opposed to in a short period of time where there are multiple games packed in, momentum is more important. So I kind of get it. So I don't mind a little bit of chopping and changing in the IPL and tournaments of a short nature.
So this is what is, I think, surprising for me. I'm sure Gurkirat might have been surprised by the same thing that you're replacing Yash Dayal, who was one of your best bowlers last year, to somebody like Mohit Sharma, who's not played a lot or played consistently in the IPL a lot over the last few years. So is that not sending a wrong message to Yash Dayal? Because you're saying that you've had three bad games, we know that, and we're replacing with somebody who's not played a lot of IPL games in the past 1 year or 2 years.
Yeah, but see, Mohit Sharma is somebody who has a lot of experience. You may not have had game time in the recent past, but he's someone who has a lot of experience. And dropping Yash Dayal may have partly been not just a case of saying that you've played badly, we need to drop you,
Mhm.
but also acknowledging that the last performance may have really hit his psyche and depends on his personality as well, right? Is he the kind of
Oh, that's a boundary. Finally, somebody gets a boundary and they get their 100 back on order.
I don't think the run rate is back where they should be, but we need a few more of
Yeah.
those because, especially in this period, the middle period, the 11 to 15 over period, because of the wickets that have fallen and when they've fallen each time, just when they've gotten going, it's not allowed the team Punjab to get off and get some momentum into these 5 overs. So, and 11 to 15, as it is a period when teams tend to be slightly conservative, and because of how Punjab are placed currently, and with not a whole lot of batting to come, right? There's
No,
Sam
they
Curran and Shahrukh
no they
Khan left to
don't
come.
they don't have batting till
Yeah, but after Sam
Rabada
Curran and
and
Shahrukh Khan,
Rashid
yeah.
Dhawan. So that's still
Sure, I
number
don't know if
10.
you want to count. I'm saying beyond Sam Curran and
No,
Sam
but
Curran and Shahrukh Khan, there isn't a whole lot of batting.
Mm.
But yeah, so I'm saying that may be a reason why they've been forced to be a little bit conservative in 11 to 15.
Okay.
I mean, I hope not. You would hope that they trust their
Batting,
lower order
yeah.
batters more than I am trusting them, and play their shots and try and get to a 190 score like Gurkirat was saying.
So, Gurkirat, do you agree with the opinion that their batting might be slightly weak, or do you think their batting is still good? They have
You see, it's something that I've mentioned before. They have a lot of players who can play good cameos, but they don't have someone who can control the innings and bat through, barring Dhawan maybe. And this is where I feel that instead of playing someone like a Rishi Dhawan, who's a bits and pieces player, then he would have helped in the last season where they were struggling for balance. I think it's better off if they play someone like an Atharva Taide or Harpreet Bhatia who
Yeah,
captains Chhattisgarh. I think they really need one solid batter somewhere who can
Chhattisgarh.
just hold the fort, like what Sai Sudarshan did in that game versus Delhi for Gujarat. Because uh, I like Jitesh, I like Prabhsimran, but you can't have batting till 7 and out of that six
That's
batters
a
just
brilliant.
shot. That's a great shot. You can't have batters. You can't have 7 batters and out of them 6 of them just specialize
Yeah, that's
in
a.
playing
Yeah, we
cameos.
can see. Sorry, sir. Watching it on. Are you watching it on?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
There's a lag.
Yeah, I think there's some internet. No, no. Are you watching it? Hello. Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
I can hear you. I can hear
Yeah,
you.
I think this. Yeah, yeah. No, no. We had some issues, internet issues, probably from your end because yeah, you seem like robotic.
Robot.
For the lack of better words, yeah, robotic. But now you're back. Yeah, fine.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. No, no. So finally they've got 2 boundaries in the last 2 overs. So they're getting some sort of momentum back. And it's now or never, I guess. If they have to, yeah, they have to really get a good score here because batting second might be easier than it is batting first on a pitch like this.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of boundaries have sure helped them, but they need to do a lot more in this stretch of 5 overs because at this rate, even if a boundary here and a boundary there, you'll probably see them reach, I don't know, 115, maybe 120 in 15 overs at best, which, and if they lose a wicket or two in that period of time in 15 overs, it will not be enough for them to push through and get to a 190 kind of score. And anything less than that, and this GT lineup is a good, strong batting lineup, it could be a bit of a struggle.
Yeah, I think something that Vishnu rightly pointed in the last over that Alzari had bowled three, so this is Shami's third over.
Mm.
So are they trying to bowl out their best bowlers before the death over, or what do you think, Gurkiraj, is a strategy?
I think the strategy is because they realize and understand that there isn't a lot of batting to come. They're just
Mhm.
trying to get a big breakthrough so that
Yeah.
death overs don't matter at all. Because if both Jitesh and Rajapaksa are gone back in the pavilion by the 15th over, oh
Oh, that's another boundary. We may call it luck, but doesn't matter. It's a boundary at the end of the day. It
yeah, yeah,
counts.
they'll take it. They'll take it with both hands. So also, we've seen Shami struggle at the death. So bowling out Shami before the 15th over anyway makes sense. It's something that Hardik hasn't done very often. So I'm impressed over here. And I think the idea is to try and get both Jitesh and Bhanuka out before the 15th over so that the end overs don't matter at all. And it's a good strategy to go with.
Hmm. Yeah, we have some more numbers on the screen right now. Uh, Producer, please put up the numbers. Yep, it's about Mohammad Shami. He is a real match winner for them. So if you look at this, whenever Shami is drawn blank, they have lost 3 games. That's like, yeah. And whenever the only struggling part for me is that whenever he's picked up at least one wicket, they have won 78%. That's more down to Gujarat's success than
Yeah,
Shami being
probably.
Shami being
But these
great.
kind of numbers are always nice to have. So it looks like 16 matches uh, over there, from which 14 of them
14.
they have won. 16 matches where he's taken one wicket or more, and they've won 14 of those. Yeah,
Oh,
number definitely worth putting up. But I don't know how much of those 7 out of the 9 matches where he took one wicket has anything to do with how
Directly to do with, yeah.
with how Shami's bowled. But
see,
that's
ideally you
that.
would want Punjab to double the score from here,
Hmm.
but it's going to be difficult.
Hmm. So, Paji, is that the turban to support?
He wants to know if your turban is an indicator of you supporting Punjab.
Sorry.
Are you supporting Punjab? I mean, by the looks of it, you are supporting Punjab.
See, if you are just going by the turban, I'm wearing the same turban for the last 4 5 days. so
Just
the
for the
turban.
sake of the show, you could have just said yes, but no.
There are two teams that wear red.
No,
So
but
if you
I
want,
see. I'd like Punjab to win, but I just think that Gujarat's bowling has too much quality for Punjab's batting. And once Punjab was batting first, the scales were tilted in Gujarat's favor even more. So yeah, I don't know how Punjab are going to win from here.
Hmm. We have your first fan here, Gurkirat. Please say hi.
I
Oh, classic case of YouTube being YouTube. People are talking to each other and ignoring us.
and all of that is being posted on the channel. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for making us look bad. Yeah, but there is a comment which goes on to say that Mohali is such a cool ground, limited seating, open for airflow, just like England. I dislike big sitting ground, makes it seem for commercial than relaxed. So,
so
Which
I
is why I don't like the Narendra Modi Stadium. Hmm?
Hmm,
You may be considered anti-national for saying that.
maybe.
Maybe. Sorry, you were saying Akash?
No, you traveled across to watch a lot of games. Gurkirat has done it. So,
oh
it's on.
No, no.
Oh,
Beaten.
I think Saha said he heard something.
I think I saw the ball move after it passed the batter.
He's saying Avaz aaya.
I don't
You
think they're going to take the review.
and
Oh,
they
they
have
did
taken.
just in nick of time.
Oh, they have taken the review.
Saha seemed more confused than confident. It's like I heard a sound there, but it didn't come at the right time, but there was a sound.
He thought like maybe the bowler will now say that. Oh, I also heard. But Mohit Sharma's like, I didn't hear anything.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm not supporting you. And they had to go to Hardik. Hardik like, बोलना जल्दी जल्दी बोल पनवेल निकलना है." Oh, that
Did that hit the stump? Was that the sound?
no, it did hit the bat. I think. Is that a big edge? Oh, that is an edge.
Oh.
Brilliant review from Saha. This is why you have to have your best wicketkeeper. He certainly knew there was a sound. He knew that there was a deviation, and
He didn't look at all confident though.
yeah, I mean, if your entire team is not sure, you're like, yeah, I heard it, but everybody like seemingly not sure, so he had to take
Okay,
it.
so who comes in now to bat for you guys?
Sam Curran.
Yeah, I think
Because you have to control things a little bit. You can't afford to get another cameo, like you said. You would want someone who can control things a little bit, and I think Sam Curran's the man.
yeah, I think Sam Curran could be a good replacement considering Jitesh the one who's got out. So
What I would not do is send Shah Rukh Khan at this point because he only plays one way, and which could mean that there's another wicket going in the next couple of overs, which puts huge pressure on the batsman batting in the last five, and not all of whom are, let's say, full-time batsmen.
full-time batsman.
Yeah,
Interesting
yeah.
choice.
I have a feeling that Rashid could bowl 2 overs in the last five today.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's Sam Curran. It's a good decision.
Yeah, I think.
But
Not wrong.
I personally feel that number 6 is a spot too high for Sam Curran.
Yeah, it is. That's why things are dicey, right? Because Punjab have got him for this big work that they have to use him wisely, but they've not figured out a position for him yet. They've kind of used him as a floater, which is not yet worked. So they're just thinking that what if it works in one game, and then
I
they
mean,
could catch
I,
back
I
the
agree with Gurkirat that six is a number too high for Sam Curran, but that really depends on the team that you're playing for. For a team like Punjab, where it's not like playing for England, where you have the best of your country playing and you can basically choose your best players for each spot, 4 or 5. You don't have that in franchisee cricket.
Hmm.
Right? I said this before also, especially after it's become a 10-team event, when your resources are spread even a little bit more thin, you can't have your best choice of number 4 and number 5, number 6. So you have to make do with what you have. And I think, therefore, for this Punjab team, Sam Curran is the right batsman to bat at number 6.
will go up against. So is it essentially two former CSK? One
That is
bowler
true.
and one
That is
batter.
true. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, they really need to get one of Atharva Taide or Harpreet Bhatia in the 11. This is not sustainable at all.
So who do you think they'll replace if you say they do make a substitution, as you say? I mean,
No,
in the playing 11, who would it be for?
see, Rishid Dhawan has to go out. I don't think he's a four overs bowler. His strength lies swinging the ball, and if you have Rabada and Arshdeep or Ellis and Arshdeep, he's not going to get the ball in the power play anyway. Plus, there is Sam Curran as well. So Rishi Dhawan's not going to bowl in his strongest phase. You're better off, playing another proper batsman in place of you can move someone like Rajapaksa to number 5, and you can have one of Atharva Taide or Bhatia in the top 4. Probably them at 3 with whenever Livingston comes in, he bats at 4. Till that point, you can have Matthew Short at 4.
yeah, I don't think there is a place for people like Rishi Dhawan in this impact Savira. There just isn't. If
Yeah,
you
yeah,
want to
because
hold
because
your
he's
own
a proper bits and pieces player.
in either of the two, segments of the game, if you can't hold your own, he's not an obvious number 6 batsman. He won't obviously give you even 2 overs on any given day is not expected of him. So a guy like
And
that,
if you want to use a bowler, I do believe someone like a Baltej Singh or Vidwat Kavirappa. I hope I have not got the name wrong of Karnataka. I do feel these are better options as opposed to having Rishi Dhawan, because they actually offer more pace. And Vidwat Kavirappa is also tall, so he can extract more bounce than what Rishi Dhawan would do.
Okay, how about this? What if they want to fit in Dhawan
hmm,
and probably use him at number 3, like how RR used Ashwin, and say that you hold one end and let the others go. So that would, in return, I mean, you'd still make more use of what Rishi Dhawan is, because they have not used any of his talent yet. Even if you look at the other games, right? He's come in at what 18th over in the second innings and done nothing, just
hmm.
fielded. So what if they do that, and that could lengthen their batting much more, and impact wise also they'll have, say, somebody like Jitesh in the later half of the innings.
See, this is something only we at the outside can sit and make a comment on, because I don't think, and the reason I say that is because as the management of Punjab Kings, you will believe that the top 6 that you have are good enough, attacking enough to be able to score you runs without having to hold one end up, right? That's almost a defensive move to say that we need Rishi Dhawan to hold up one end while you go all guns blazing at the other. While what Punjab Kings as an attacking team would want to do is to be able to go from both ends on a good day. Like fine, on a day when you lose to early wickets, of course you can't do it. But you're hoping in a best case situation, you want to be able to do it, score the runs from both ends, which I can't, as a Punjab, as a sitting in the place of the management, I can't imagine it happening. From the outside, we can say it maybe, but I don't see it happening.
Hmm.
No,
This
this is pitching outside leg.
is
So,
spot on.
no, see, we were discussing this yesterday with respect to Jason Holder in Rajasthan's 11. Now, last season, Rajasthan were struggling with that number 7 spot. They were either playing a proper bowler, or they did not have a batter who could bat at 7. And while you could say that any batter at number 7 would really not play that many balls to make an impact, I do think that psychologically it gives you more freedom, especially to the top 6 when batting first, to go a little harder and probably try and put up a score which is maybe 10 runs or 15 runs more than par. So I think from that aspect, having a batter at number 7, number 8 is important. At present, I feel Punjab are playing with two number 7s in Sam Curran and Shah Rukh Khan, and yeah, you could. I think even Rishi Dhawan at best is a number 7. So they just need to get one extra batter somewhere in, because without that, I don't think they can sustain batting first, especially.
Hmm. Yes. I mean, before the review, let's just pick the comment fast. Is Saha the second best wicketkeeper ever after MS to represent India? That's like, yes, I think Rashid didn't know it, but now he's giving a reaction saying that he did actually pitch it. How would you not know this? You are the bowler, you should know where you pitch the ball. Yeah, but coming to the question, is Saha the second best wicketkeeper or is he the best?
Great question. I guess we are talking here purely as a wicketkeeper. So
Yeah.
we forget a wicketkeeper batsman, right? And so Saha's wicketkeeping skills are no doubt exceptional. Mm,
Question, is it better
Is
than
it-
Dhoni?
yeah, I mean, it arguably is, but you don't judge a player purely based on that skill. There are multiple facets that you bring to the game, but yeah, purely as a keeper, I'd probably say Saha's the best keeper that I have seen for India. I don't know who competes. DK in his prime was an extremely good keeper. I wouldn't say that based on some of the more recent performances by DK, but I was a big fan of DK as a keeper, let's say 10 years ago.
If Avnish was here, he's like, no way. You're saying Dhoni? Second best? Yeah. But, I mean, and to Dinesh Karthik, I think Somesh should be fuming just hearing that Dinesh Karthik will be. He doesn't. Yeah, I don't think he
It's
rates
been
him.
disastrous the last 2 years. So I mean,
Yeah.
there's no way to, back him up for the last 2 years. But there was a time, at least in my mind, when I really enjoyed Karthik's keeping. Gurkirat?
So, yeah, Gurkirat, you share the same feeling or?
No, see, I think Dinesh Karthik is probably more acrobatic. He's definitely an acrobatic keeper, just like how Quinton de Kock is very acrobatic. But both Quinton de Kock and I think Dinesh Karthik have sometimes missed regulation takes. I do think, with Quinton de Kock, I certainly feel so that sometimes he's made easy catches look very good because he's been wrong-footed himself. Like he's just gone the wrong way. He's been wrong-footed and then he's pulled off an acrobatic dive. So I do think an aspect of good wicket keepers and good fielders is that they make difficult catches easy. They just get into positions positions quite early and quite well. So yeah, I tend to agree that probably yeah, Saha's the better. Saha is probably the second best keeper. In fact, if we actually go deeper into this, I thought Dhoni's wicket keeping post 2011 to pacers outside of India left a lot to be desired on a few occasions because he was also on many occasions wrong footing himself. He had a lot of difficulty keeping to the likes of Srishant, especially in England. And I think there was one other pacer he really struggled a lot against. So I'd say on the whole, maybe Saha was even a better keeper than
Dhoni
MS.
stopped diving towards the later part of his career. Dhoni had completely stopped diving. So you knew that if it's more than a couple of feet outside the leg stump, it's probably not going. He won't probably reach it. And
Yeah,
similarly,
probably maybe it had something to do with his back issues because I remember him missing a few games due to that. But yeah, what the point that I'm trying to make here is that an acrobatic keeper may not always be the better keeper because a better keeper will just get into positions and make a lot of catches look easier than what they would be otherwise.
Mark Watt's prime example. Never made any catch look tough. As tough as it was, he was there for it well in advance.
Yeah, just like Rahane.
Yeah.
Something that I don't think we can talk about Kohli, but going to the next question, Rashid should be kept for Shah Rukh Khan at the death. He has horrible record. Mayank Markande, Chahal and Rashid are the bowlers. Yeah, at this point, I think could bowl anybody to Shah Rukh Khan and still get him out. He's having that bad a run in domestic and as well as in the Indian Premier League that he is not able to score runs. So just bowl anybody and he will eventually get out. So Gurkirat, will you actually reserve an over of Rashid against Shah Rukh Khan, or you see it the same
Like
way?
I said, the way it's going, I won't be surprised if Rashid bowls two in the last five.
Hmm.
Because I don't think even the likes of Rishi Dhawan will be able to play Rashid very well.
Right, that's something that we'll have to wait and see if he actually walks out to bat and not him facing Rashid. But it's from what we have seen till now, I think GT have done a tremendous job and they've shown like what is the pattern of bowling here, that is to bowl short and on a length. So it seems like a surface that's aiding or helping the Gujarat Titans more than it's helping the host.
Yeah, no, but Gujarat Titans also have the bowling attack to exploit these conditions. People like Shami, Alzari Joseph are all bowling quick and sure. I mean, it may not compare to some of the more bouncy pitches outside of India, but definitely in India, this is a pitch that's giving you a fair bit of bounce, and you have a bowling attack that can exploit it. So I'm not surprised that it's helping them. But I think you'll see when Rabada and Co come out to bowl, it will help them as well. Sure, Rabada has not been in the greatest of form, and Punjab have taken a bit of a chance by playing him ahead of Ellis, who has actually been in pretty good form, apart from maybe one game out of the three that they've played. But you would back your, I suppose your best bowler is Rabada. You would back him to come good at some point in the season so that he is in peak form in the at the business end. So I'm not surprised that they've gone this way and tried to get Rabada back into form. But I think, and if there's any pitch to get him into form in the IPL this year, it's probably the Mohali pitch. So looking forward to that, the bowling phase of Punjab's innings.
Right, we had a just a comment on Sam Curran before this, I guess. Is he being crushed under the weight of 18 crores? That's a good question. I mean, his batting form or his bowling form, I don't think has been probably the same level of World Cup, but maybe the World Cup is just an exception. It's just exceptionally good there. Not
Yeah, I mean, as an Indian fan, we're almost scared of Sam Curran, right? That Test series in England, the Sam Curran brought England back so many times that I don't think any Indian watching
will never
the
forget.
IPL will forget it, or will say that Sam Curran was a flash in the pan, had one good series or one good World Cup. So the guys got genuine ability and the ability to think well and play depending on the situation, and he remains extremely cool. I was just hoping that as I say that he doesn't move across the stump and get bowled or something weird like that. But
Yeah.
no, the guy's got the ability. I don't know if it's a question of being crushed under the weight of 18 crores, but you see where Sam Curran bats. He bats so low down the order, um, and that's the job he's given. It's a very tough job. You can't expect him to come good repeatedly when you're batting over there. You're not expected to come good. As a viewer watching it, you may say that, oh, he scored 5, 10, not scored many runs. But if Sam Curran plays you a blinder once in 7 innings, he's done his job, right, for where he bats. So I don't think our expectations of what you want from a guy batting at that level have to be different from people playing other positions.
Right. A quick, yeah, Gurkirat, just quickly hop onto this. 15 seconds. The time starts now.
Okay, so we are back from Bakchodi, and you were asking before the break that can we use the word Bakchodi? So, what is your assessment of Punjab's batting so far?
बहुत ही घटिया. Sorry, I won't mince my words. मतलब एक तो कमेंट आया था ना हमारे एक व्यूअर का 200 बन सकता है क्या, और यहाँ पे क्या 100 तक बन ही नहीं है, 15 ओवर हो चुका है. And I don't think it's the pitch, it's the way the batters have batted. Like I don't know. आपको क्या लगता है? Like, what's your assessment?
Yeah, I mean, see, I was just looking at a few numbers. Alzari sort of troubled Jitesh,
Yeah.
and Bhanuka, no one really troubled him, but he's not shown the intent that we have come to experience when he's batting.
True.
Gujarat have played their cards well. They have 5 bowlers. All of them have 1 over remaining.
Yeah.
तो एक करके पांचों bowling कराएंगे.
Correct. मैं इनफैक्ट वही बोल रहा था कि मोहित should be the bowler they target. भाई मतलब मोहित शर्मा को ऐसे बना दिया जैसे क्या बोले. And coming to Alzari Joseph, he has been in great form. जो hard lens वो hit करता, that was always going to trouble both Bhanuka and Jitesh, and वो हुआ. But they were expected to release the pressure, in the Mohit Sharma overs, and Bhanuka could have at least tried to take on Rashid, which never really happened. In fact, जिस तरीके से he was very tentative. एक दो बॉल तो मतलब भाई साहब आउट कैसे नहीं हुए वो समझ नहीं आया. एक दो बुगलीज बहुत ही अच्छी फेंकी थी राशिद ने. But yeah, 5 overs to go and everyone's got an over left. तो yeah, यहाँ से 150 बनाना भी मुश्किल है, because भानु का भी मतलब क्या 24 बॉल में 18 पे है अभी. तो I don't know. आपको क्या लगता है, like what are you expecting them to?
I don't know. I mean, Punjab have a long batting lineup, and yet they've not shown intent. I don't know what's going on. Maybe the pitch is tricky than what
Maybe.
we are expecting it to be. Let's see.
Yeah.
We will come to
And Punjab का depth is also sort of similar to RCB का depth. They have batters, मतलब ये नहीं कि हाँ कर सकते हैं.
Yeah.
अभी Rashid Dhawan,
so Rashi's last over.
like expecting Rashid Dhawan, Harpreet Brar, Rahul Chahar, Rabada, मतलब इनसे
सभी मार सकते हैं.
हाँ,
मतलब एक दो शॉट तो सभी
मार सकते हैं. But then इनसे अगर तुम लोग runs expect कर रहे हो तो भाई already there's something flawed in with your top order. And in if anything, अगर ये दोनों over खेल पाए, then this is actually a very good chance for Shah Rukh Khan to come and go after the other pacers, which is what he's known for. इसको वो तगड़ा मारता है और इनके पास ऐसा बहुत ही मतलब 150 फेंकने वाला कोई नहीं है apart from Alzari maybe to some extent. So today, and given the conditions, given how true the surface has been, yeah, might be his day for all you know.
Yeah, not Preet Bro saying 143. Let's see.
Yeah. Mehra साहब नारियल पानी पीते हुए मस्त chilling. Oh,
shot. That's a six. Bye. And you brought this up when we were here. कि भाई सैम करन ने पहले भी राशिद को मारा है.
Yep.
Yeah.
And good to see him. Like मैं actually बाहर सोच ही रहा था कि मारा क्यों नहीं. Like why is he not even attempting? Finally, maybe strategic time out में शायद यही discussion रहा होगा कि बॉस 5 ही ओवर बचा अभी. ठीक है, let's go for it. And Jagmeet Singh Oberoi, what happened to Punjab's intent? No need to hit risky sixes, but at least show some intent to hit fours. With this max, they will reach 160, which is almost impossible to defend here. What do you think of that?
Yeah, true. I mean, we were talking about the same thing. Na?
Yeah.
Bhanuka ki approach is pretty questionable today.
Correct. And do you think it also has to do with the fact कि maybe इसके बाद ज्यादा बैटिंग है नहीं, मतलब बैटर्स हैं बट नन ऑफ देम हु कैन लाइक 20 ओवर खेल नहीं पाएंगे. अगर ये लोग आउट हो गए तो बाकी सब जल्दी आउट हो जाएंगे. तो मे बी टू जस्ट push the innings, maybe to ensure they play all the 20 overs. You think that was also partly
that shouldn't be the case because they are batting till 10 on paper. I mean, if they're not looking at Rishi Dhawan as a batter, then there's no point playing him, right?
True.
They want him to be utilized in both batting and bowling department.
Yeah.
By the way, so far this season, Gujarat ने पिछले मैच में last over में रिंकू सिंह से 5 छक्के खाए, but still they are the best death bowling side in the season so far.
True. Yep.
So I mean, things are not going to be easy for Punjab. इसमें भी एक छक्का आने के बाद भी ओवर में सिर्फ 10 ही रन आए. So yeah, I mean Punjab, it seems like that they will be highly below par.
Yeah, and Ellis भी नहीं है तो उनके पास में मतलब in terms of bowling it's Ashwin. And I don't know, Rabada, Chahar, Harpreet, like on their days, they'll be fantastic. But so let's see. Suchant Singh, PB case, Punjab Kings choking again, you think? Back to their usual performance in the season. I mean, choking se zyada to matlab, like we mentioned before, and like a lot of our viewers also mentioned, intent nahi raha. Like, and this is very unlike their last season's performance. जहाँ पे the problem was कि इतना intent के साथ ये लोग मारने के लिए जा रहे थे कि out होके वापस आ रहे थे. और यहाँ पे they've sort of completely gone back. I don't know if this was strategic या maybe the batters are just, and we can also see मतलब हाथ पे अभी भी थोड़ा वो पट्टी वगैरह है, like he's like maybe that also probably has played a role. He's not fully fit.
Let's see. Oh.
Really,
I think Joseph has been the player of the tournament for Gujarat so far.
He's been in great form, and I would put him in the top 3 bowlers so far in the tournament, like across.
Who else are there?
Trying to think.
Who else are there in contention? Wood.
Yeah, Wood star पहले 2 game especially आया.
Even RCB, I mean, Maxwell scored 1 run of 9 balls. उसके बाद एक छक्का मारा तो थोड़ा बराबर हुआ, but he kept Maxwell out in that game.
Wood है और कौन Alex? दिल्ली में कोई नहीं, मुंबई में कोई नहीं,
दूर तक नहीं.
KKR में कोई नहीं. Punjab में Nathan Ellis was.
Arshdeep has also been decent.
Really good, consistent, but would they give it a wide?
Yeah, that will be wide.
नहीं, across गया करके like.
But leg stump के बाहर तो कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. Shubham Sharma is asking us, why can India produce a tall left-arm bowlers? Even little looks too good deal for Ireland.
अभी अपने लिए हाथों से यार एक दो आए थे अभी अनिकेत चौधरी टाइप्स जो मतलब लंबे थे लेकिन
Yeah, I think India have a tall left arm bowler who's injured right now. His name is Mohsin Khan.
Mohsin,
Shubham,
yeah.
if you would have seen last season, I think if not for injury, he would have played for India already.
completely with you on that.
बहुत सारे ऐसे bowlers हैं जो उतने अच्छे नहीं थे जितना मोहसिन था last season, but still they've gone on to
Yeah.
play for India only because कि Mohsin has been injured.
Yep.
So hopefully Mohsin recovers, and when he recovers, he is back to being the bowler that we all felt he is.
Yeah. Like across phases, जो like you can see any of his numbers, his fall shot numbers,
Yeah.
defend, attack, वो सब बहुत ही बढ़िया bowling की थी उन्होंने last season. Let's really hope that he comes good whenever he comes back for Lucknow.
So 22 balls to go. I mean, how many runs do you think they should realistically aim for?
अबे
Or ये भी wide.
नहीं
You know, it's a matter of margins. If actually Sam Curran connects, he'll go for 6.
Yeah. But ये
Slot
wide
में है
नहीं किया
ball.
थी.
नहीं.
Yeah, पंजाब वालों ने review किया.
But it's a wide.
That's the thing. It's so subjective. एक wide दिया, दूसरा wide नहीं दिया. This is what Ashwin was talking about yesterday, like at the press conference. कि there needs to be some standardized way wherein everything is clear. अगर कल जैसे ball उन लोगों ने अपने आप से change किया and all of that, this makes no sense. कि पहला ball अगर wide दिया तो ये क्यों wide नहीं है?
Yeah, true.
It's
Absolutely. It's like कि भाई पिछली बार हमने दे दिया था.
हाँ, तो
एक बराबर कर
हाँ,
देते हैं.
exactly.
I completely agree with Gurkirat. I mean, this impact player rule is supposed to eliminate players like Rishi Dhawan.
Yeah.
To be honest, I mean nothing against him, but that's the fact.
True.
Because we have not seen that him being a very good hitter as well. Plus he's not a very reliable bowler, right?
He's a bowler.
He's a bowler.
Yeah.
He's someone who can bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, Gurkirat, we cut you off when we asked you a question, but maybe you can let us know in the comments. I really wanted to know from you your take on Punjab's innings so far. Is it just Gujarat's good bowling, or is it just you feel Punjab
ये
has
तो
not
पैर
been,
को लगा क्या नहीं wide दिया.
Punjab have not batted well?
But what do you think is the ploy here? Like he's been going at Sam Curran's legs, and if I'm not wrong, their their fine leg is also in. So what exactly is he trying? Because अगर एक भी connect हुआ, like you said, ये तो boundary है, या तो छक्का या चौका. Like why is he going at his legs? Why not maybe try wider?
Are you sure कि fine leg?
मैंने देखा तो जी पिछले दो बॉल में, अभी लास्ट बॉल में चेंज किया कि नहीं.
You will figure out. Maybe that's the longer
Yeah.
boundary there, and they might be having a fielder पीछे, but उससे फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा.
Oh.
Yeah.
Jeez. But he be like barring the wides, it's been a very good over because wide को मिला के
Oh, that review stood. It was not a wide.
Yeah, it wasn't a wide. दिया नहीं क्योंकि batter moved ना. That's the problem. If a batter moves across, anything down the leg can be not given a wide.
That's so stupid.
Yeah. So, like it's very vague, and we need to really come up with a way of standardizing it. कि बस line के बाहर गया तो wide ही है, जो भी तुम कर लो फर्क नहीं पड़ता. मार out है भाई.
ये तो गया.
A very very bad innings.
Very poor innings in
Yeah. Anyways, we've got some stats for you. Bhanuka Rajapaksa since IPL 22 versus Gujarat, 2 innings, average of 58, strike rate of 130 versus others, average of 24 and a strike rate of 160. Wow.
I think that strike rate and average are going to dip even further today because this is a 80 strike rate knock.
बहुत ही मतलब ये तो 80 से भी नीचे 70s में ही है ये तो, like very bad. And what do you think is Rashid Khan a big reason in why he's not been able to sort of
But he attacked no one. I mean, अगर Rashid Khan will see, if you remember what Kyron Pollard used to do, he used to see off Rashid Khan and attack others. I mean, they have Mohit Sharma, attack him.
मोहित शर्मा 3 ओवर में 12 रन दिया मतलब.
So या तो पिच बहुत खराब है या बैटर बहुत खराब है. I mean, ये मत बोल सकते, ये नहीं कोई नहीं बोल सकता कि मोहित शर्मा is a 3 over 12 bowler.
No, you're forgetting the third and the most important point. नेहरा जी का जादू.
यार अब नेहरा जी के जादू तो फिर आपको असेस नहीं कर सकते.
Yeah, exactly. Gurkirat saying it's both. Punjab have no number 6 essentially, and they have 3 number 7s in Karan, SRK, and Rishi. And SRK hasn't been informed. So the lack of intent after shot was dismissed was understandable.
Yeah, but then still they have at least on paper batting till number 10.
Yeah.
तो या तो फिर proper bowlers ही खिला लो फिर. I mean, then the team selection itself.
भाई
क्या बात है.
Yep. I really hope my words come true today. because Shahrukh against pace is really like मतलब handle करता है बंदा बहुत सही. Let's hope this is the game that brings him back to form.
So what, 13 of the over, 13 or 14?
6 आया था single या 13 of the over. But again, like after this, they've got what Rishi Dhawan, Harpreet Brar, and maybe Rahul Chahar को अगर अभी sub करते हैं, Rajapaksa out हो चुका है, so I'm assuming he'll be the one who gets subbed out. Yeah, and अगर Rajapaksa was not completely fit, then there was no reason why Raza was left out. They could have just gone ahead with Raza and Short, and Raza ka bowling would have actually been like Raza. Like I mentioned before, I rate his bowling a lot more than his batting. Like he can add a lot more value. So I don't know what.
Yeah, I mean, so far, to be honest, I've not been a very big fan of the impact substitution.
Yeah,
I've seen it, but बिल्कुल मुझे मजा नहीं आया.
this is in IPL, you're saying, not just Punjab, like in IPL.
In IPL overall, I mean, the rule itself, I'm not enjoying it at all because, see, the point is, I'm just thinking of from someone like Rahul Chahar's perspective. Last IPL, he was very vocal that he's trying to become someone who can hit a few boundaries as well coming late in the order. Now, that incentive has totally been taken away.
Correct.
उसको as a
Bowler.
क्योंकि अगर तुम उसको as an impact substitution में use करने वाले हो, so there is no incentive for him to try and be that batter. And right now, if you look at world cricket, why England are dominating white ball cricket is because they have utility players. Almost every player
As a second.
as a secondary skill, which is absolutely not the case in India. In India, we are just producing one-dimensional after one-dimensional players. और जो all-rounders भी है, they're not proper all-rounders.
Yep.
I mean, Hardik Pandya level का तो कोई है ही नहीं. Even Ashwin and Jadeja, their utility is very different. I mean, chalo Jadeja ko I can still say that he's a proper all-rounder. Ashwin's utility varies across formats.
But यार कल के मैच के बाद तो Ashwin's batting was so much better.
True.
Yeah.
True.
But I get the point.
See, ठीक है, okay.
Yeah.
चलो अश्विन को भी काउंट कर लिया.
Yeah.
हार्दिक, अश्विन, जडेजा.
Yeah.
गेम ओवर.
Correct.
इसके बाद कोई नहीं बचता.
Yeah.
So and I mean we've seen with Aksar, his batting has improved, but his bowling has
gone
taken a
down.
dip.
Yeah.
So the thing is, with this impact pay rule, the incentive for local players to develop that secondary skill is going down.
Yeah.
Which unless and until even ICC goes on to incorporate this rule in all T20Is.
Which I hope not. But
Yeah, I mean, अगर वो नहीं हो रहा तो then just this entire effort that is needed to produce more two-dimensional players in India will stop.
yeah.
That process itself will stall.
Like this was a sort of an issue even I had with this rule. When it was announced, it did not make a lot of sense. It really seemed like the IPL governing council were doing this just to add some tadka, add some masala ki kuch naya kar rahe hain is baar. Outside that, there's no really added advantage or something new tactically that was brought in.
Yeah.
And also, what made it even more sillier, what made it look even more sillier was the fact that then later on they went on to announce कि हाँ boss तुम लोग toss के बाद
I love that.
Yeah.
I think that
Correct.
should happen in every format.
And that negates the advantage of having an impact player. अगर तुम लोग toss के बाद announce करने वाले हो तो impact player की जरूरत पड़ती ही नहीं है ना.
पड़ती नहीं.
तो मतलब ही क्या फिर and I agree with you toss के बाद वाला rule रखो. तो फिर इसको
अबे ये तो देख लो अंपायर भाई.
अंपायर कहाँ है लेकिन he should ideally be at the line of the
ये
wickets.
शॉर्ट रन नहीं है भाई.
लेकिन अंपायर कहाँ है भाई? अंपायर अपनी जगह पे खड़ा भी नहीं था. This is out है क्या ये?
गया. बच गया.
Luckily.
Oh, seems like a long boundary.
It is very long, 78 meters are straight boundaries. And again, Shahrukh's been timing the ball. All the 3 balls he's played, he's been hitting it. So that's a good sign. Gurkirat Singh again coming back saying Mohit Sharma had a very economical smat. His economy rate was 6.86 after 28 overs in the tournament. Agreed. I mean, Mohit Sharma might have had a decent smat, but given the, how do I put this?
But you have to target someone. I mean, I did not see them taking that intent against Mohit Sharma.
Yeah.
Okay, in this Gujarat lineup, you have to target that one bowler.
Lucky for.
And even I feel Shami is that bowler that you'll have to target. Otherwise,
easy, yeah.
see, Rashid very difficult. Alzari Joseph pace hai, bounce hai, difficult ho raha hai.
Yeah.
I mean, little you can target. So, if you're playing Gujarat, you have to go that extra mile. Take a Shami, I understand you maybe see his first over off. But from the second over onwards, you have to target him.
True. And another thing like this, it sort of struck me just now. Another reason why Gujarat and RR have been so good is the way they've gone ahead with their 11s, having 5 proper bowlers, having 6 proper batters, and that sort of made the other teams think कि बॉस अगर हम लोग 4 विकेट ले लेंगे तो उनकी बैटिंग खत्म है, अगर हम लोग एक बॉलर को टारगेट करते हैं तो उनके पास बैकअप ऑप्शंस नहीं है.
Yeah.
But that's never happened. तो अभी आज के केस में they have 5 bowlers. Pandya, I don't think was going to bowl. He wasn't fit enough. Tewatia was their only other bowling option. So had they targeted anyone, GT did not have any other bowler to go to. But who I mean now. So that I feel is what's helping them. Ki everyone's actually performing to their potential. They've not really they've not required that depth.
Actually, what has happened is due to the impact player rule, Gujarat and Rajasthan have become much more stronger.
Ooh, short boy, that's a 6.
Oh, short, yeah, short. So yeah, I mean these two sides were basically very complete in last season as well.
Yeah.
At least they had they were playing with 5 proper bowlers. Now what this rule have given them is कि एक extra batter भी तुम ला सकते.
Correct.
So in that regard, this rule has just made them even more stronger.
Yeah, agreed.
And जो teams जिन्होंने पहले से ही recruit थोड़ा weird किया था कि there were some holes, those holes still remain.
Yeah.
And that is what we are seeing in the field as well. Yeah. So wasn't I saying I'm in a favor of this rule. Cricket cannot be in status quo. Agreed. In international games on game injuries don't hamper low-ranked teams more. It will bridge the gap. ICC is to introduce the rule. See, I think what you're saying wasn't this slightly different. I am totally in support of injury substitution.
Yeah.
It should not be limited to concussion substitution. It should be I mean, all injuries there should substitution should be allowed.
Correct.
But this is just a free pass, and I don't know. Overall, it just doesn't work.
If anything, in some sense, it's sort of how do I put this? It's
You're giving a license to team to
mess their strategy or something.
Yeah, I mean,
exactly.
कि तुम गलती भी करोगे तो
हाँ,
चलो एक player
yeah,
लाके तुम ठीक कर सकते हो.
It's like that get out of jail card. वो नहीं चाहिए ना. Like I'm completely with you. On cricket cannot be status quo. Agree with that.
वो तो होता भी नहीं ना.
Yeah.
मतलब क्रिकेट ही तो एक स्पोर्ट है जिसमें कोई स्टेटस को नहीं है. I mean, there are a lot of
क्या गया ये?
Oh,
अरे
yeah.
यार.
I mean,
Bodies काफी-
I know that statement is in its entirety not correct. Cricket में बहुत सारी ऐसी stupid चीजें हैं which continue to exist because
Yeah,
of
yeah.
tradition. But apart from that, cricket is the only sport जहाँ इतने format हर दिन एक नया format बन रहा है.
Correct.
तो उस हिसाब से तो status को नहीं है. क्रिकेट के साथ इशू ये है कि जहाँ common sense की चीजें हैं जो change होनी चाहिए वो होती नहीं है. जो
Very rigid.
I mean, people are trying to fix what is not broken. T20 cricket is not broken.
Yep.
Why are you trying to fix it?
True. चाहिए तुम अगर करना ही है तो प्लीज अपने DLS मेथड्स को, रेन इंटरप्शंस को कैसे, वो सब भी तो है.
Stop going out for bad light.
Yeah.
Try to figure out कि भाई which ball works.
पता नहीं क्या है इनका. Let's hope. I to be honest, like I know it might sound a bit strong, but I really hope IPL scrap this rule after the season, and also this does not, end up sort of finding its way into international cricket. Not a big fan. If anything, the rule, I mean, the idea of letting teams decide the 11 after the toss, let that come in. Include that. It makes sense. That is like that has common sense written all over it.
Yeah.
Because तुम्हें नहीं पता तुम batting कर रहे हो या bowling कर रहे हो पहले, so you need that leeway. Ki basis what you're doing, you need to be given the chance to modify your teams or name your team. Chuchan Singh Som, you can't determine if player is injured or not in real time. Hence the impact substitution, or taking injury into account as well, with or without. I understand.
See, now the point here is, even if you cannot determine if the player is injured or not, if a player is substituting someone, that player cannot start afresh. That is my point. Let's say if a bowler has bowled 2 overs and his team feels that he's injured, maybe he's not, but if the team feels he's injured, he can be substituted by someone else. But that someone else can only bowl 2 overs. That person should not be allowed to bowl 4 overs. That is just not done, right?
Yeah, agree with you. That's like one spot bowling 8 overs, for instance. Yeah, I agree with you on that. And about the injury part, I understand that there is a bit of gray area there in terms of.
That's fine. उसके लिए that will be applicable for all teams.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know where I'm coming from, right? ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि एक बैटर इंजर हुआ और तुमने फिर उसी को बैटर जो आउट हो गया उसे तुमने सब्स्टिट्यूट किया. You can't do that.
Correct.
If a batter is injured while running or while batting, तब समझ में आता है कि someone comes and takes his spot. If a batter is out in this rule, the batter who's out, the impact player can come and replace him. That's not on.
I completely agree with you. And talking about that injury subs wala question, See, even with concussion subs, there's no sure way of knowing
Yeah.
whether someone suffered a concussion. But if the ICC decided to take that role, if they can go ahead with that, then this isn't very far-fetched. Ki injuries ko bhi matlab include injuries as well under that umbrella of substitution.
And there are a lot of gray areas. Like for
Yeah.
example, if a player is has suffered some on-field injury and he takes rest, he can still come out to
Yeah.
bat. But अगर वो injury
Bowling.
कुछ vague है, तो there has to be a stipulated time after which that player can
Correct.
bowl or come to bat.
Correct. Correct.
तो gray area तो वहाँ भी है.
Yeah. And Ben Brown saying Shah Rukh Khan needs to.
Oh, shot.
Man, bro, that's very
भाई
well played.
दिमाग लगाया. बच गया वैसे थोड़ा सा.
But really, matlab also वो slow ball था. He was beaten for pace, but wow. I mean, beaten by the slowness of it rather, not pace itself. 19 of 6. This is as good a cameo as it can get for Punjab.
Yeah.
Yeah, 160 is now in touching distance, to be honest. 7 balls, 19 runs. He's already scored 19 of 6, so 19
So
of 7.
this has been Mohit Sharma's action plan today. Just go for slow bouncers.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, the best exponent of slower bowling, Punjab are not playing him, so क्या कर सकते हैं?
True. High chakka
So
mara.
another good over from Mohit so far. अबे यार.
No, I'm guessing he wanted the strike for the next over, so serious in
Yeah.
there.
But yeah, kudos to Mohit Sharma, 18 for 2 after returning back. Amazing spell.
मतलब नेहरा जी क्या करे यार, पहले प्रदीप सांगवान, फिर विजय शंकर, फिर ये कुछ तो है भाई. नारियल पानी पीते पीते मतलब
चेन्नई के बाद
हाँ,
जुजू.
वही.
There are 2 jujus in
और
the IPL.
उन्होंने अपने इंटरव्यू में भी तो कहा था कि he's borrowing or he's inspired from Chennai's philosophy. जब वो वहाँ पे थे, उन्होंने देखा था फ्लेमिंग धोनी ने क्या किया. पर भाई मतलब सही है.
वो in that interview, Gaurav asks him कि भाई वो उस पेपर पे क्या लिखा था? मतलब कुछ नहीं, मेन्यू था. कि जब हम फील्ड उसके अगले नेक्स्ट दिन प्रैक्टिस में जा रहे थे तो मेन्यू क्या होने वाला है वो था.
बट सही में मुझे भी यार ये राहुल द्रविड़ जो लिखता है ना, मुझे सच्ची में जानना है
यार राहुल
क्या
द्रविड़ के
लिखता है?
नोट्स की तो वो रिलीज होनी चाहिए कि भाई लिखा क्या है भाई ने. Yeah, so Josh Little bowling the last over. Shah Rukh Khan is on strike. Can he score 18 to make Punjab reach at least 160?
And I'm also trying to think, I don't think Josh Little has a slower ball or anything that could surprise him. So if he's only going to bowl quicker ones and if he's going to just attempt the Yorker, then this is actually an over that Shah Rukh Khan could get a lot of runs from. I don't think, like I'm trying to think if he's bowled slower ball, but I don't remember off the top of my head.
Let's see. Oh, first ball.
यार मारने वाला बॉल था भाई. Mid of under था, I could have just gone over. Why?
पर मिड ऑफ अंदर क्यों था? मुझे ये टैक्टिक तो समझ ही नहीं आती है.
अगर मिड ऑफ अंदर रखा है तो कम से कम bowling तो ढंग की करो ना.
ये
Why are
तो-
you letting him
This
go
was
over mid off?
wide and almost
Yeah.
over pitch.
Exactly. तो पैर पे मारो ना, फिर अगर मिड ऑफ अंदर है तो it's so easy for him to just पता नहीं. Anyways,
There was one game in 2021 when Brar was decent with the bat. He scored some runs. Maybe let's see.
yeah, even like on his debut, I don't know if that was 2019, I guess.
Yeah, I mean actually that was his debut.
Yeah,
Yeah,
debut.
not in 2021, 2019.
Yeah. Debut के game में कुछ 28-30 मारा था इसने.
Who was the opposing team? I don't recall.
Could
that.
be KKR or SRH. It was at Mohali. I remember a lot of most of the chatter around the entire innings was the fact that he was supposed to, go to Canada, like,
Yeah.
and all of that, and now suddenly he came out of nowhere and things like that. I don't remember the opposite.
Actually, this is a chatter about every Punjab player.
Yeah.
The same thing I've heard about
Yeah.
Arshdeep as well.
Oh,
shot!
hi.
मार दिया.
Ghatia
Shot.
ball and taken full toll. Maza aa gaya.
Good shot. Yep. Now imagine if Punjab they will replace Bhanuka with Rahul Chakar. And imagine if Rishi Dhawan bowls 1 over or doesn't bowl at all. I mean, it's just silly, right?
Yeah.
It's just silly team construction.
Lekin what's even more sillier is in the second game, they brought in Rishi Dhawan.
And then he bowled 1 over.
No, he bowled 0. First game 1
Second,
over.
first game 1 over, second game no.
0. बस फील्डिंग किया. बस फील्डिंग के लिए बुलाना था तो भाई. अरे यार ये भी मारने वाला बॉल था, ठीक है कोई.
चलो 150 तो बन गए. 3 balls to go. Maybe Shah Rukh Khan can hit at least 2 sixes. Then
He should. Ideally he should.
yeah. तो अभी तक के 3 failures.
Some off.
some
Yeah.
off. 2 छक्के मार दो.
Oh, Shah Rukh hitting. I mean, Shah Rukh playing well for Preeti's team. I mean, that also is.
कब तक?
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's see.
But yeah, even if they get to 160, I still feel that's a below par total. Like, given how good Gujarat are when it comes to chasing, yeah, wide high.
भाई भी प्रेशर में है थोड़ा.
Yep. Chuchan saying 2 teams who've consistently choked season after season in IPL, DC and PBKS. I mean, yeah, it's an
Yeah, at some level, even Sunrisers have been choking for a while. Last season, they won 5 games on a trot.
Yeah,
and then also
lost.
they did not only did not qualify, they ended like in the bottom 3 or something.
Correct. 7th, I think. Yep. And in terms of DC and PBKs, like DC को कम से कम यार ये तो is that यार मिड ऑफ अभी भी अंदर था इनका तो
अबे दो
भाग रहा है कि हाँ
रन आउट है, इजी रन
आउट है बोल दिया. एक तो यार मुझे अब तक समझ नहीं आया अगर मिड ऑफ और कवर दोनों अंदर है तो why are you bowling outside off and letting him swing his arms over cover? Like I don't understand what, like unless he gets his Yorker pinpoint every time, which is very hard, why are you risking that? I don't know. Jagmeet Singh, Oberoi Singh, I'm expecting Livingston. Ek second, Jagmeet. Oh yeah, that's
out.
Yep, definitely out.
Easy out.
Yep. So yeah, going back to Jagmeet's comment, I'm expecting Livingston to replace Bhanuka once he sits out. Somehow he goes out of form. I mean, yeah, it also has to do with the fact that you become rusty, right? Nets में चाहे जितना तुम practice कर लो, I mean, तुम खेल लो, match practice is match practice, and वो जो होता है, that's a completely different ball game.
So either of Bhanuka or Short will play.
Yeah.
Livingston will come in. I also want Punjab to start playing Atharva Dade because Livingston can bowl. So you don't need Rishi Dhawan in your
True.
batting
Dade is a good shout, done very well in the domestic season and also at the.
In fact, I mean either Rishi Dhawan or even Harpreet Brar, to be honest, because when you have a left-arm spinner and Livingston can bowl left off spin as well, you have sort of all matchups covered. And Harpreet Brar, I've not seen him bowl in the power play. I feel your slow left-arm bowler should have that ability to be bowling in the power play as well, because that is one of the usages where you can use him as a matchup option up front. Because most teams, I don't think any team has, apart from Hyderabad, and that's just self-inflicted, and Bangalore, there are not many teams who have 2 righties up top, but a lot of teams have a righty at number 3. So there are situations where there are 2 righties in the middle, and that's where your left-arm spinner is useful.
Yep. And what makes it even more difficult for them to drop Brar is the fact that I don't think they have another left-arm spin bowling option in their squad itself.
But they can bolster their batting by playing Atharva Dade because Livingston can give you a couple of overs. Oh, Rishi Dhawan finally gets a single, or is it? Oh, run out hote reh gaye.
Yeah.
Last ball, if Brar hits a 6 at least,
160 target ban jayega.
Target ban jayega ki bhai, psychologically 160.
Correct. And also just to finish the point that Jagmeet had made, like I was mentioning, it's like net practice is net practice, but match mein jo khelte hain, that's a completely different ball game. So about this, I was actually discussing this with Bishan the other day. What do you think of the idea of having bullpens inside the stadium hitting practice ke liye, taki your finishers they can keep slogging?
This is an idea that has been floated for a while.
Yeah.
But has never materialized.
Yeah.
ये देखो कीपर पकड़ के उठ के मारा तो भी बढ़िया,
जगह पे नमक छिड़कना,
इसको बोलते हैं कीपर, ठीक है.
But वो like why do you think that's not been implemented anywhere? India में समझ आती है because infrastructure issues and all of that. But I'm pretty sure you can find some space within the sort of arena to get that done, because it would really go a long way.
Oh my god, it's out as well.
वो रन भी नहीं मिला.
Yeah, I think Saha's contribution to Gujarat is immense.
Yeah.
I mean, he does his job with a bat and then take crazy catches and this run out. I mean, just imagine if they end up, winning in a way where 1 run would have made a difference.
Yeah, and to think that in the mega auction, Gujarat had pretty much ended the auction without keepers. Saha was like their last buy. कोई और नहीं मिला, तब जाके साहा को लिया बेस प्राइस पे, was unsold
और
price.
अभी भी केस भरत लिया उन्होंने ताकि एक
exactly.
रहे कि cushion.
Wow, man. Like इसीलिए like these are things that you just can't predict.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts about the innings?
They really, a very underpar total. Shahrukh ka cameo just shows कि this is a good batting surface. आराम से मार सकते हो. something for some reason Jitesh, Bhanuka, like who are supposed to be, you know, very aggressive when it comes to their batting, they just couldn't get going today. Even Sam Curran for that matter.
Oh, this is his slowest 25 ball plus knock.
Same as the case with Jitesh Sharma. Jitesh Sharma.
Oh, this is the slowest 25 plus ball plus knock for Punjab itself since 2013.
Oh, wow.
Wow. So, I mean, yeah, we usually talk about the batter of the innings, but I don't think there is anyone to talk about, right? Maybe Matthew Short.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
Shah Rukh Khan. Yeah,
Shah
Shah
Rukh
Rukh Khan did a decent job, but
Yeah.
nothing really which gave them a total which they would have been comfortable defending. Also, there is nothing called a total. Any team is
That's
comfortable
also
defend,
true,
but they
yeah.
should have. They would have wanted at least 175. From Gujarat's perspective, I think again Joseph did a great job. Rashid did a great job, but I think bowler on the night of the night has to be Mohit Sharma.
भाई ने जो किया
Yeah.
मतलब, oh my goodness.
Yeah, with that, we'll just take a small breather and we'll see you on the other side.
Yep, we are back. Not so much enthusiasm, not because of. Yeah, you can't blame us. If you have a show like this, you just can't. And while we were getting in, we had a statman say that this is a terrible performance. He gave us numbers.
Yeah.
That essentially means
I don't
that
think we
it's a-
need numbers to know this is terrible, but sure, the numbers help.
Yeah, no, he said that they've been struggling poorly in the middle overs, and that again today showed 47 runs. You can't just have you can't have that bad numbers. And we have another guest joining us who is as he is disappointed. God. He's confused. Are you smiling because of confusion, or you're like, I don't know what the hell is happening here?
I made Mohit Sharma captain in few of my teams. Why should I not smile?
Wow.
Yeah, how did you know that he
See,
want to
when you
play in the
make-
first place?
When you make 11 teams, you can.
No,
No,
then
the
also,
teams are made after the toss has
no,
happened.
then also
After the.
to just be confident about Mohit Sharma being a captain. It's like, yeah.
See,
Sorry.
Mohit Sharma has great matchup versus Dhawan. I honestly thought they'll start Mohit versus Dhawan, but they didn't. But he still bowled in the crucial phases. Remember, we talked about Joseph bowling three together, and that again, you would not want to spill the bits, but I felt they'll use little like that and bowl Joseph and Mohit at the end. So, which is why I felt that okay, Mohit end overs junk wickets could work. But yeah, two is okay, not a problem.
Yeah, but I don't think it's junk wickets because at one point they showed what kind of deliveries that he was bowling, and it was like impeccable that all his deliveries are short and good length and everything. So it's like he had so much consistency and great control over his slow balls. And
Yeah.
Shah Rukh was probably the only batter who kind of stole a boundary away from him. Apart from that, everybody struggled. So
Yeah, I think it also reminds you of the 2015 season and also the World Cup selection. It happened because of this reason that he gets good bounce on decent surfaces. And I think the pitch started very well, but I don't think it was always coming onto that. Now, of course, we will know that in the second innings also, because I felt there was some grip, some hold for bowlers bowling into the deck. So, and I'm sure hopefully Rabada, Arshdeep, and all of them can use it somehow to make this match interesting because you also have Rishi Dhawan who can come in and take two, who knows.
that's where I was getting at. Do you think if the surfaces are going to react in a manner like this, do you think it's a good thing for Punjab or a bad thing?
No, it's a good thing for Punjab. I mean, on a surface where there's a little bit of bounce and carry, and you have in your attack people like Ravada, and if you want to play Ellis later, I mean, the conditions definitely suit you. So just because it also suited another team that's come to play with you, who have a fair few bowlers who are quick and tall and whatever. doesn't mean that you should change your approach here, because I think the pitch suits them as well. Though I think today Punjab would think that regardless of the bowling attack, they are about 35 runs short. Uh, because in T20 cricket, pace and bound, the pitches with true bounce, let's not say pace and bounce, true bounce definitely are ones where you should be scoring 180, 190 runs at least. So they will be very disappointed with where they've finished, but they will hope that the bowlers can do a little something. Though, I wouldn't be too hopeful at the mid innings.
Right. Question to you, Nikhil. Do you think somebody like Sam Curran will be very useful on this surface because he has that cutter and he's someone who operates on a back of length kind of a area? So, do you think it's a tailor-made pitch for him?
Yeah, I think this is the kind of deck where I want to see KG bowl well and take 4 for. As simple, as clear as that. This is the kind of deck that KG made a habit of taking a lot of wickets because he gets the extra bounce. This is his natural length kind of a deck. So if not here, I don't know where. And then that pairing with Sam could eventually help because see, Sam is Sam is the kind of guy that the last person you expect to cause a lot of damage, he comes in and just smothers everything, and then he's like, okay, dude, how did you lose wickets to him? So, but they need early wickets. If they get Gill early, I think they have a chance. If they don't get Gill out in the power play, then he'll just take it away because he'll hit so many boundaries that it's very hard to then catch up.
I like how Nikhil said, summed up the entire World Cup by saying that Sam Curran just picks wickets like that.
No, for Sam Curran to pick wickets, he needs a good bowler at the other end.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
Essentially, what it is for Sam Curran, when you need batsmen to take chances against you, and which you do when there is pressure being built. I don't think you would go to Sam Curran to build the pressure. You will go to Sam Curran to take advantage of the pressure, right? So that's, I think, his role, and that's.
I think the only person who went to Sam Curran to build pressure was Dhoni, and he succeeded when he did that with the new ball. But
as Gurkita would say, it's juju and not performance.
yeah, sometimes it looks like juju. I mean, how could you have some Rahane just come and play like he's looked like $1,000 or $1,000
No, but
million?
we discussed that as well. That the shots that Rahane played yesterday, when he took on spin after the timeout, it's not something that he always does. So that he's able to do that very freely is you have the full freedom. Don't worry about getting out. As you said, this is your entry point. This is your exit point. You know what to do in the middle. That's all that I want of you. And I think that's why people come to Chennai and they do well. And I mean, Rajapaksha today is a clear other side of that aspect. That he's somebody who Punjab have played a lot of amount for in terms of faith and money both. And it's very weird to see him play this way. I don't know if he's fit or unfit. Whatever is the issue there.
He's unfit in different ways, Nix. It's not having an injury.
But do you think they'll persist with him, or is there a chance they'll drop Bhanuka?
I think they should have continued with Sikandar Raza because he offers you a lot more than Bhanuka, and you understand why they want him again. It's that left-handed option that you want, and I don't think they have anybody else. So you have Shikhar and then you have Rajapaksha, and everybody else is just right-handers galore. And of course, you need a left-hander because teams don't function without them. So I don't get. Sometimes it's very hard. Again, it's like I've backed a player, it's not performing. How many more games can I give him to get into form? You have Liam Livingstone, who I still feel is not ready to play, and you have Sikandar Raza. You have to use one of them. But again, I think last game he played well. So yeah, I don't think they would have dropped him after that.
That's exactly the point that I was coming to as well. You have to just make best use of the resources available to you.
Yeah.
If Punjab had Bairstow available, if Punjab had Sikandar Raza scoring runs in the form that he was in 6 months ago, or if Punjab had Livingstone fully fit and available now, Bhanuka would probably not be in this team. But the fact is, you are where you are right now. These three guys aren't either performing the way you want to or available the way that you want to. So to make the best with Manuka. And Manuka's, I mean, super talented guy. They went for him
Yeah.
because he got the ability to score runs, sure, in a certain area of
Yeah.
the ground, in a certain way. But I mean, and you have to back that talent and let him go out there and score those runs.
Yeah. I think the only questionable call is probably Ellis in terms of why not Ellis. Rest, I
Yeah.
think, is pretty predictable.
Yeah, I was saying why not Ellis earlier. I think the reason why not Ellis is because they need Rabada to get into form.
Yeah.
And I don't know in how many games you can play both Ellis and Rabada because that compromises the other foreigners you can pick. So
Yeah.
you would have only hoped to play one foreign pacer and the other one to be a backup. And Rabada's first choice and Ellis was number 2. But Ellis had 2 great games. You couldn't drop him. And
Yeah.
therefore they played one match together. But I don't think that's sustainable. And they need Rabada to get back into form. And
Yeah,
therefore you're seeing what you
Possible.
are today.
Yes, yes.
And in terms of Punjab's batting today, is a classic example of what Gurkirat was saying right at the start of multiple cameos. They have players who can play multiple cameos.
Yeah.
If you see the batting today scorecard, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 have all scored more than 20, less than 40.
Yeah.
In a T20, so you can't say anybody played terribly or,
Yeah.
because they came in, they got set, they got starts. But in T20 cricket, you can't suck the momentum out of the game every time you get to 25 because then the new batsman has to rebuild.
Yeah.
Despite no
Yeah.
one really playing badly, and your middle order all firing in a certain way, right? Because 20 to 40 is a good average in T20 cricket. But you finish 35 runs short because no one won.
I think it's firing, but firing in a wrong way because they're scoring at a strike rate of 100 or 120 in this game, and that essentially is the difference between the.
Yeah, but when you have many people scoring 20 to 30, some of their run rate strike rates will not be good because it's only when you get past that 20-30 mark
Yes.
that you capitalize on it. So
Excellent.
you complete the consolidation phase of your innings, and just when you're about to capitalize, everyone has got out.
Yeah.
All 4, 5, 6, 7 all got out.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, I mean, it is what it is. But I think that's their learning maybe from this innings that someone has to go on, and it didn't happen today.
Yeah, I think their designated guy to do that is probably Shikhar because that's how he's batted all through. In terms of even in the game that they won against RR, it was like he was 30 of 30. So it clearly tells you that I am someone who's not going to take a risk. You guys try and do that, and if I get early, then inshallah.
I mean, Nikhil is preparing for his gig just to coach Pakistan team or analyze Pakistan team. Yeah, he's pretty much there with the approach. But yeah,
I'm not milestone. Sorry, I'm not milestone driven.
Yeah, I'm sure a certain Simon would like this comment. But I mean, surely this is one of the conditions where I think Gill might find it tough because it's slow. Or do you think it's where he excels?
See, one, if there is a batsman who has the talent to adapt to any conditions, it is Gill. And two, I don't think it's particularly slow. It's a track where there is bounce and reasonably good pace. So, I mean, they're fairly good batting conditions. You would expect someone like Gill to make the most of them. Most of it.
Most of them. I'm
Of the bowlers.
assuming. Yeah, poor deliveries. I'm assuming. Yeah. At this point, we're making a quick double sub again. It's time for the producers.
Do you want to hear a double meaning dialogue?
Please, always up for it.
They can't bowl short to Shubman Gill.
Interesting. Well done. Well, they can't bowl. They can't bowl short to Saha as well. But
Yeah.
Good.
They can't bowl short to.
They can't bowl short full stop.
Short. Yeah. Okay.
But I mean, I was having this discussion off air. In terms of length, it's fairly clear that they've already bought.
Yeah.
Okay. So just going back to what I was saying, off air, I was just talking about the lengths that potentially PBKs could look to bowl, and short hard lengths make sense because square boundaries are very long. it might be easier for Shubman to make runs, like he's good with the pull and all of that. But yeah, like given the square boundaries and given how Punjab batters themselves struggle to get
But
going.
after these two, they can.
True. Sai, I still don't know. Like if
They can try. I mean,
Yeah.
भाई नया ही है अभी,
Correct.
मतलब ऐसा नहीं है कि he's not
True,
established player against proper short bowling.
So Arshdeep to begin the innings for Punjab.
Oh,
It's a good start.
proper channel. And Saha, we've sort of showed this time and again that if you just have to keep at a good length against him,
Yeah.
and inevitably he'll give you his wicket.
Correct. And Arshdeep, like we discussed in the first innings, he's been really good this season. He looked a bit rusty in the few T20s that he played for India earlier this year. But yeah, right now he's sort of gotten into his rhythm. But the no ball problem still persists with him. He still bowled a couple of no balls. Let's hope he's he's ironed that chink out. So who do you think? Like, do you think they'll introduce some spin early on in the power play, or you're just going? That's wow, man. That's Shubman.
Yeah, I mean, what a shot that is.
Yeah,
I mean,
really.
just क्या बोले मतलब
मतलब
speechless.
I wanted to say it's a good outswinger, and मतलब बंदे ने जो shot खेला कि क्या ही बोले अभी. हमारे.
He seems like a batter who is in the form of his life.
Yeah, really.
Touch player.
But yeah, like, do you think spin in the power play, is there any merit to
I
that?
think they should start with Rabada from the other end.
Correct. Yeah. Agree with you on that. Like Rabada, Arshdeep, so that's 4 done.
Hmm.
Who else? Maybe Rishi with the new ball. That's his best phase, to put it simply.
If they do not lose any wicket, there's no harm in trying Brar for 1 over.
Interesting. Okay. You know, I'll actually be interested to see has
Oh, shot! Bhai.
Man.
He's almost छूटता तो elbow था.
सही इसीलिए. But he flicks like both Kohli and Gill when it comes off, looks great.
Yeah. See, this is what happens. I mean, although it's not very easy, this ball was 139. Had he been off the Mohammad Amir or Shaheen Shah pace,
That's
145, so
yeah.
ये ball छूटने का chance बढ़ जाता है.
True. But to his credit, matlab, his pace when he began was like early 130s, late 120s. He's already increased his pace. Like, जितना हो सकता अभी बंदा कर रहा. Like, he's done a couple of tweaks to his action as well in terms of increasing his pace.
Oh, they have gone short to Saha.
Yeah.
I don't agree with you, Sushant, there. I feel Arshdeep has been Punjab's best bowler so far. Although Sam Curran really nailed his Yorkers in that game against Rajasthan, but overall, I still feel Arshdeep has been the best bowler for Punjab.
Like, barring that 1 over at the death where Dhruv Jurel sort of took him apart, I agree with Sumesh. Like, he's been really good. He's been their only all-phase bowler, to put it simply. Like, there's no one who can both move the ball around and also bowl a decent Yorker at the death. So, yeah, like, of course, maybe what he's done in 2021, like, he's set high standards. So, it also...
Short.
हाँ, मतलब like first over में 3 तगड़ा shot मारा है like,
But
wow.
Shubman Gill is a batter जिसको you can pay to watch his net practice session as well.
Yeah. I would definitely. But right now I feel Saha hasn't gotten. I mean, 5 ही ball हुआ अब तक. But yeah, Saha will be looking to take on the bowlers. It'll be interesting to see. Rabada is good. Like, that's also his weapon. Short, hard lengths, back of length. So yeah, it'll be
Who
interesting.
do you think are the batters you'd pay to watch their net sessions?
Saha, Kohli.
Saha.
Sorry, Gill, Kohli.
Saha भी बुरा नहीं है.
बुरा नहीं है, but हाँ, मतलब net session
Gill,
के लिए,
Kohli, yeah.
Gill, Kohli. Pay to watch. Rahul.
Okay.
And Sharma also for that matter. Rohit Sharma भी मतलब it's who else? Aesthetically India में और Tilak Verma. Lefty all like as Sunil Gavaskar puts it, the left hand elegance वो तो है ही. And he's also got some really good shots.
Maybe Shaw as well.
Oh yeah, Shaw.
Ponting said the other day कि भाई तुम Shaw का net session देखो तुम्हें लगेगा कि he's going to score 100.
Yeah.
So maybe it's better to watch his net
हाँ,
session.
भाई net
लगेगा
session
कि
देखिए,
हाँ भाई चलो हम talent देख कर आ रहे हैं.
So we'll tell our मतलब सबको बोलते हैं कि बस मैच सब देखना मत करो. चिन्नास्वामी जाओ भी सैटरडे से पहले
हाँ,
शॉ का
Shaw
तो
का
बस
net session.
हाँ ये देखो. और ये मतलब यार नेट सेशन की बातें मुझे समझ नहीं आती बिकॉज लास्ट ईयर वॉटसन हाइप मनदीप सिंह का सेइंग बॉस इसके मतलब प्रैक्टिस मैचेस नेट्स में तो ये बहुत ही अच्छा करा. पहले इनिंग्स में फुल टॉस पे आउट हुआ. Same this year, KKR wale, they were hyping him up. He
Yeah.
nets में बहुत अच्छा कर रहा है.
This is what I feel कि Akshar Patel has very horrible net sessions. या तो फिर वो net sessions में आता ही नहीं.
आता ही नहीं.
That is why even no management trusts Akshar Patel the batter. So Rabada, like we obviously predicted.
Correct. So who would you pay to watch? Current cricketers.
ये सब नाम तो हैं. I was just thinking players from outside India as well. The most value for money would be Steve Smith because his net session will be the longest. So ऐसा you
Not sure what no. Yes.
animated. Yeah.
Yeah.
No run. Not now. Marnus is also very watchable.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, short, why?
Late, bro. Late.
सही है भाई. सहा तो किसी को भी पेल सकता है तो फिर भी रवाड़ा ही है.
True. And साका है ही ना, मतलब पापली नहीं तो जो भी करता है यहीं पे करता है, इसी फेज में करता है. So yeah.
I mean, if Punjab do not get early wickets, this game might just fizzle away.
And to be honest, I don't see them getting early wickets. Like कहाँ से आएगा? Arshdeep at best. Our Earth is best asking why Matt Short wasn't opening. कहाँ? मतलब Prabh Simran has done, like मतलब he's already done a good job of opening the innings for them. Dhawan captain है, must खेला भी है.
Dhawan to open करेगा.
Yeah.
It's
तो
just
किसके
about
वजह
who
से?
opens with him.
Yeah.
You paid to see Chandrapal, yeah.
Wow.
ठीक है.
A bit boring, but yeah, why not?
सब choice अपनी अपनी है.
Oh wait,
सबका अपना
Chandrapal
एक
मतलब
taste
कौन?
होता है.
Tagnarine, Shivnarine. You'll actually have to clarify that as well because the Tagnarine in the Australia series, he was the best
Yeah.
batter for West Indies.
Actually दोनों में से किसी को भी देख लो बात एक ही है.
Same
तुम्हें लगेगा तो एक के पैसे में दो बैटर देख के आओगे तुम.
Jagmeet Singh Oberoi saying, I would just want to watch Rohit's pull shot and Kohli's cover drives. True.
तो बॉलिंग मशीन ऐसा सेट करेंगे कि रोहित को सिर्फ
हाँ,
शॉट
बस।
और कोहली को फुल.
Chandrapal से आया. Chandrapal played for RCB, man. Forgot that.
क्या वैसे बैक इन द डे अगर ओवरऑल देखा जाए तो आई थिंक तेंदुलकर.
Yeah.
अभी थोड़े दिन पहले एक वीडियो निकाला था वेरी वाज जस्ट इंडोर में
While practicing for one of those tournaments.
some tennis balls है वो के अभी
उसमें
भी यार
middle, yeah.
मिडल हो रहा था एंड सो मिनिमलिस्टिक मूवमेंट
True.
एंड मैक्सिमलिस्टिक आउटपुट.
The thing is, given my age, I might have not seen a lot of his, rescue acts, 90s wale.
Yeah.
But 2000s में भी जो देखा है, which was supposed to be the fag end of his career, was like he bossed teams, he bossed venues.
Oh sure.
But yeah, short lanes are working. Square पे boundaries मिलना तो काफी मुश्किल है.
Okay, so 2 overs. Gujarat off to a very good start. Is there one ball to go? Yeah, there is one more ball to go.
Yep.
We'll wait for it. After that ball, we'll probably have a stat for you.
That was actually a very good outswinger, यार. मतलब
Yeah.
Gilman-
So this is something that we discussed about Arshdeep during the Asia Cup. That this is how his over construction is usually like. He bowls 6 different balls in an over.
And you think that's a good thing, having like 6 different balls in terms of variations or in terms of lines, and or everything?
I mean, it's different.
Okay.
कुछ ना कुछ change होता है.
And do you think
I
that's
mean,
a good thing?
so difference से मुझे याद आया. What a shot! What a shot!
मतलब इसमें क्या बोले? बस देखो.
Yeah, it is a very good thing because I don't remember who said that. Maybe it's Jade Durnback who
Okay.
said that in other formats you have to be consistently consistent,
Correct.
but in T20 cricket you have to be consistently inconsistent. So maybe Arshdeep is following that philosophy.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we'll just get back to that. We'll talk more of that. And before that, we've got a stat for you. Let's have a look at that. So yeah, the stat is of Rabada.
Oh, so this is the reason he's playing. He wicket leta hai bas. But look at his economy. His overall economy is 8.2, which is also the highest in this batch.
And the
Look
thing
at
is,
Rashid Khan and Bumrah, dude. Not only do they take wickets, they have economy top notch.
यार मतलब क्या बोले अभी?
Yeah.
Like, and also about Rabada, 2018 to 2020 was sort of his golden phase for Delhi. 21 se one sort of Nokia, started taking over. Like the last 2.5 seasons, and not half, so whatever 3 games that have happened so far, and the 2 seasons before, I would be interested in seeing his numbers of since 21. In terms of his economy and average, he's not been as lethal as he was before. He stopped going those Yorkers. He's just stuck to his hard lengths, backup length, and all of that.
The good thing to notice there was, I don't know if it's an error, but Bumrah and Rashid have the same wickets and the same average as well.
Yeah, wow,
So that's
wow, man.
that can be a sort of a trivia in itself.
Correct. That's true. And just going back to the Jane Dunback thing you were saying about being consistently inconsistent. The thing is, Ashwin also has spoken about, I mean, not spoken about, like if you see Ashwin as well, he's got so many variations, he's trying all these different things. Sometimes it feels like, the bowler, if he ends up overdoing it, it becomes easier for the batter because more often than not, he get like, itne sari variations jab try karte ho, the margin for error is that much more smaller. You have to get
over. Arey yaar. So this is where Saha can hurt you big time.
yeah. He's great at piercing gaps and going over the top. Just halka sa bas push kar loft kar do and get it over your mid off mid on and that's it, you're done. Which is why I don't understand like for Rahul as well, for someone like a Rahul, like this isn't hard. I know again I'll have to say I am an armchair critic, मैं नहीं खेल रहा, but यार I mean inner circle से बाहर ball निकालना इतना मुश्किल वाला काम ही नहीं है.
See, to be honest, I mean, talking about armchair critics, whoever has not played T20, by that logic, is an armchair critic. I mean, no matter you've
Fair.
played cricket in other format, but if you've not played the exact format, because this is a different sport.
Yeah.
I always feel that Test, ODI, and T20s are not different formats; they're different sport.
Correct.
Yeah, so ठीक है. So there are very elite armchair critics out there. So तू भी कर सकता है, ऐसी कोई बात नहीं.
चलो.
इतना load नहीं लेना.
Yep, I'll take some heart from that. And yeah, just going back to that bowling different variations topic, I really feel the problem with bowling different variations at the same time, like Ashwin tends to have, sometimes even 4 to 5 different deliveries in the same over. The margin for error goes down. Like, let's say if you've got a flipper, a carom ball, an arm ball, a conventional off break, and something else. So, agar wo sahi nahi, matlab, how do I put this? Like changing your grips, changing your position, all of that happening at the same time, it's that much more difficult. Of course, if you consistently execute it well, then that's a different thing, which Ashdeep, to his credit, has done.
Oh,
Yeah.
why do you talk about that? Oh, doesn't seem like the night for Punjab.
Yep. It's going to be difficult, yeah. It is going to be a very long night for them today.
Or maybe a very short night for us.
Yeah. Hopefully. And even Harshal Patel actually mentioned this in one of his interviews, where Zach, when both of them were part of RCB back in the day in 2012, Zach had sort of talked about packaging your over. So there are essentially 4 types of deliveries. One is your slower ball, one is your normal pace, short, and full. Of course, this is sort of overly simplifying it by Zach, but this is how he puts it. So you've got four essential kinds of deliveries, and you've got to package your over in such a way that the batter's always confused. Ki kya dalne wala next? Like he shouldn't be able to premeditate what you're going to do. So yeah, probably is always about both of them playing a game of cat and mouse. The batter's trying to figure out what the bowler's going to do. The bowler's trying to. Oh man, क्या कर रहा है यार? कौन था वो? शाहरुख. Indian Rajapaksa. क्या बोलूं मतलब भागा तक नहीं, he just stood there.
Who can predict this? I mean, Saha hitting 4 fours of Harshdeep's over, almost nearly killing the game.
और 2 तो होनी नहीं चाहिए थे, ये and the edge, but यार.
Yeah. But I think Harshdeep did not refer to the pitch map that we have been putting out for Saha.
Yeah.
I think teams should check out cricket.com's preview before they take the field. They can get some ideas. We have been harping from day one that to Saha, just keep at your good length. He'll be quiet and maybe he'll be out as well.
I don't know, maybe it's because movement मिल रहा है तो वो swing के चक्कर में थोड़ा full डालने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, but
that's it. This is exactly what he had to do in the entire over.
Almost got it. For a second I thought it was a drop, but not. In the keeper's
3
defense.
overs, 36.
Yep. Yeah, 154 is the target. So 118 and 17 overs. That's less than 7, man. Required run rate's gone down below 7. क्या मतलब? अभी हरप्रीत ब्रार ये सब को लाने का I don't think makes a lot of sense. ये तो 36 से 50 पे पहुंच जाएंगे अगले ओवर में अगर ऐसा.
Yeah, I mean even Rabada is a tricky bet right now, but I think they will give him one more over.
Yeah, and the only advantage with Rabada is his natural length is the hard length. So he doesn't really bowl full, so that might be of some help. Like in case if they're able to get Saha out with that. Yep. और कौन है इनके पास न्यू
Sam Curran.
हाँ Sam Curran oh yeah Sam Curran हाँ maybe yeah उसको ध्यान नहीं like he bowled the first over in the previous 3 games so yeah that's interesting जो चांद अर्शदीप साहब
Oh,
ओ भाई
Brar.
साहब
Brar Saab.
क्या बोलें अभी
But Brar Saab against Gill would be a challenge for Brar, not Gill.
I mean to be honest even Saha will be a challenge Saha तो मारने वाला मतलब मारने he's
अरे यार क्या बोल रहे हैं अब हम भी क्या बोल रहे हैं short and asking to be hit easily by Shubman Gill.
like I feel Brar abhi tak he's just sort of cashing in on the fact that he took Kohli, De Villiers, Maxwell in the same game.
Yeah.
Like
So
that's
okay,
it.
इस गेम में ज्यादा कुछ बचा नहीं है. Are you interested in a conspiracy theory?
100%.
I want to start. I mean, this is not a conspiracy theory that I've heard. This is the conspiracy theory that I want to start. So,
Okay.
Gill is clearly the future of Indian cricket, or at least the authorities would want him to
Yeah.
be the future of Indian cricket. So, they would want him to be a face.
Correct.
Now, he plays for Gujarat, where you have Hardik Pandya as a leader. They've already won a title. So, he's definitely not a future captain for Gujarat
Okay.
in at least for the next 5 years.
Fair point.
But the higher ups of the system would want Gill to at least be a captain of the IPL franchise.
Okay.
So, will there come a point where we'll see that, oh, Gill is unhappy in Gujarat and he wants to move, and then he's released, or there is a mid-season transfer where he's transferred to a franchisee which also happens to be his home state, or a franchisee, big franchisee somewhere near where we are at right now, which will also need a captain in near future.
Wow, that's a very, very, very delicious conspiracy to say the least. And
But I won't be surprised if this happens, because he would want to captain.
Okay. Oh, bhai, matlab, why would you take that risk simply, yaar? Okay. Yeah, anyways, just going back to that.
Yeah, because see, most of the other teams are locked.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's either his home team, which is Punjab, but Punjab is not a very high-profile team.
Correct.
The only connection there is he is a Punjab.
Punjabi, yeah.
But apart from that, I really see a chance that he can be a future RCB captain.
I'd love to actually have him at RCB. Given his skill set, he's clearly sort of the successor to Kohli in terms of
Yeah.
the face of Indian cricket team. And yeah, I would love to be sort of
Yeah, if you
see-
think about it, RCB will need a captain in 2 years,
Yeah.
if not earlier.
if not earlier, exactly. And that being a big if.
Yeah,
To be
and
honest.
I mean RCB is not a franchise where you can just make. I don't know. I don't know who to name, but anyone apart from. There's no one in the team, right? I mean, they can't
At
go
best
back to Kohli.
Maxwell. At best,
But Maxwell भी 2 साल के बाद उसके बाद
हाँ,
भी जरूरत
exactly,
पड़ेगी. Maxwell is
yeah.
not a long-term fix.
Correct.
And if they had to make Maxwell the captain, then why not now?
That's also a good point.
So I really feel that there will come a time where we'll hear news that Gill is moved mid-season
You
transfer
heard it
नहीं,
here first,
but
guys. Please.
pre-auction trade हो रहा है. Gill is being traded to some other team. They bought him for all cash deal for 10 crores or whatever it is.
That's interesting. That's a very interesting point. But what if the Gujarat management decides to let go of Pandya instead of Gill? कि ठीक है इसको कैप्टनसी चाहिए इसी को रखते हैं पंड्या तू उठा भाई हाँ ठीक है तुमने
I don't see that happening. That would be that I mean that won't make sense, right? Hardik Pandya balances the team.
Correct. That's true. That's also true. But wow, man. But yeah, Gill, it would always make sense. Like that teams would want someone like a Gill to be the captain. You know, your premier batter, and just like how Rahul became the captain, Kohli became the captain, Sharma, Rohit became
Yeah,
the captain.
because Gill himself would want to be the captain.
Yeah, true.
Because at the end of the day, what we have seen so far, almost everyone harbors that ambition in the Indian circuit.
Of course. Yeah. Hardik Pandya himself, that's pretty much the only reason why he
Yeah.
decided to move out of
Yeah.
Mumbai, right? Because he wanted captaincy.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's actually a very good point. Wow. Who else do you think like that in that sense, in terms of youngsters, up and coming youngsters who would want to?
अभी बाकी का तो थोड़ा देखना बाकी है. They
Shaw.
still have Shaw, but he needs to get his
Yeah.
house in order first.
Better batting.
Oh, garbage bowling. But I mean, what was that?
मुझे लगा कहीं पाई शॉर्ट
Bottom end आया है शायद.
मुझे शॉर्ट बाइक के ऊपर से जा रहा है लगा ये तो कहीं और, ये तो मतलब एकदम मिड विकेट की भाई साहब. But yeah, that's actually food for thought, like Amish puts it.
Hmm. Let's see how things happen. I'm doing the long-term version of Nikhil Popat. वो भी मैच का predict करता है, मैं ऐसा भविष्य बता रहा हूँ.
Bigger picture.
Yeah. Samrat, that's a new name. Samrat, if you're new to the channel, let us know.
Is that
Meanwhile,
Check
Saha.
Oh my! Short ball does the trick. I should have said Ravada wicket ले लेगा इसका.
Finally something to cheer for Punjab. This game was slipping away from them at a pace of a bar of soap slipping away from great hands.
Yeah. And yeah, like this is a breakthrough they needed, because Sai Sudarshan also, in some sense, will slow down the innings. I mean,
Yeah.
for no fault of his own, he is more of an anchor type batter, so that would actually play to Punjab's strengths. And yeah, let's see how that goes. You see any? Do you see a case for someone like a Matthew Short being given an over after the park?
I think next over should be bowled by Sam Curran.
Okay. Yeah, Arshdeep's already done with two.
With
so
two, yeah.
I'm guessing they're saving
This over, give it to Sam Curran and then bring in Rahul Chahar straight away. Because Rahul Chahar has a googly as well, so he can
Correct.
operate both ways.
And by the way, Gujarat haven't still named their impact player, right? They've not yet.
Vijay Shankar ही होगा जब भी आएगा.
होना तो चाहिए, yeah. Unless it becomes something like a 16-5 situation, then. But no, Vijay Shankar has already even scored aggressively in the last game, so yeah, there's no reason why he shouldn't come in.
But I mean, Rahul Tewati has batted what 3 balls in the entire season so far.
काफी है. उसके लिए काफी है बस.
Yeah, this is the 4th game.
And he doesn't bowl anymore ना, मतलब वो bowling कुछ काम का नहीं है. He's a pure number 7.
He's a proper Aman Hakim Khan for Gujarat at the moment.
But I really don't know, like Rahul Tewatia could have at least worked on his bowling and added more value, but he's sort of gone the other way by letting go of his bowling. कि बॉस ठीक है मैंने बैटिंग से जिता दिया, मैं बैटिंग ही करूंगा.
Actually, surprisingly, last year he bowled against Punjab, and Livingston took him apart.
Yeah.
Livingston and Jitesh Sharma both. And actually, that was the last game he bowled. उसके बाद तो bowling ही नहीं.
Since 2020, if I'm not wrong, he's bowled like 8 to 10 overs, and he's given away like 110 runs. So that's like 12 economy. So yeah.
ये नया लाए, ये हाइट मेजर करते हैं, हाईएस्ट पॉइंट क्या था, इससे क्या फायदा है भाई, इससे थोड़ा ना कुछ होने वाला है. Because yesterday highest point of Dhoni's 6 was 35 meters. Still it went for 6. This is 25 meters, but it didn't go. So कुछ not
there's no value.
There's no value added with the height. Height का क्या करेंगे यार?
If anything, I really liked what was done in the Pakistan-England series, where pace before it hit the before the ball pitched and after.
That's an interesting. Yeah. Actually, you can assess what sort of a surface is this.
And how, like, at what pace is it
short,
short
boy. But a bad ball, yeah. Back of
really, like,
cut
put it away, yeah.
But players with a cut shot, this is.
And that pace,
bread and butter.
It also helps us understand at what pace is it reaching the batters. Because right now, the 148 that the speedometer shows, it's the pace at which the bowler has released the ball. उसके बाद क्या हुआ वो हमें पता नहीं है. And that would be a very good metric to look at and to understand, like कौन से पेसर का क्या है, like किसका सबसे ज़्यादा loss है, all of that. That would actually lead to some very interesting conversations, and that could even bring in some change in terms of how bowlers bowl and all of that. That could add a lot of value to bowlers themselves.
And assessing pitches, कि किस तरह का bowling इस pitch पे work कर रहा है, because this is a slow wicket.
Correct. Yeah.
और समझ में भी आ जाएगा कि was actually the pitch difficult या फिर batters ही नहीं खेल पा रहे थे.
Correct. Yeah. And it makes general viewers like us understand what does it mean when they say, surface is slow, surface is spongy.
I mean, I remember the T20 World Cup semi-final when India were batting, it looked difficult. England batting and धो दिया अच्छे से पकड़ के कि भाई ये तो सपाट विकेट था.
वही बात हो गई ना. रवींद्र जडेजा. When he bats, he looks like a bowling all-rounder. When he bowls, he looks like a batting all-rounder.
ये पहले होता था, अब नहीं होता.
नहीं
But yeah, initially this was the case.
Oh,
अभी अक्षर पटेल के साथ हो रहा है. When he bats, he looks like a batting all-rounder. When he balls, then also he looks like a batting all-rounder. But he had a very funny press conference last time around. Talking about press conference, your take on Ashwin's statement
I come.
and a fine.
Yeah,
कुछ
exactly.
भी बोलो फाइन हो जाता है. अंपायर चाहे कितनी भी गलती करे, अंपायर कुछ भी कर सकता है.
वो मीम है ना, वही मतलब बहुत सारी मीम्स एक्चुअली, बट one comes to my mind. ठीक है. But yeah, I completely agree with what Ashwin said. Like we were talking even in the last innings, एक ही ओवर में 2 balls down the leg, एक को वाइड दिया, दूसरे को छोड़ दिया. There needs to be some sort of standardizing of
तो मतलब कुछ तो कोई नया लोग इंसान देख रहा होगा, वो बोले क्या
Yeah,
sport है भाई,
वही.
क्या ये समझाओ मुझे, कोई रूल ही नहीं है इसमें.
क्योंकि बेसबॉल में भी तुम अगर देखोगे, there's a very clear definition of when is it, above waist, above chest,
Yeah,
below
yeah,
waist, below
yeah.
chest, all of that.
Yeah.
करना तो पड़ेगा.
I think we have Nikhil waiting in the wings, so maybe we can add him. Yo, Nikhil boy.
Yo,
Easy Gujarat win loading, or do you see any challenges ahead for Gujarat?
yeah, मतलब they will challenge themselves if they want to. बाकी तो नहीं लग रहा कि कुछ होना चाहिए.
Anything that Punjab can try, in your opinion? Because this game seems dead to me.
I actually thought, and I still think they could send Miller at 4 today. Get him some game time. He hasn't had anything to do so far.
You think that Punjab can try to see कि भाई ये game at least खींच सके जितना खींच पाए?
Punjab, I think they probably started with the right options that they have. Just the length was, again, I don't get it. You are spending so much money, इतना सब कुछ है आपके पास, फिर भी आपको एक इनिंग के बाद कैसे नहीं समझ रहा कि इस पिच पे फुल नहीं डालना है, और 7 रन कैसे खा रहे हो?
और अब तक तो सबको पता होना चाहिए यार कि साहा को तुमको बस टेस्ट मैच लेंस डालनी है यार.
और इस पिच पे भी वही करनी है. लाइक आई एग्री विद नेक्स्ट लॉन्गर स्क्वायर बाउंड्री, सीधी सी बात है, बस थोड़ा लेंथ खींच लो पीछे, बात खत्म. नॉट खत्म है, मेक्स इट डिफिकल्ट.
मतलब एटलीस्ट खाना है तो उस पे खाओ. It's worth it getting hit on those short balls. But
if the batter plays a good shot, again, just okay, well done, move ahead. Just what Dhoni said the other day. If the bowler bowls a good ball, just you can't do anything about it. But अगर तुम लोग खेलते नहीं तो फिर क्या ही कर सकते हैं?
Okay, last ball of the power play. Sam Curran has bowled a decent over, but अभी decent से काम नहीं चलेगा.
yeah,
Need a 5 wicket in 5 balls kind of over.
but I do feel they could possibly go to short next over.
I think what Punjab can do is they need a bowling version of Rinku Singh. That's the only hope. Yeah, with that we'll just make a double sub. If Avnish would have been here, he would have said cheeky double sub for no reason. But this is not cheeky. We're doing it like directly. There's no cheekiness here.
Yep, it's the familiar two yet again.
Yep.
Yeah, look at how things have gone for Punjab. Not so great.
What a fun start.
Yeah, I mean, everybody has just. But I mean, that was a good shot. It's just that the elevation was too much on it that couldn't travel. Otherwise, it would have been a 6. It was a perfectly placed shot.
Or if it was Chinnaswamy, it was a 6.
Nothing to add.
What?
I just said nothing to add.
My answer also same.
Yeah.
And what you had said earlier about Short taking that catch.
Yeah,
He said, what do you say?
shot
The
quite tall.
shot was tall enough to take it
Yeah, shot was
on the
quite tall.
boundary.
Yeah.
See, that it tells you how interesting the game is that we are looking for short punts. Oh, man, that's also a good one.
Short punts, yeah. But I was looking at how Gujarat have gone. It's a perfect chase for them right now. And they have the perfect person as well because Sai Sudarshan is somebody who can play spin. He's shown that previously as well, and he's somebody who's not afraid to take the game against the opposition. So, what is something that has impressed you the most? Is it like his, fearlessness, or do you think he has like more time to play shots?
He seems to have quick hands. He seems to be able to play a lot of shots,
Hmm.
right? And while he has preferred zones, sure, but he is able to play on both sides of the wicket as well,
Hmm.
right? You saw him start off with the cut on the offside, but he also plays great shots towards the mid wicket. So it's not that bowlers can attack one side of the stumps to him, which is often the case for big hitters. I mean, Sai Sudarshan doesn't count as a
Big
in that
hitter.
category of big hitters, but he does play his shots and he can play it both sides of the wicket. So I think that's what he has going for him.
Yeah. What do you make of him, Nikhil? Do you also think that he'll play for India in the next 2 years, as Hardik Pandya said?
No.
Yeah, I mean, if the captain is saying, then you have to think that he'll definitely be fast track. And again, having seen him in the TNPL as well, uh, him and Sundar, I felt, are one of the few left-handers who are not used well. Now Sai is coming into the system very early, which is good for him. And as Bishan said, that, and also it's the awareness of who I should take on. I
Hmm.
think that it's very critical for a younger kind of a player to be aware of, okay, these are my best matchups to take on. These are the matchups I don't need to take on. Like even in that partnership that he had with Vijay Shankar, the other game, he never looked hurried or short of ideas that, okay, I'm not getting on, let me play a fancy shot. Let me do. It's like, I know my game. This is the plan that is given to me. And that's all that I have to execute. I think it takes me back to the Nehra statement that they've molded they've molded their franchise in a way that everybody is very clear about the rules.
Hmm.
Nobody at any point is second guessing that, okay, if this is happening, should I play something like him? No, just stick to what you know. And I think it actually just brings out the best out of players. And if Sai can get consistent at three, it speaks volumes, because at this point of time, you don't have too many great number threes if you think of it. There aren't too many consistent number threes.
That is a point to wonder. Who could be India's future number three?
But I don't know if Sai will find a place in the Indian top order, right? I mean, first of all, I mean, one, honestly, I don't think he's at the level of playing for India yet. Hardik
Yeah,
may
of course
say
not.
which somebody in his team, sure, and Sai can hopefully take confidence from that and become good enough to play for India, maybe. But at this point, I don't think he's near an India cap, whatever Hardik
Yeah,
may say. Um, and the top order, there are no vacancies in the Indian team, right?
Hmm.
Everyone
yeah,
they are fighting for the top four slot. If you have a vacancies in the middle order, even Monday cricket, that's where there is a little bit of a weakness, and we don't know if that's a place where Sai Sudarshan will be able to play, because it's a different game. You need to bat at 5 and 6. A little bit more of a power game, if I may say, right? So yeah, while there's a lot of potential there, I mean there are lots of flaws in Sai's game as well.
yeah,
He
yeah,
doesn't move his legs a whole lot, right? I mean, I don't think he's one of those technically correct batsmen.
uh,
He's got his own way of playing and he looks elegant and all that, but there are weaknesses there. So, I mean, and when you play in slightly different conditions,
Hmm.
I mean, those will get caught out
yeah,
more easily. Currently, he's playing in very batting friendly conditions. So,
yeah,
I mean, take something away from him, but I'm just saying, let's not get carried away. Okay.
Hmm.
yeah. No, no, we are not getting away. We are just saying after 2 years.
I didn't say us, I meant generally Hardik included.
Good. Thanks, thanks. Sorry, just to add, I think the only thing that probably works more for him is in that competition, there aren't too many left-handed options.
Hmm.
So I think that's the only place where he could be fast track, is what I felt. But because your Kishan is not doing well, then it opens up a lot of avenues for people to try him out, and not immediately, but like keep him in the system.
Eventually,
Yeah.
not immediately, but eventually.
I just wish Ishan Kishan would be more consistent, because I just love the fact that he's so fearless, right? He doesn't care what runs he scored in the previous innings. He just goes out there and does what is asked of him by the team.
That's
Just
a
plays his
Yeah.
shots.
that's a brilliant
Yeah.
Yorker to start off with, and brilliantly dug out as well by the size version. So
Yeah.
it's a great contest right now. I guess 1-2 wickets, and who knows, we'll be talking about Punjab being favorites.
Nothing in 1-2
Yeah.
wickets. It'll just mean that Gujarat will win in 18 overs as opposed to 15.
Yeah. So we have a comment from Jagmeet. He goes on to ask, do players have the option to tell that they have issues with the current franchisee and want to go back on the auction and get sold again?
Yeah, I mean, answer is yes. We've seen it happen. Rashid Khan, big example. Sunrisers wanted him. He didn't want Sunrisers. He was in the auction. So I mean, it happens. I mean, there's no reason for players not to voice their opinion about this, right? Because you don't want to play in a team where you're not comfortable or you're not getting paid.
Yes,
That's
yeah.
the most biggest reason why players will want to go back in the auction is because they think their market value is higher than what the teams are paying them. And cricket's a short game. I mean, you only have a career of 10 years, 15 years if you're great. So no reason for you to be underpaid while being at your auction when you can go back and make thrice the amount.
Yeah, I think even I mean, high profile example could be even Gautam Gambhir, who clearly said to KKR that even though they wanted to retain him, he said no, I want to go and back for Delhi, and that's what happened eventually. So yeah, it is a case of that, but I don't think it's on the level of football where players could say like just move. Yeah, they can't do that. Just have to wait. Even if they're unhappy, say they don't get enough game time, they don't have a choice but to wait unless the franchisee let them go. So cricket is not evolved yet.
Though in football, I mean, it's not straightforward for a player to move in the top leagues because you need your home club, the other club, and the player to everyone agree that it can't be.
No, that is there. But at least once he starts expressing that he wants to go, the two clubs sort of find an agreement, right? In cricket, it's not that way. It's still the old way where the club has to let him go and then they'll have to get picked and all of that. Oh, what a shot!
Good shot.
Proper gap finding from.
Bad feeling as well.
I mean,
didn't anticipate it and moved badly after the ball came towards him. As well.
Yeah, and did it take you back to 2000s when Indian
Yeah,
baseball was just
correct. That's 90s kind of feeling right there.
Dive after the ball is gone.
And dive to avoid chasing the ball. Right? If you don't dive, you have to run to the boundary to get the ball. Now the ball pick it up and give it back to you.
Probably a little harsh there. I don't think he would have reached harsh there. Yeah. I don't think he would have reached that. So it was good timing from. Yeah, we have another question from Sambuddha who goes on to ask, what's your take on KKR SRH tomorrow? SRH have good spin players who could attack Narayan and Varun. So yes, what are your initial thoughts?
Well, one, I'm really upset about how SRH have started the tournament because it's pre-IPL. I would have said, I don't know, Mix was there on that show, that SRH was one of the contenders for this for the title. They are not playing anything like title contenders at this point, right? I mean, to be fair, I mean they haven't played disastrously badly, but they haven't got enough W's against any. That's the bottom line. Yeah. And of course, they start with their best players either. They've all come back now. Klaasen has come, Markram has come, Marco Janssen has come. Hopefully, they'll all gel together and then come together as a team to get those W's.
Oh, what a shot! That's
nice.
Sorry, you were saying something.
That's a great shot.
Yeah, they've got a lot of W's, but while batting.
Yeah.
That's all though still with Delhi, but I think it's very interesting that SRH have good spin players, but they've struggled a lot against spin, both games. So, and KKR, see, historically from whatever number crunching I did, Narayan and Varun don't have great head-to-heads, but I don't think they're going to mind facing this SRH batting lineup who's weak on confidence. And it starts right up top with Mayank, who's had crazy struggles versus spin. And he hasn't even started the tournament well. I think that he is a vital cog for SRH to start well. I think teams like SRH and let's say even Punjab, they need a great start because they have a lot of firepower in the middle, but it will not happen if you lose one or two very, very early. And that's what's happening even with Delhi. If you see, they need the openers to give them a 80-for-0 kind of start after 6-7 overs or 8-9 overs, because then that just frees up the entire batting order to bat the way they want. So hopefully that SRH can find the balance, because see, Markram is definitely going to do well. Klaasen has come in good form, but it's the start, and it's unbelievable that they're not playing with Abhishek Sharma up top. I have no clue why they would do that.
Yeah, I don't think even Markram had a clue, because he just said that we're trying to get him back, but he is not yet fully fit and blah blah blah, which is a straight out of football. Everybody knows how that goes out. But I mean, I think interestingly, if you look at numbers, all time, right? I think KKR are one of those teams who have the best record for a spin unit, and that goes on to say like how Narain has had his success for KKR and how that has established KKR as one of the best spin units. So, do you think Narain will just continue on, say that I don't care about you guys? Mind you, that Abhishek had a good record against him, but will they pick Abhishek?
I don't know. We have to believe that he has an injury. I'd like to believe that he has an injury that at least gives you a good reason to explain why he's not playing. Yeah, no, I mean, KKR, I would say, have the best spin attack in this IPL. Maybe Lucknow have a reasonably good bowling attack.
Rajasthan?
Chennai.
And Chahal, yeah. Sorry,
Chennai
what?
have a very, very good spin attack. They're just not using them well as of now. They
Yeah.
could easily swap out a pacer, play Prashant Solanki also. And then you have Moin, Santner, Jadeja, Solanki. It's a decent lineup to take care of.
But you still say Rajasthan have the better three world class spinners who all on the rank.
Yeah, on paper, definitely yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, on paper, definitely yes.
Just said about teams losing early wickets, right? These guys that they need early wickets to not lose early wickets in order to maximize the middle order. Yeah, you need an 80-0 kind of start. I feel like there are too many teams in this IPL today
Yes.
for whom I feel that a start is really important,
Yeah.
right? If RCB lose early wickets, it's curtains because there's nothing in the middle. If who batted first today? Punjab lose early wickets. They don't have quality in the middle order to make the most of it, right? We just said the same thing about SRH as well. So I mean, just thinking, which of these teams would be, which of the IPL teams, this year's IPL teams, would we pick to recover from a bad start well?
Gujarat. I mean, arguably have the best middle order, and it's like it's not even the middle order, right? It's the thing is, even if they are 5 down, 6 down, the fact that somebody can walk in and have that confidence that I'll win the game, that's something that other teams lack, right? You have not out. I don't think that was somebody like Rashid Khan who can just say that, oh, no, don't worry, 36 of 18, I'll do it. That is something that other team lack. That they know that. I mean, they know that their middle order is not yet to that level. See, for example, Chennai yesterday, the middle order is there. It's great on paper, but technically the form is not the best. So it's still like hit and miss. So if say the openers are not firing like yesterday, then the middle order has to struggle. They struggled yesterday.
Actually, Chennai may be a team who you could have confidence in. If I mean, the top order is already good. Conway and Ruturaj are of course quality, and then if you have who's it, Stokes, Moin, Ambati, able to you would count them to build an innings if you need to, right? All of them could build an innings. It's not like and all of them have the experience not to crumble under pressure. So maybe Chennai is a team who could recover from a tough spot.
Yeah. I think I can think of two more teams in that sense. I think Lucknow have done that fairly well so far in both like whatever they have played, because one games of course Maya says the luck's cozy kind of luck, but that's okay. And also
10 men.
Sorry,
We played with 10 men and not 11.
no, I'm not commenting that. It's overrated. I think MI have done really well with Tilak, and so that's another team who is, you can say they have enough experience in the middle. I mean, they pushed Green back, which is I don't agree with that call, but you have Tim David, you have Tilak Verma who've done decently. Of course, you need Sky to perform, which is again very weird to see him in that state of mind. But then CSK, as I thought, there's like the two other teams. So CSK, Lucknow, and the Mumbai team. Even Hyderabad have a great one, but I think Brooks' form is just nosedived. I mean, had he been in form, then it to have middle order of Brook, Markram, and Klassen.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So Lucknow, I feel like their comebacks have been based on batting where they didn't have much to lose. You know, you were so down in the dumps that you could go out and play their shots that the only way was up. And on those days, it came off. You will not find days when the Stoinis and Puran, those are not players you count on to build your innings for you, right? Those are players you count on to come and hopefully finish off a game, or come in if you're batting first to come and maximize the bottom 5 overs. Those aren't the guys that you will count on to build your innings for you. In this case, I mean, both of them scored 50s of insane 20 balls or whatever it was and made it happen. But my feeling is that's not something that will happen very often.
Yeah, it's not sustainable for sure, and it's very interesting that you take an example of Lucknow, who are after middle overs they have to play very aggressively to stay in the game. Then you take an example of an RR who try to lengthen their batting by sending an Ashwin up and saying that okay, you go get us a few wickets and then we'll do something. And then you have Chennai who have a lot of big names, but you still feel they're not using them well. Like Moin is batting too low. Probably they could swap Shivam and Jadeja's positions. So yeah, very interesting to see how it develops into the further stages.
I find what RR is doing to be ridiculous though. In T20 cricket, I mean, Ashwin has scored 30 of 22 or whatever yesterday, the last game. But it seems like such a defensive strategy to have to send in a player to hold an end up essentially. Right? I mean, you're not sending Ashwin expecting him to hit 3 sixes and over. That's not his game. Right? So you're sending him to consolidate in a way. In a 20-over game, when you have so much batting in your team, sitting on the outside, we can suggest this. But as team management, I find it very hard to understand how you can be that defensive.
Of course, the team owner knows better. Of course.
He's referring to me.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, and I think one of Nikhil's wishes also granted. Matt Shot is bowling. So it'll be interesting. Oh, that's why he's getting 20 lakhs.
Yeah.
And we are getting nothing to talk about him.
I have Sai and Gill and who's the opener? Saha and my team.
Saha. Yeah, done. That's the fantasy. So we have a question. Sorry, Samudha. So the question is, even KKR don't have good starts as they frequently change openers, and Gurbaz, Roy are bashers, but they keep on attacking even if 3 wickets or 4 wickets fall in a heap. Most important thing, they are doing miracles. Yeah, miracles.
But I think they don't have any other option. To be very honest, that's the way that unit plays, and we'll see that against SRS tomorrow. I'm very keen to see Umran Malik versus that batting lineup.
Apologies.
Sorry, you cut me short. Damn. Yeah, I was saying I'm very keen to see KKR versus Umran Malik tomorrow. I'm very keen to see when SRS use him, because KKR have had troubles, and numbers tell you that Bhuvi has very good record, but again, not counting much on Bhuvi, but Natarajan, Umran Malik, decent options to try.
Yeah, like you said about most teams, they are one team, I guess, which is like Inshallah. And this, how could you possibly be down like that and have Shardul Thakur come out and score such innings, or have somebody like Rinku? I mean, see, Rinku is a great player, but to score 2 sixes in the last over, it's
that is Juju. That is Juju.
Yeah, that is Juju that nobody talks about.
Remember that Rinku got 3 full tosses there, and take nothing away from Rinku. But the bowler really helped him out over there by bowling 3 full tosses.
Yeah,
and his name had Daya. His name had Daya.
Beautifully done. Well done, Nick.
Had to happen. So, who is the next bowler? Are we going to see Shah Rukh Khan with his off spin? Because he's also bowled off spin.
No, I think it should be Rabada or Arshdeep, whoever that is, because they need a wicket.
Let's see who it is. It will be interesting. Whoever it is, they have to pick a wicket because this game is already drifting, and it's just it's Ashdeep. Okay, so they're bowling Ashdeep right here. They sense that they have to pick a wicket. It's like a desperate move, I guess, from Dhawan.
Yeah, no, with 66 or 54, if you don't try and take a wicket now, then when will you do it?
Yeah.
Because even 1 wicket probably won't be good enough.
And he started with a single. Right. We have another question. In my opinion, Dubey is being given the opportunity to hold CSK at 4. He's young compared to other players. CSK is building a future team simultaneously while playing. If you notice, even Dhoni avoids batting. Yeah, multiple factors there. I think A is that probably Dubey's strength or the brute force against spin is something that CSK lack. If you look at all the other, they're like proper timers of the ball. So even Minali, right? For that matter of fact, he's just like a extended version of a drive. He's not somebody who's just come on and score 100 meter six. But Dubey is somebody who's a muzzle man or a muzzle player, and then that's what they tried to get off yesterday, but couldn't happen. Some days it's not your day. You just keep trying, as Nikhil says. Oh, that's a brilliant,
But I feel like
brilliant delivery.
Dubey has sucked the momentum out of the innings
In
a
more
couple of
Hard
times.
work.
Yeah. So while you may have the 100-meter six in you, if you're sucking the momentum out of the innings like that, there's little value of hitting that six after you've played out a few dots.
And
And Sai Sudarshan's gone,
Sai
unfortunately.
Sudarshan is gone. That's a brilliantly executed short ball. He tried to take him on, but unfortunately could just find the fielder. End of a decent knock.
Yeah.
I mean, it could go either way. If they lose this, it could be a bad knock. That's how cricket is right now. You get criticized for anything ridiculously.
Oh, but I think we have to call it when as it happened. As it at the time it happened, I don't think it's a bad knock because didn't need him to score big runs or quick runs. They only need to score at about 6-7 runs and over. So it's perfectly fine to play a little bit slowly in these situations. I'd rather them not attack when you need to score only 8 runs and over.
No, I'm just talking about my profession because that's what we do for a living.
I think if you score also, it's only iska farak. It's okay.
Well done.
Using the Hindi
In
gap
full
here.
form, Nick.
Yeah.
Yes. This feels
Next,
like a good day.
Next is what, Shairi?
Eh?
Is that the only thing missing today?
I don't know. Whatever comes, we go with the flow.
Will be like say like Ars kiya.
They'll just kick me out of the system that yaar itna time nahi hai.
Ars kiya, they'll replace you with Gurkirat.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have another question on CSK. Yeah, I think everybody has just switched off this game. They're like, don't care about this team. They're just going to win. We know that. Yeah, so the question goes on more like statement. CSK loves players with long levers. Dubey is part of that list.
Who are you talking about? Sure, Ben Stokes also has long levers, I guess.
I think it's all the way back, like Albie Morkel.
Morgan. Yeah.
Kemp, Christian Kemp also played for
Justin
Chennai.
Kemp.
Yeah. Flintoff again just played 2 games, but Holder again 1 game. Vijay Shankar, long lever.
Never used his long levers for any good.
Yeah. But yeah,
But you see, it's like, how, again, it's very fascinating that Dhoni cracked this entry point, exit point, and all of this a decade back. That early wicket fell, Bardinath goes in, does his job, knows when to get out. We have people don't know when to get out even now, and he was cracking it way back. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work, but at least you see the process is same. That's how you, as you rightly said, Akash, that most of the middle order batters, which is why I find it very surprising that they're playing Stokes in the middle overs, because he doesn't start well versus spin most often. And in that lineup, Jadeja, MS, Moin, they're all not someone who can hit very immediately versus spin. And again, Shivam is also taking his time, but at least even after 5 balls, if you want somebody to hit 3 sixes, as sad it is, he is your best bet.
Yeah,
and that's why he's getting the games.
Yeah, we saw that even in the last game, right? Even though Ashwin was bowling brilliantly, he is not afraid, and you could see at one point that Ashwin knew that this was a wicket to take. If he didn't take that wicket, the game could have drifted either way. So. Yeah, we from Chennai, from one Kings to we're moving to a night. So the success to KKR perhaps is Chandrakant Pandit, who believes in old school coaching. Yeah, we have grown up to in our local clubs. As a GT fan, if I'm scared of any team, it's KKR. They are unpredictable. yeah, I think that's what even their fans are I mean, saying they are unpredictable. We don't know where they'll finish. They might finish at bottom or they might finish at top. There's no in between. With
Yeah. So maybe the GT fan is looking at himself in KKR because that's how everybody saw GT last year. You
Hmm.
had no clue what they would do, and they went on to win.
I still think you don't know what exactly to expect from Gujarat because it's just that it's a team of match winners. That's all you know. You know that somebody is going to step up. It doesn't matter who it is. It could be Little. It could be Alzari Joseph in the game. It's just all these little contributions that help them win games.
But the fact is, Gujarat have quality all through the lineup,
Hmm.
right? If you have 7 match winners, the chances that somebody will show up on the day are more.
Yeah, that's
And
just basic math. One out
Yeah.
of seven will eventually work. Yeah, one out of four, like what KKR are doing, or one out of two, like what RCB are doing.
yeah, which means you only need each of them to show up 2 times a season.
That's all they showed up. I mean, you look at all the names. I think even Gill, right, last season, apart from the first 2 games, he's not showed up regularly in all the other games. But that 1-2 games, that's enough. They
The
won
job
those
is done.
games. Yeah. And look at-
2018 Chennai, what happened? Same thing.
Yeah, exactly. Shane Watson, just 1 game.
Yeah, the final.
And I mean, the RR game as well, but like 2 games, that's all. And there's a title. So, yeah, sometimes you just need players with crystal clear roles, and I think that's what GT have done. They've given them crystal clear roles, saying this is what we need you to do. Don't matter if it goes wrong, it goes wrong. It does for anybody. Just play your own game.
GT last year at the start of the season, I thought, and I don't think I was the only one who thought, that they would be the team that comes last.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Right?
I think at this point we have to let go of Nikhil and get in Gurkirat. Yeah. Let's see. From a clean shape, like this, we are going to Gurkirat. So it's like a drastic change for us. So how do you sum this up, Gurkirat? Is this an
Are you just
matchup?
bored or is
Yeah,
there
I
something
mean,
in this game?
this game is begging for something to happen. I mean, either a big over or an over where a couple of wickets fall, so that you can maybe expect a different result. At this point of time, it feels like Gujarat will chase it by the 19th over.
19th over, okay.
At what point, Gurgeet, do you think a team start thinking about the net run rate and finishing it early? Because you would assume Gujarat at this point are fairly confident that they will win this game at 100 for 2 in 13 overs or whatever the score is. Only 50 runs to go in the last 7. 95 out of 100 times they should win this match.
Hmm.
Is it time
You know,
to step it up?
I think today they could have. I think when Saha was batting, it was clear that they wanted to finish it off early, and then there was some slowness. Probably, they could have tried to send someone like a Miller at 4 today to just try and quicken up the things. Because I feel with the 1 over still of Brar remaining, they'll probably bowl him because Hardik has lately been struggling with spin going away, and they have 2 overs of Rabada remaining. So Rabada might just come in and bowl short at Hardik. So it would be interesting to see how Hardik deals with it.
Hmm. We've seen in the past Hardik has struggled against the short ball, but I think he says not today.
No, but he's also a good puller of the ball generally.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, he pulls. He does pull it well when the pace is somewhere around 130. But I
Yeah.
think what happens is when it's express pace, like late 130s or early 140s, he just gets late, and the transfer of weight doesn't really happen for Hardik, and especially because his back foot, I feel a lot of times while playing the short of length deliveries is just stuck, so he can't really access a lot of areas when it's short, especially around the body. If it's outside the fourth fifth stump, he's still able to slap it over covers, But if it's around the fourth stump, you rarely see Hardik play the short ball behind the square on the offside. He's just so late on the delivery.
And he's not the kind of guy to take a backward step and say, no, I'll change this. He likes to take the attacking option and play the shot nonetheless.
Yeah,
Yeah,
always.
I mean, today, let's see. I think right now he'll probably look to take his time. The idea could be to bat for both of these to bat till the 15th over and get to say 110, and from there on, then take it. But it's been a good little period for Punjab. No boundaries for 3 overs now, 18 balls.
Yeah, no point going after Rabada, who's arguably their best bowler, may not be in the best form.
I think talking about Rabada, do we have some stats on Rabada? Is that or on Hardik? I think yeah, it has to be. Yeah, oh, it is about Gujarat. Yeah, it is about Gujarat. And if you look at this, it's clear as day that they are a team that loves chasing. I mean, it's 90 chasing. Like, how can you let this team? I mean, is our team's getting it? Like, they just lose the toss and Hardik's like, we chase.
Forget Gujarat, I think in the IPL generally, teams would prefer to chase, right? So I'm not surprised, or there's him being late on it,
But that's a boundary. He'll take
playing
it.
the shot
Yeah.
nonetheless and being late on it.
Still, I mean, see,
That's
that
a
is true.
that's a
Teams-
boundary after 19 balls.
That is true that teams prefer chasing, but to have 90%,
90% is an incredible record.
yeah,
Yeah, no
90%
doubt.
just incredible. Does it? I mean, does it Gurkirat in any this thing show that their plans are well set or their roles are well defined? Because there are teams that have struggled to chase in this tournament. We have seen it. But with Gujarat, you know that if they're chasing, they know how to pace an innings and they know how to perfectly time that last hurrah where they just get over the line.
See, I think when you are a team which doesn't have a lot of batting depth, which was the case with Gujarat last season, the way to go should be to try and chase as many games as possible. And we have discussed this at length that Miller, Rashid, and Tewatia made a lot of chases possible where it did feel like that Gujarat could get stuck. They were still able to get across the line, and I think what also helps them is the fact that their good bowling allows them to restrict oppositions to scores which are under par. Sometimes, yeah, today I think they restricted Punjab to a score which was probably 20-25 runs less than par, and in a lot of cases it's been 10 runs or 15 runs less than par. So I think that helps.
Short,
Short.
sorry, Gurkirat, that's a shot and a half from Hardik. Just
Yeah.
I mean, one ball after being checked, I think for concussion or whatever that test was, just said, "Don't worry, I'm all right. Look at this, check and just."
Yeah,
And
what is
also,
the-
this is a poor delivery. I mean, you have mid off and cover inside the circle. Why would you try and bowl a half volley on the
the
on the
only
fourth pitch stump?
explanation is
The
that,
ball's not swinging either.
the only explanation is that he's bowled a short ball that Hardik has struggled to face, and therefore may be sitting on the back foot a little bit and not so confident coming forward.
Yeah, but
So
try
which
and
forces you to stick your leg out and see what happens.
no, but it's better to try that option when you are at least bowling within the line of the stumps, because it brings in three forms of dismissals: bowled, LBW, and caught behind. With this kind of line, LBW and bowled is just out of the question. So yeah, I was just checking some numbers for Rabada, even though he's created the record for the fastest to being 100 IPL wickets. 49 of them have come in the last 4 overs, and his power play numbers aren't great. He has an average of 33 in the power play, and the strike rate is 25. So it essentially means that he's not a guaranteed wicket taker in the power play either. So yeah, I mean, even a lot of junk wickets there, I believe.
Oh,
This should be gone. This should be gone. Yeah,
guys,
completely unnecessary. Completely unnecessary.
and that's a wicket for free. I mean, just
I think it's also fine that Rabada bowls 50% of his overs at the death. So then it's not a shocker that 50% of his wickets have come at the death, right?
No, I don't think it's been the case in the last 2 seasons. I don't think he was bowling 50% overs in the death in the 2021 season or even in the last season. In fact, in 2020 and in 2021, he hardly got wickets in the power play. It was in 2019 where he was bowling 2 overs up front for Delhi and 2 overs at the back end. But in 2021, Delhi had started to prefer Avesh over Rabada to bowl in the last 4-5 overs, along with Nokia, of course.
Be interesting to see who walks in right now because I'm assuming it's not Vijay Shankar. He's still padded up, but not out there. So is it Miller?
It's
Are
Miller.
they?
It's Miller.
It is Miller, right? So it'll be interesting to see if Miller goes from ball one or just waits and bites this time and then goes.
No, now he can't go from ball one. With Hardik having just got out, you can't afford one more wicket over here. He'll probably still win, but it creates unnecessary panic for the lower order. So you would.
No, because in the game against Delhi, right, they were in a similar situation. They were in a sort of pickle. But I think Miller came in and then he saw that Sai's position was kind of going well. He saw the opportunity and whenever there's bad balls, because there were a lot of bad balls there, he took the opportunity. So who knows if he is presented with a bad ball, he may just take it on first up.
Yeah. Also, just to add on to the discussion that we were having, I just opened up the numbers once again. Uh, out of 241 overs that Rabada has bowled in this league, 71 of them have been in the last four, and 98 overs have been in the power play. So he's bowled the most number of overs in the power play itself, and not done well. I really think that for any frontline pacer, an average of 33 and a striker of 25 is not good enough, let alone when you are an overseas pacer and you are taking up a prestigious overseas slot.
Is his average 23?
33.
33.
33 in the power play.
30 in the power.
Yeah, his overall average is below 20.
19
But,
points. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's purely because of a lot of junk wickets at the death.
Yeah, but we can call them junk wickets, but those are wickets which are important to take. As in, you want a bowler who can clean out the bottom, and express pace gives you that ability.
Yeah,
Like India have missed a pacer who can take out the tail at the bottom of an innings so many times in overseas tests. Right? Then you're hoping he'll come and clean out the tail for 10 runs. No, the tail last 4 wickets. Score 50.
In 2019 and 2020 he did that extremely well. I mean, I remember him nailing those Yorkers so brilliantly. Also, I think post the 2019 World Cup he had some drop in pace, and what then happened was when he was being completely express, like bowling 145 plus, a lot of times when he was missing his Yorkers, when he was just bowling in the slot, he just had greater margin of error where
Sorry,
batters were just beaten for pace.
Sorry. Yeah, we'll have to cut you because there is a sub ready. I mean, my sub as well. But yeah, let's just.
Yeah. भाई 9 ओवर में 55 रन आए मिडिल ओवर्स में गुरकीरत. Do you think Gujarat has unnecessarily messed it up?
Yeah, I do feel that. I think some blame should also fall on Gill's shoulders, because yeah, you need to do better than just being 47 of 38. I think at the very least you should have crossed his 50 by now. But yeah, it would be interesting to see how it goes from here. I do think that Gill will take on Chahar in this over if he gets the chance. But yeah,
but if he gets out in trying to attack him, then it just कि कुछ फायदा ही नहीं हुआ फिर उस knock का.
हाँ, मतलब उसका फायदा सिर्फ फैंटेसी में हुआ है लोगों को.
एंड मेरे ख्याल से वही है कि बिकॉज टारगेट भी काफी लो था एंड मतलब कंडीशंस अच्छे थे तो शायद कुछ खास आई मीन देयर वाजंट रियली अ लॉट ऑफ रिस्क और एनीथिंग बट या लेट्स सी हाउ ही गोस अबाउट इट.
Yeah, I think that they can have Sam Curran bowling the next over because he has 2 remaining. Chahar has 1 and both Arshdeep and Rabada have 1 each.
Brad
Brar is done.
Yeah.
and Matthew shot is bowled one. I mean, they can
sure.
even. I mean, this can even be Rahul Chaw's last over.
Oh, just finish it off with pace.
Yeah.
Interesting. This is the
Yeah, but I
50th.
mean, he can be useful against Tewatia and Rashid Khan if it comes to that. Rahul Chaw.
Interesting.
Yeah, but I don't think that they're going to take that risk.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Short.
But यार
Is
मतलब
it? Oh, we don't know.
इसीलिए इसको पता है कि हाँ ठीक है जब मारना है तो मार लेगा like shots like these man.
No,
Wow.
but how many times has he I think this is the third time when he's played this inside out today. And
Yeah.
whenever he's played that inside out, he's looked in absolute control and he's timed it so well. It's not an easy shot to execute. It's just something very, very difficult.
True. And when it comes up, it looks so good. Oh my goodness,
True,
it's-
but I mean, these shots can be played earlier as well, and
Where-
to avoid your team sort of fall in a rut. Because middle overs with 55 runs is not justified, and having lost only 2 wickets, ऐसा भी नहीं कि they've lost a lot of wickets.
Yeah, maybe it's just I don't think complacency would be the right word, but yeah, because target काफी कम था तो यार they were like ठीक है मतलब कर लेंगे पता है तो हाँ let's give maybe our batters a chance है ऐसा कुछ. And also just talking about Chahar, he's got this back of the hand leg spinner that he's bowling very little of. Like why is that? Like that's an incredible variation to have. I haven't seen much of it this season.
Or
Probably
even-
because I think it's a confidence issue because that back of the hand leg spinner requires far more control. I think once he has a few wickets under his belt, he'll start trying it out. Today, I think given how the match situation was, he just didn't feel like taking that unnecessary risk. Probably that could have been the reason.
And also, in fact, to be honest, I don't think he's bowled it much since his Mumbai days. Like Punjab mein aane ke baad, I haven't seen him do
That's
it
what I
much.
said maybe last season.
Come to think of it, pata nahi kyun. Like I agree with Gurkirat on that. Like in terms of skill, it requires a lot more skill to execute it properly. But yeah, matlab, that's a very rare sort of variation to have. It's not something that a lot of wrist spinners can pull off. And he also used to do that umpire ke beech mein
Umpire
se
ke
aake-
cross
Yeah,
over the
yeah.
wicket.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, so Gurkirat, I mean, before we let you go, what are the predictions?
I think it should still be a Gujarat victory, uh, but I'd like the kind of finish that once happened at this venue, where Delhi were chasing against Punjab and they needed 23 of 22 with 7 wickets in hand, and they collapsed with Sam Curran taking a hat trick. Would be great if we can have that kind of a finish, but I don't think it will happen. I think there is with Tewatia and Rashid to come, and there's Vijay Shankar as an impact sub waiting. Yeah, think there is enough.
But
I mean,
given how the weeks panned out, it's not sort of very far fetched to see something like that happen.
yeah,
for all.
it's not far fetched. A lot of things have happened, and
There
yesterday.
are that has caught your fancy in this game because so far this game has. I mean, we were actually discussing in mid innings that there is no innings to talk about bowling. I mean, people have just chipped in.
Yeah.
There has been no standout performer with bat or ball so far in the game in my.
No standout performance, but I liked Matthew Short's innings, and I did expect him to do well because of the fact that being an Australian, he would play pace bowling well. He was coming off a good season in the BBL, and I expected him to do well. I still feel that if it had not been for his wicket to Rashid, he could have really taken toll of Mohit Sharma and maybe one of Shami or Joseph, and added those 20 extra runs which Punjab needed while batting first. I do think that he's one player on pacey wickets, like when Punjab play in Eden or when Punjab play in or when Punjab play in Chinnaswamy. He's one player that they can play in place of Bhanuka if Livingston is there, because I don't think dropping Livingston on those pitches makes any sense. But in place of Bhanuka, he should be played because he really has that power and he has that game against pace to do wonders on those kind of pitches.
Yeah, cool. With that, I mean, we'll see you tomorrow and hopefully we have a tight finish.
Yeah. Let's hope tomorrow's a much more closer game.
Okay, so that was Gurpreet Gill. What do you think?
I mean, it does seem like a very straightforward chase, unless some IPLs hired some extremely good
Yeah,
scriptwriter.
I think you'll be a tight finish.
Let's see. Let's hope.
I think we have gone into that zone where
Anything.
I feel it will be a tight finish.
Okay. And who do Punjab have right now? Two of Arshdeep or just one of Arshdeep?
One of Arshdeep, one of Rabada, and two of Sam Curran.
Oh, okay. That's
So decent है और राहुल चार का भी एक over है.
for in
So
case.
for just 4 overs, there are 5 potentially good options.
Correct.
Rabada ka 1 over is going to be a key because over the years he's not been a very great death bowler.
Correct.
Except the wickets leta hai, but
I would
yeah, I
hold
mean,
him out
at
right.
the death wickets don't really matter. At this stage, it might matter because Gujarat are only 3 down.
Correct. Irrespective, I would just bowl him out now and hope that sort of hope to get away with it. But no, they.
Oh,
Okay. But I also like what Punjab are maybe doing. They're probably going to bowl Curran, Arshdeep, and Curran and save Rabada for the last till the end to sort of give him the maximum leeway in that sense, maybe. So let's see how it goes.
I just hope it doesn't comes down to Arshdeep defending 7 in the last. It'll be like मैं नहीं खेल रहा भाई किसी और से करवा लो.
Let's hope that's not the case. Yeah, fair.
He's defended 7 so many times now that he'll be bored.
7 नहीं यार 8 तो कर लो.
8-9 कुछ तो दो भाई 7 देते रहते हैं हमेशा.
But yeah, in terms of match shots performance, that's really something good that Punjab have in terms of their batting. Because Raza again didn't do much. Rajapaksa, apart from the first game or even the second game, okay, outside the first couple of that means this is his only failure. Like he played well in the first 2 games, then he was dropped and he dropped as an injured. Yeah, and then he came back. So fine, let's cut Rajapaksa some slack. But yeah,
let's not cut him any slack. But yeah, let's leave that to Harbhajan.
Oh man, but
Gill to Curran to Gill.
But so in terms of shots batting, yeah, he can handle pace well, but yeah, spin ka to abhi pata nahi. Was it just the Rashid Khan thing? Yeah, is he actually a bit sort of
spin? I mean, he punished Narayan in the first game.
Not Rajapaksa. I was talking about shot. Rajapaksa का तो पता ही है, like he can. श्रीलंका से तो मतलब spin तो उसको मतलब खेलना ही आता होगा.
Shot का
देखना पड़ेगा because I don't know if it was a Rashid thing or if it was in general कि उसको spin खेलना ही नहीं आता. Because he seemed all at sea. वो googly जो आया था, he had absolutely no clue that it was a googly. This despite being teammates and most likely having faced a lot of them in the nets.
So Curran is mixing it up. He's bowling length balls because of the longer square boundaries.
True. What do you think of this question? Will Punjab finish higher than Gujarat on the points table?
As of now, it doesn't seem like the case. Gujarat look like a house in order.
Yeah. Nehra ji पूरा संभाल रहे तो ठीक है.
बागडोर नेहरा जी के हाथ में. Oh, what a shot that is!
This is proper.
What a shot that is, dude. ये अलग ही है भाई, अलग level shot है ये.
Oh man, Roger Federer in the stands would be proud of it. देख ही रहा है वैसे भी, so it's good.
Yeah. Oh, he's in the stands?
I mean.
अच्छा, okay. Oh, how did I miss that? Yeah, of course. Arbaaz Khan will be proud.
Yep. हमने वो आज देखा था क्या उसका?
हाँ, वो तो शुरू से ही है भाई. Even Quentin Tarantino.
Interesting. Yeah.
Looks a lot like Roger Federer.
With the Damli saying GT just makes situations difficult for them. They can't fool us. We know their game. Fair enough. Yeah, like Akash and Bishan were discussing. They won 10 out of their 11 games chasing. Most likely it's going to be 11 out of 12. That's sort of what puts their win percentage at 93.75. That's ridiculous.
This is your Akshay showing off his math skills.
Yes.
क्या वैदिक मैथ्स का कोर्स किया क्या?
But मतलब in general having a win percentage of 93 anything like अगर मेरे को मार्क्स मिल जाते ना 93.75 तो मैं खुश होता. तो
मुझे तो आज तक नहीं मिले भाई.
इसीलिए
किसी बचपन की नर्सरी वर्सरी में भी 93% नहीं देखे मैंने.
But सोचने वाली बात है ना, like what do you think makes Gujarat such a good chasing team? Like what is it? Is it their background?
Because they are a very good bowling team. They often restrict teams to a par or an underpar total. That's it.
But I mean, in other teams' defense, I also feel they've had a lot of luck going their way as well.
Of course. I mean,
12
we
off
can't
to-
deny that.
Yeah,
Tewatia's knock and,
yeah. Rashid versus
see, there's
SRH.
3 games. Tewatia versus Punjab.
Yeah,
Rashid Tewatia versus SRH.
Yeah.
And Rashid
CSK.
and Miller versus CSK.
Yeah.
So 3 big games. Take 2 out of that. And Gujarat would not have finished in the top 2 maybe.
yeah. And that's what like
At least उनके chasing record तो इतना अच्छा 93 से जाके गिर के क्या हो जाता
अगर तीनों हट जाते तो 66% आ जाता.
again. Here he goes. इतना confidently बोल रहा कि गलत भी होगा तो मान लेंगे.
नहीं 66.67 गारंटी के साथ 8 out of 12.
8 out of 12 तो easy है.
हाँ,
8 out of
इसीलिए.
12.
But फिर भी सोचने वाली बात है ना that like having that luck also go your way is something. I mean, of course, I'm not going to simply say कि luck है. तेवतिया ने जो 2 छक्के मारे at the end of the day उसी ने मारे. So yeah. Anyways, talking about numbers, we've got some stats as well for you. So yep.
Waiting.
Mr. Producer.
Waiting.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay, this is about Shubman's 50.
Oh, so no 6s in this inning so far.
Gujarat have the record for having scored the least 6s na, since last season.
Hmm.
Even if you look at this season separately, they've scored the least 6s.
But then let's not talk about least 6s because no one can beat what Warner has done. He scored what 200 runs in the league so far, but he's not hit a single 6.
And इसके बाद भी Delhi has scored more 6s than Gujarat. बोलो और क्या बोल रहा है यार और क्या मतलब. And this when Gujarat have the likes of Vijay Shankar, Tewatia, Miller. So yeah, I don't know why. Like that's also
अरे यार उस तरफ मारना था मेरे तरफ से.
in some sense you think them being such a low 6 hitting team.
Sushant, तेरा email ID भेज.
Oh,
I'll send you mark sheets of every year since my childhood. अगर एक बार भी 93 से ऊपर 90s में परसेंटेज मिले तुझे तो पार्टी क्या तू जो बोलेगा वो करूंगा.
नहीं लेकिन मुझे एक तो ये जानिए कि सुशांत को ये पता कैसे, मुझे भी नहीं पता था ये.
We discussed this
Oh, okay.
yesterday.
Okay. But yeah, just you think the 6 hitting part, like them scoring so little or rather so few 6s, in some sense they've not really taken a lot of risk because 6s.
Oh,
man.
that's the game killer. That's game done.
यही एक ओवर था. I don't know why are they bowling Rabada now. This is very poor. Like either Rabada को पहले खिलाओ या फिर एंड में खिलाओ. बीच में खिला के पता नहीं क्या कर रहे हो. Like this
See,
does not.
but I mean, truth be told, this is the length that we have said will work on this ground.
Correct.
Just credit goes to Gill.
But
he's
in the
super.
final four, Rabada over Karan, or I mean not Karan over Arshdeep makes little to no sense.
Yeah, maybe. See, the point is the difference between Rabada and Ellis is Ellis would have gone for the slower
Yeah.
bouncer or
And-
the slower
Yeah.
good length ball,
Yeah. Or
and
it's
not at a
full
proper pace. Yeah.
Yorkers के लिए जाता. So
नहीं मैं बता रहा हूँ कि अगर तुमको short length
हाँ,
try
हाँ,
भी करना है इस wicket पे
correct.
because the boundary is longer,
Yeah.
maybe go for the slower bouncer
and
because it will be
Rabada
much more
yeah,
difficult to hit. Like what Mohit Sharma did. Mohit Sharma was literally
kept
bowling
doing that.
just slower balls ही डाले हैं उसमें.
Correct. And Rabada does not really have a good slow ball in that sense. He doesn't bowl it that often or doesn't use it that often. Pranav Anand Singh, if it was a couple of seasons back, Gill, or even last season's Gill, it would have maybe made a GT fan nervous. But even if Miller falls, I can see Gill smashing 2 to 3 sixes on the trot to kill the game.
Yeah, by the way, I'm still to come across a GT fan.
Oh man. Well, so who do you think are the Gujus? I mean, the Gujaratis supporting, like not Gujarat.
No, they will be support. There will be
But
Gujarat fans, but हमने नहीं देखा. मैंने नहीं देखा अभी तक.
क्यों Hardik from like our colleague?
Good point. Good
But
point.
Abhi's already sort of switched allegiance, so he's already.
अभी तो उसने he feels KKR will win. No, that was his early prediction.
हाँ, but no, he's gone.
Pre-season prediction. That's 4.
गंदा बॉल
That's
यार,
4.
इतना गंदा बॉल. Like वो ऋतिक रोशन कहता ना, इतना गलत कैसे हो सकते हो भाई? ये वही है. Like इतना कैसे मतलब shot down the leg to Miller when
और
he's
वो भी
in such good
with
form.
full pace.
Yeah. भाई
कम से कम slower one करके डालो ताकि बैट्समैन को
भी.
थोड़ा effort मारना पड़े.
this is poor man.
So game done.
Pretty much.
My prediction of a tight finish has gone for a Kagiso toss.
The minute they bought in Kagiso, that was always going to be a huge gamble. Yeah. So at least
So yeah, Punjab being Punjab after a solid first 2 games,
they've lost the next two.
Yeah.
We're assuming this is going to be a Punjab loss. अभी रिंकू टाइप कोई आके अभी हर्षदीप या शाम करन हैट्रिक ले जाए या एक ओवर में 5 विकेट ले जाए तो पता नहीं.
Let's see who's going to bowl this. I think
Sam
continue with Sam
should-
Curran maybe.
Yeah.
I think Gill will mostly want to kill the game in this over itself.
True.
Oh,
Arshdeep.
Arshdeep is bowling.
Okay. Arshdeep going full Yorkers, yeah, just again length speed डाल के make him hit it to the longer areas.
Yeah, slower length balls. Oh, round the wicket है तो round the wicket तो शायद. अबे,
Oh, catch कुछ कोई है.
but see, this is more likely a slower ball. This is not a full pace ball.
But what do you
Oh,
think of
137.4 नहीं है भाई, proper pace है.
and what do you think of how Arshdeep has sort of developed over the years? It's phenomenal to be honest, and it also bodes well for the India team because we don't see a lot of left arm paces coming through. Mohsin Khan was the one sort of bright spot, but yeah, we don't know when will we next see him. So he's probably maybe Jaydev Unadkar, but yeah, barring Arshdeep Singh, there's no out and out.
Yeah, but actually, if you think about it, Arshdeep, Surya Kumar Yadav, Rahul Tripathi, they have been the products of the IPL.
Yeah.
Because Arshdeep, if not for IPL, he would have been lost in the circuit.
Yep.
And Sky and Rahul Tripathi are 30 plus anyway, so they were lost in the
Correct.
domestic circuit.
Yeah.
So thanks to the IPL team was able to recognize, because others, if you think about most of the other players, there was some instances of them gaining limelight very early on in their careers.
Yeah.
So it's not just, they are not just an IPL product, but these three really are.
True. And that's actually good to see because even now there's still critics of IPL saying, "Arey, this is killing other formats, this is killing Test cricket and all of that." See, at the end of the day, it does what it is, right? Like it's demand leads supply. Demand अभी किसके लिए T20 format के लिए? More people are willing to watch the T20 format. It's a lot more entertaining. So, yeah, it's good to see IPL also coming up with such good generational talents. And Arshdeep is one, according to me.
Yeah. 10 out of 10. Seems like an easy Gujarat win from here.
2 hits.
Oh, good ball. Good ball.
What are the odds कि अभी कुछ ऐसा 2-1 डॉट बॉल करके 9th ओवर में फाइनल हो? अरे यार ये क्यों दिखा रहे हो भाई? फिर से माइक फेंकना पड़ेगा क्या? मत
फिर
करो
मैं
यार.
उठाऊंगा, पर अब मैं क्या 2 माइक से मैं ही बोलूंगा.
ओ उसने क्या बैट फेंका क्या उसने? बचता ही नहीं.
विष्णु ने बैट फेंका, रमेश ने हेलमेट फेंका,
बस डीके ने बॉल नहीं फेंका.
बस बाकी सब हुआ.
जो फेंकना था वो नहीं.
जो इम्पोर्टेंट था वो नहीं हुआ, बाकी सब हो गया. They never show two things. अच्छा, oh, they are showing it. No, not really. They never show Gambhir's actual reaction और आवेश का हेलमेट फेंकना भी वो नहीं दिखाते. Don't show it to children. Okay. Arshdeep steams in, ball shot, Miller pulls it away, but Arshdeep has more zip.
Yeah.
But imagine, Arshdeep being nippier than Rabada.
Who would have thought? Like, I'm assuming when Punjab bought Rabada at the auction, they were hoping for him to be the leader of the attack.
Yeah, actually, see, if you come to think of it, even though Rabada is a senior pro, there is, only pace won't make you a good bowler of the short ball, right? Good bowler of the short ball, because there'll be bowlers who are ready to bend their back a lot more.
Yeah,
So they'll get more punches. So, this might be a difference between Arshdeep and Rabada. Rabada maybe is not thumping the ball on the wicket and just going for the shot just for the sake of it.
The heavy ball, like they say. But in terms of Rabada, you think maybe Punjab are better off just letting go of him after this season because Ellis is already there and he's burning a big hole, 9 crores. That could actually help him, get someone better at the auction next season.
But Punjab already have some buffer money. 10-12 करोड़ तो खाली पड़ा है.
हाँ, और ऊपर से एक ओवरसीज स्लॉट भी खाली पड़ा है. तो है उनके पास बैंक में अच्छा खासा एफडी का इंटरेस्ट मिल रहा होगा अभी. But then who knows, maybe there might be some superstar this October, November who will be the flavor of the season. Next auction everyone would
But actually this is the story with Punjab always. Mega auction Punjab के लिए होता है सबसे ज्यादा. Over the years मेगा ऑक्शन उन्हीं के लिए ही बना होता है. And every time
सारे ऑक्शन उन्हीं के लिए बने हो, सिर्फ उन्हीं को लेना पड़ता है.
Every year it's like oh इस टाइम भाई ये उठाया पंजाब ने, ये ले लिया. ओ भाई जाय रिचर्डसन आ गया, क्रिस मॉरिस, मैक्सवेल. But इस बार पंजाब solid लग रही है भाई. They have Morris.
That's a ball, man.
What a
That's
ball, dude. What a ball.
Yeah, that's a very good ball. Ben
Yeah,
Brown,
Ben Brown, tough week for Punjab. Livingston can't come soon enough.
he's already in Mohali, by the way.
That's
Ben.
what
Yeah, he's
she
there.
said. But Ben, how does it feel to be a Punjab fan? I mean, just give us your honest reaction. You can actually hop on the video right now and share that with us if you want to.
And I'm curious, is Ben Brown a pseudonym or is this actually a Canadian or what is this? Like,
Ben Brown, I
what
mean,
is this sorcery?
I apologies in advance for
Ooh, that actually
Me-
went straight off the
making
bat.
this sick joke. Are you some Balvinder or something who's
Oh.
changed his name to Ben Brown
Yeah,
after
that's
moving
fine.
to
Yeah.
Canada?
Wow, that went straight off the pad, huh?
Oh, they've reviewed it. By
Yeah.
क्यों यार अगले मैच का एक रिव्यू काटो इनका 50 रुपए तो ओवर हेडिंग ये कैसा रिव्यू है भाई ऑन फील्ड अंपायर को भी बोल देना चाहिए था कि दादा मैं भेज ही नहीं रहा हूँ
और मुझे यार एक तो समझ नहीं आती है तो ठीक है छोड़ो अभी क्या करें like there's only so much we can crib
हम
about
कर भी क्या सकते
हाँ and there's only so much we can crib about umpiring मतलब कितना बोले ओ सोनू सूद भी आ गया लगता है पूरी पलटन आई
पूरी
है
पलटन यही है भाई रॉजर फेडरर सोनू सूद पीटी जिंटा क्या बात है
That's such a random group of names. Roger Federer, Sonu Sood, P.T. Oh man.
Punjab are playing Lucknow in Lucknow next.
Right.
RCB at home.
Yeah.
Mumbai Indians in Mumbai.
And Lucknow
Again in
Mohali.
Mohali.
But Lucknow might as well just give away the points. No spinners. Like Punjab doesn't have like Chahar is their only option. I don't consider Harpreet Brar. I mean, I don't know if he has, the ability to extract purchase.
Yeah, and more than that, who are the spin hitters? If let's say if Livingston is not fit by then,
Not
who's gonna
short
hit
for
spin
sure.
in this attack?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Matt Shot, Bhanuka. I mean, I'm just sort of.
Oh, 7 needed. अच्छा हुआ अर्शदीप को लास्ट ओवर नहीं दिया
Oh, that's
fielded
fielded well.
Oh,
That was a short 4, man. That was fielded well.
ये जज्बा थोड़ा पहले दिखाना था या फिर फर्स्ट बैटिंग के टाइम पर दिखाना था
My conspiracy theory is कि like upper management, upper as in IPL के किसी बंदे ने बोला कि बहुत उसको आखिरी ओवर तक खींचो लास्ट बॉल तक
खींचो
खींचो
थोड़ा वो होना
Because
चाहिए
there was absolutely no reason why we are still talking about this game in the last over.
I think this game was over पंजाब के मिड इनिंग्स में ही उसके बाद से it has just been going through the motions. This game was definitely over after Gujarat's power play. in the back.
Exactly, 56 in the power play, man. Wow. Soam's conspiracy theory lover. Gill played that tennis shot straight down the ground in order to impress Roger Federer. Oh,
Yeah,
that's-
Pranav, Roger Federer is in the stands.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the reason.
Exactly. That's
He's
actually a very
watching.
good point. क्या पता? Shubman Gill could be our next
Yeah.
tennis champion.
And actually, I mean, forgetting his name, Daniel Brettig, the Australian writer,
Brett, yeah.
he wrote a piece on. Oh my God! Punjab doing a reverse
Wow.
Punjab.
Seriously, oh man. What are the odds of this happening? Oh wow.
Yeah.
Now this innings looks even more severe for Gill.
Gill.
Oh,
Strike
man.
rates are not overrated, dude. One intense shot in the middle overs, and this game would have been
Yeah.
done by now.
Jeez. This was
Don't fall into that Raquel round trap. Come out of it. You still have time. Come out of it before it's too late.
पूरे 18 करोड़.
Yeah, so talking about Dale Brady, he actually wrote some time back like Steve Smith's new technique is inspired by Roger Federer's tennis
Oh.
grip.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
and that's how he sort of scored those 200s in BBL or 300. How many hundreds he got? 200s in BBL. Yeah.
Oh wow.
It happened after he changed his bat grip in getting inspired by how Roger Federer holds his tennis racket. The same grip, open face.
Interesting. I would love to read this
Yeah.
piece, man, because wow. 6-4. I'm guessing Tewatia comes in. I don't think they send in Shankar now. Do you think? Tewatia is a better bet, right? Like this hitter.
They should send Rashid.
Ah,
Or
yeah.
Tewatia will
Yeah,
also
either of
Rashid will
Tewatia.
सकते हैं, मतलब Rashid can just
Yeah.
whip a 6. Ben Brown, hope always springs eternal. I'm used to struggling for every match in the beginning of IPL. I chose my club at the start of the IPL. Price you pay for having sick friends.
So is that the
Oh,
only
that's the
reason you're
reason.
supporting Punjab? Wow.
Yeah, one of my friends from college is a very big Pretty Center fan, so naturally he's a Punjab fan. And every year after the auction, he pings me, "Bhai, इस बार क्या लग रहा है team का?" And I'm like, "भाई, अच्छा है, on paper सब अच्छा है, but paper पे तो नहीं खेलते cricket."
Tewatia to finish this again.
So very important.
Oh yeah, he finished the game against Punjab last year.
Yeah.
12-2.
Punjab specialist.
Except the bowler he thrashed is also in Gujarat's team right now, just walking the bench. So yeah, 6-4.
Oh,
What do you think is Sankaran going for now? Like again, just hit the same lens. Yeah, full Yorker.
I think Sam Curran का go-to was the Yorker ही है.
Yeah,
Then-
yeah. And UB ज़्यादा नहीं है by the way, so he can hold the ball. Like it's not that easy to grip or anything. I mean, that difficult to grip or anything. Sorry. Abhinav Gupta Singh
Yeah.
last year, Odian bowled the last over for Punjab versus Gujarat. Tewatia again here. Yeah, except that Odian is not there to
So,
bowl.
see, Tewatia fancies West Indian bowlers. He thrashed Cottrell, then Tewatia last year, both against Punjab, and now this time it's Sam Curran, so
Let's
it's not
see.
the same thing.
I want to see if lightning strikes thrice. Like if Tewatia, I mean 6-4 to be honest, 6-4 it's any day the batting
Yeah.
sides game.
I mean, the coolest thing would be Tewatia just hitting a six, mic drop. Thanks for coming by.
But I still feel there might be a bit of pressure on the batting side because that's a good ball, man. That's a very good ball. Yeah, I was just saying the pressure would there would be a bit of pressure because Miller 16 of 17. I don't think he scored a single boundary so far. And
No, he did one to Rabada, that short ball.
Oh
on
yeah.
the leg side.
Yeah. Of course. The absolute trash.
So a dot of this or a single of this would make this game very, very exciting.
Wow.
But I think, Gill has just himself to blame.
I mean, like I said earlier, the dismissal makes this entire innings look even more sillier.
Mm.
Again, if he finished the game, then no one would have had any complaints.
Mm.
But yeah, now let's see how this goes. You think? I mean, I don't want to jinx it. Let's just let the
Let's
match.
see. Current to Miller.
Oh, nice hit! अबे यार,
नहीं, throw out करना.
यार.
Good.
I really want Punjab to win it from here. But 4 of 2, dude, this is not anyone's game to be honest.
Yeah,
Like,
this is anything can happen from here.
But यार, जितेश भाई, I mean,
Oh, यार.
मान देता अगर विकेट गया होता ना अभी, if Tewatia was out, that would have been incredible. Great bowling.
Great
Yeah,
bowling,
yeah,
yeah.
true. Completely agree. Good attempt. But
The
yeah.
only 15 crore plus boy who's living up to the billing so far this season. He won the game against Rajasthan as well with very good death bowling.
Yeah. But I feel right now Tewatia would be expecting a Yorker on the stumps. I just hope he does something different. I don't know what that different thing is, but I'm pretty sure.
Scoop.
Yeah, exactly.
Scoop
Tewatia will be
loading.
shaping up for something like that.
But does Tewatia scoop?
Yeah, he does. He does scoop, which is why I'm pretty sure he will be shaping up for something like that. Is what? Yeah, see,
Oh,
I called
done it.
Yes. I'm happy
Done
that I called it. That's it.
Done it. And Rahul Tewatia again. He had to.
But Gujarat
It has to be Rahul Tewatia, right?
Gujarat
It has to be.
But Gujarat really made a match out of nothing.
Yeah.
And-
So Rahul Tewatia, he doesn't bowl. He hardly gets to bat. But I think he's the specialist finisher in this team. And that's a new role that Gujarat are the only franchise who have identified this new role, specialist finisher, and it has been given to Rahul Tewatia.
And finisher मतलब क्या मैच एंड करने के
बिल्कुल
लिए
एंड में मतलब खत्म करना है आखिरी में बस आखिरी रन यही बनाएगा
ये
इसकी
first innings
जिम्मेदारी
में
है।
भी इसकी जरूरत नहीं पड़ती
Yeah.
बस सेकंड इनिंग्स में जब but yeah I wish Sam Curran did something different like it was fairly obvious that Tewatia was going to do something like that but yeah it is what it is.
It is what it is. But yeah, at the end of the day, Punjab were ahead in this game for a very long time, and they just, I mean, they would have lost 2 games on the trot, which they shouldn't have lost in the first place. But apparently,
I mean we can't
yeah.
so
But yeah, I mean, Punjab will take heart from this defeat.
yeah it just one ball to go net run rate doesn't get damaged that's another positive.
Yeah. But I mean, only so far so good. They have to come back to winning
Yeah,
ways again, because this league is very difficult with 10 teams now. I mean, you have to win 8 games.
Yep. And especially with the next game being versus Lucknow at Lucknow.
At Lucknow, that's gonna be difficult.
Yeah, that's good. It's a very good chance that they might end up losing 3 in a row.
Mm.
And yeah, so let's hope that won't be the case. Vikas Shukla
Yeah,
on his off.
our very own
Yeah.
Vikas Shukla.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if they would have lost the game, it would have been on Gill, and actually they should. I mean, they should know this, that they were a ball away from losing this game,
Correct.
and the player who's set needs to do better.
Of all
You
people, exactly.
You can't just play like that in this era. Having said that, I'm just thinking who is the right candidate for the player of the match.
I'm guessing Gill will get it. That's how usually.
Yeah, but I mean
commentators
that is the commentator's man of the
Yeah.
match. But who do you think really made that difference in this game?
think. In terms of winning, Mohan Sharma took whose wickets?
Let me check.
Yeah.
Mohit Sharma. He took Jitesh. Oh, Sharma took out Sharma. So he took
Okay.
Jitesh Sharma's wicket and Sam Curran's wicket.
Oh, both actually good.
So I think,
wickets.
our candidate for man of the match would be Mohit Sharma.
Yeah.
Come back. He understood the pitch well, bold, short, but slow, difficult to hit. Excellent figures. So I think, Mohit Sharma has to be the performer of the game.
Yep.
Not much to talk about. I think Arshdeep and Sam Curran in the last 2 overs made the match out of it.
Correct.
But Punjab at the end of the day paid the price of not opting for the better T20 bowler in Nathan Ellis. We did discuss it.
Yeah.
We thought that maybe we are discussing this, Rabada will just end up having an awesome day, but it was not to be. Punjab made a grave error, and they need to relook that tactic.
True.
Only maybe they wanted to rest Ellis for some reason, but apart from that, it's just not. There is no explanation of not playing Ellis over Rabada at
One reason,
This
yeah,
game.
9 crore diya, 20 lakh diya.
it shouldn't
Yeah,
matter.
ideally it shouldn't, but yeah.
14 करोड़ तुम्हारे पर्स में भी बचे हैं, तो पैसा का यूज तो तुम वैसे भी ढंग से कर नहीं रहे हो, तो it doesn't really matter.
Good point. But yeah, this really felt like one of those games. 2 हफ्ते बाद किसी को याद नहीं रहेगा, even despite it going to the last ball.
True point.
It's just
Very apt description after the game that we saw between these two sides in the last season, this
exactly
sort of
a disappointment.
a very interestingly played boring game. I've never seen a bigger failure than Gill in T20 and is among big names in terms of innings. तो ये थोड़ा ज्यादा हो गया, पर इतना गुस्सा भी ठीक नहीं है. Let's just hope कि Gill is learning from others who are not KL Rahul.
And 22 साल का है, time तो आएगा, he'll definitely come good.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah, with that, it's time to end the show. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same channel. तब तक के लिए देखते रहिए सुपर हिट मुकाबला. नहीं, तब तक के लिए please just like, share, subscribe. Subscribe to our channel. Spread the word if you really, I mean, Nandlal and people who live in a community where you know there'll be other people who would be interested to participate with us, because what we're doing here is building a community. We are here to take in your comments, answer your questions, and I mean, even if you guys want to hop in on a watch along with us like Gurkirat and Nikhil do, just ping us on Twitter. Maybe we'll find a spot for you guys. So yeah, subscribe and we'll see you tomorrow.
Yep.
Good night.
Bye. See ya.